Yo, gather round, let me tell you a tale of a blinking mage whose courage did fail. Dire mauls the scene, the pull went wrong, and Pirate's loyalty didn't last too long. Mana untouched, his team left to die, but Pirate's out sprinting, blinking on the slide. The tank's holding aggro, the group's on the ropes. Pirate checks his cooldowns and abandons their hopes. Guard Fengus steps in, at swarm the hall. But where's the mage, yo? He dipped from it all. Out of mana! He cried, but the logs don't lie. Mana gem ready, archmage's robe nearby. No blizzard to save, no Nova to freeze. Just a roach on the loose, dodging death with ease. The group screaming help, but he's already out. That's Pirates hardcore, just blinking peace out. He's the Blink King, yeah, the roach on the run. While the group's getting crushed, he's saving just one. Talks big, plays small, yeah, he's flaky as hell. Pirate software ringing the coward's bell. A few days ago, he was preaching his creed. Hardcore is all about who your team can feed. Said he died for his crew, stand tall in the storm. But when the pull got messy, he abandoned the norm. No Frost Nova, no rank 1 spells. Just a mage blinking fast, escaping the hells. Did all I could, man, who you trying to fool? You were halfway to the exit while your team got tooled. And that ass pull before, oh, you blame the crew. But the combat logs show it was all on you. Yo, Pirate, what's good? Where's that big talk now? Moments like this, so I play. You vowed, but the truth hit hard. You crumbled, you bailed, your team hit the graveyard, and your courage just failed. Mana gem chilling, ropes cool down clear, but you saved all your tricks just to disappear. No accountability, just dodging the heat, while the rest of your squad got wiped in defeat. He's the Blink King, yeah, the roach on the run. While the group's getting crushed, he's saving just one. Talks big, plays small, yeah, he's flaky as hell. Pirate software ringing the coward's bell. Guard Fengus laughs, the dire maul floor's red, and Pirate's blinking past his team's last shred. No mana, he says, but the math's looking bleak. You have the tools to help, but your effort's antique. Moments like this, yeah, we've heard it before, but you folded like laundry, ran for the door. The thrill of hardcore's about grit and guts, but Pirate's version just blinking and cuts. Take a bow, my dude, for your cowardly feet. While you're cruising the dirt, you're out saving your seat.
It's not AI slop. It's good. It's all right. It's the AI slop. How's it going, guys? It is back by popular demand. The internet hate train continues on Pirate Software, the Roach King. This is a story that we wait. We got to play this one as well. I was thinking about starting on this one, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I was watching a video that was critiquing you for mentioning you work at Blizzard so much. I literally never talk about it. When I worked at Blizzard, I did that for Blizzard. Blizzard, 7 years, yeah. Blizzard. I used to work at Blizzard Entertainment. Used to work at Blizzard Entertainment. You're red team specialist for Blizzard Entertainment. And Blizzard is having worked at Blizzard. I grew up at Blizzard. Blizzard. Game industry for Blizzard Entertainment. Blizzard. Yeah, no, I worked at Blizzard back when I used to work at Blizzard, when I was at Blizzard. For those who don't understand, I used to work at Blizzard Entertainment. I know how to do that because I worked at Blizzard. Example of this, when I was at Blizzard, how do you know so many things? I worked at Blizzard for 7 years. I don't think I'm better than other people. I do think that it's funny because you key on that. There's a lot of people that brought that up. And it's like, I never said that I was. I think sometimes the things that I talk about in regards to those types of things is misconstrued as arrogance or boasting. When in reality, I'm just trying to give context.
So that is the problem right there. So I want you to listen to this phrase. Sure. This gets misconstrued as arrogance, but in reality, it's this. Yeah. That is the most arrogant statement on the planet, bro.
I love that Dr. K. What is it, Dr. K or something clip? The guy that got the WoW player to jump off the thing or whatever. I love that clip so much. It's so good. Just to show you like a little bit about how Pirate Software sees himself. It's so good.
I am the first second-generation Blizzard employee. I was the first second-generation Blizzard employee ever. The first second-generation Blizzard employee. First second-generation Blizzard employee. So I'm second-generation Blizzard. I'm the first second-generation Blizzard employee that ever existed in the company. I'm also a second-generation Blizzard employee. I was a second-generation Blizzard employee. I was the first second-generation Blizzard employee ever. I was the first second-generation Blizzard employee. And I love that shit. I love that company. Working for Blizzard sucked, and I work at Blizzard. Or I worked at Blizzard. There's me eating a sandwich. Yeah, that was actually a Blizzard. I think it was my first, I think it was 2009.
The Blizzard sandwich. that never fails to make me laugh.
Me picking a safe is me cracking a safe in at Blizzard. Your Blizzard stories are fake. Which Blizzard story do you think is fake? Would you like to talk to me or my dad that worked at Blizzard for 23 years that's currently in chat? Which one do you...
Oh, it's so much fun to hate on Pirate Software because he's so insufferable. We got some stuff tonight, but a bit of a more relaxed, a bit more fun, I think, as we'll see. Bit longer stream tonight. Obviously, I got told to go to bed by my mum yesterday because she was tired. That's a joke. It's not anything weird or anything. But be sure to hit like on the stream. Pirate Software has lost over 210,000 subscribers in the last 28 days. It's the last month. Probably more subscribers than I'll ever have. It's gone off the cliff. And the thing about Pirate Software that's really interesting is that he blew up out of nowhere. Like, by the time I found him, and I think I found him the way that most of you have probably found him, and that's through the YouTube shorts, where he was doing these short little breakdowns and little stories about working at a certain company you may have heard of. It's called Blizzard. But he went up from like a 400 concurrent live streamer to like 8,000 practically overnight. And I think he gained millions of subscribers, actually. What is his all-time high? His all-time high was 2.5 million. He literally went up like a rocket. It's kind of crazy. It just goes way up. If we can get the max, let me see if I can find a good thing. So just like, he's at 12,000 subscribers, 30,500 within 2 months. Within 2 months, like in October 23rd, 2023, he went from 12,000 subscribers. And then 2 months later, he's at 1 million. So it's kind of like, it's a really interesting story because it's like, well, then maybe I could make it too. All I need is just 2 more months. Just 2 more months. Trust the plan, and we can all be there, bros. We're all gonna make it. But he goes off like a rocket, and it's a meteoric rise all the way up. And then he makes a couple mistakes. Like, it's literally Guard Fenris's fault. All he had to do was say was, "I'm sorry," and he would have been perfectly fine. That's what's so funny about this. Now, there's some allegations that he's changed his voice. I don't really care about that. He absolutely uses a reverb on his mic, but I don't have a problem with that. But this is a kind of a funny clip. This is actually one of his clips. As you can see, he basically blew up because of YouTube Shorts. So if you hate YouTube Shorts, it's their fault, and you can blame them. But this is 10 million views on a YouTube short. Voice evolution. Let's take a look at this one. This is from his channel.
Went back to the doctor. Doctor's like, hey, sometimes in your early 30s, your voice can change as a man, and it's effectively second puberty. This is what I used to sound like. That's what I used to look like to this 5 years ago. Wait for this. This is awful.
My hot dogs are freshly picked. I'm going to have to peel it. I'm going to have to peel my hot dog.
Yeah, that was it, dude.
Every good hot dog needs to be peeled.
The man's peeling hot dogs. He peeled a banana. He ate the banana. Then he put a hot dog inside it. And then...
Hello, my name is...
Oh, why is Turkey Tom playing? We've got autoplay turned on or something? Okay, we'll get rid of that. No, wait, actually, no, we won't. Well, I reopen that tab and then go back. There we go. There we go.
Hello, my...
No, what the... Just in case I want to... Every good hoot dog needs to be peeled. There we go. I found it.
Went back to the doctor.
That's how I found it. You got me. Yeah, so, like, do we believe this, like, second puberty thing? Is this a real thing? Post 1 if you think it's a real puberty thing, or post 2 if you think it's fake and lame. All right, so I got to go through these. Let me see. Press tilde, member for 3 months says, look, I don't know you understand how significant this whole thing is, but he used to work for Blizzard, you know. I'm aware of that, actually. Shield Station says, late and gay. I already had this one, actually. That's not a super chat, but I thought it was funny. I don't know what Shogun Stormhammer was trying to say. I'm not sure about that. BobTube, with he brags about his game runs on a smart fridge, played the vid 5 times a day, but it was just a screen mirrored from a Raspberry Pi, shaking my head. We might see that tonight. There's a bunch of videos that popped up all over the last couple of days. Like this Pirate Software Never Lies. This got 1 million views over 5 days. The one we were just watching about working at Blizzard. And it's kind of funny because, like, we talked about yesterday how YouTube is suppressing channels. But then you have these small channels, 20,000 subscribers. I think I reviewed Thors Code. We might check this out today. Oh, wait, actually, this guy had like 200,000 subscribers, I think. Yeah, Coding Jesus has a lot. It's this one. This one I was thinking about watching. It's called I Played Pirate Software's Game. And we might play it too, because it looks like fun. But this is like a 14,000 subscribers. He's almost got 1 million views. So people love to hate. We're all aboard the hate train. Something about it. There's just something so... I don't know what to say. Maybe it's the bandwagoning. Maybe it's just he's so smug and refuses to apologize. I think that's what it is. Because with lolcows, they have a similar contributing factor in every lolcow, and that's that they can't take criticism and they can't admit that maybe they made a mistake. And I think that's why Pirate Software is experiencing this right now. But very, very fun. We might check out Heartbound. Apparently, it's very, very bad. Now, with the code thing, so this is a C++ dev 20-year fraud. He makes a lot of... I don't know much about coding. I played Factorio. Apparently, that's the same thing. But
6 means, for example,
my issue with this is, like, I think that coders are a very interesting bunch. You might have a special word to call them. But they're all very... view is that, well, obviously, smaller is better. I mean, that's at least what I have to pray is true. But I think that, like, with code, smaller is better because there's less surface area for things to go wrong. The same way that tall people like myself are at higher risk of skin cancer because we have more skin. This is actually a true fact. Although I'm also from a country that has a massive hole in the ozone layer, so I'm fucked either way. It's over for me. But if you're... my opinion is, yeah, smaller is probably better. But if your code works, I don't care. So... I think that coders are really like a little they're very, very judgmental. It's like, it's kind of funny. I might describe it the same way as people that study Japanese. People that study Japanese are the worst. They are so anal and pedantic about everything. If you say one thing that they don't agree with, they'll tell you how wrong you are. I remember even Japanese people, they were like, because there's these little toys that you get inside of like the balls, gashapons. But some people call them gachapons. But it's just different around the country. And I said this once, and I argued for a while for a Japanese guy. He's like, they're not called gashapons, they're called gachapons, because you gotcha. And it's like, bro, they're just called different places and different things. It's very funny. Actually, I have a gashapon thing here. This is look at this guy. This is kind of cute. He's a little otter. Look at this. Look. It's like the Thinker, but it's an otter. That's cute. He's sitting on top of my computer now. I'm not going to let Pirate Software anywhere near this animal. Don't worry, he's safe. He's safe in my house. But yeah, anyway, we also got Disobedient Dogman, a new member, BobTube, new member, and 5 gifted memberships. Let's fucking go. Also, Jefferson Z Post says, we're all foamers on the hate train. Trains mentioned. There we go. There we go. And also, Xgamer, how's it going? He says, have you been drinking again? No drinks today. It's kind of funny because I did my I wanted to do like a really like analytical stream last night and break down this video with facts and logic. But then my girlfriend just showed up with a beer, well several beers actually, and she's like, here you go, this is just a little present. I'm like, oh, thank you very much. And just before the stream started, so I had a little bit tipsy, but not today. We're back to straight incel mode. I have never seen a woman. I've never touched a woman. I don't even know what they smell like. That sounds so bad. I'm sure someone will clip that out of context. It's fine. It's fine. But we're going to take a look at this. There's also a video by, I believe it's this one. This one. This is, I believe, by Mugen, which came out 1 day ago. 1 day ago, 800,000. It's a deep dive into the violent unraveling of pirate software. We might take a look at this and go through. Maybe we'll start with this, then go through this, the pirate software code, or the Heartbound playthrough, and then we might play it ourselves if we maybe hit like an extended goal or something. But don't lie to us. I would never lie to you, just like every liar says. No, I lie all the time. Everybody does. I hate it when people say, I do not lie, because it's just so fake. So fake. All right, let me see. We'll go back.
The bigger they are.
We'll take a look at that. We'll take a look at this for the start off, shall we? And then we might do some more analysis and things. So this is Mugen. Pretty big YouTuber, but actually the first time I think I've seen him. I guess he covers like VTuber nonsense. Like that lawyer that we're no longer mentioning. Just kidding, obviously. You know his name, but if I say his name, I have to play his theme song.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall. And that phrase is perfect to describe when a massive content creator gets into controversy bad enough to end their career. But when it comes to Pirate Software, he wasn't just a big content creator. He was someone who managed to blow up from 13,000 subscribers all the way to 1.1 million in less than 2
And that's what
months.
I said.
Taking
That it could happen to me, chat. Now, realistically, there has to be a lot of special factors for you to blow up out of nowhere, but it's always possible. But basically what happened is that Pirate Software won the shorts lottery. When shorts were first coming out, there was a lot of different ways to do them. People weren't sure exactly how to do them. And someone had to just get lucky and win the lottery. And Pirate Software is that person. And I think that a lot of these shorts are very good for what they are. Now, apparently a lot of the truth about them is now under question. But the first one that I saw was him talking about how one cosmetic horse in World of Warcraft made more money than all of StarCraft 2, which is, as a StarCraft 2 fan, that intrigued me. And I really liked his simple way of breaking things down. I do like the voice, actually. Like, I think that the deep voice is a good thing. So it's definitely, I mean, he knows it too. Now, in retrospect, it seems very cringe because you compare it to his old voice. Like, there's nothing wrong with putting a little bit of reverb as a treat, right? You know, women are allowed to put on makeup, men are allowed to grow beards, and streamers are allowed to increase their bass and reverb. Okay, we get a little bit of it, but no, I like became like I saw a couple of the shorts. I think this is what happened to most people. Subscribed to him and checked him out, and I was like, oh, this guy seems pretty cool, interesting. He's a coder. He worked at Blizzard. He ate a sandwich at Blizzard. His dad worked at Blizzard. Yeah, why not? Why not? Let's take it. Now, I don't really watch Twitch from time to time, but not really my thing. And then all of this sort of came to a head during, obviously, classic World of Warcraft. Now, as a classic World of Warcraft enjoyer, but not at the moment, and I have a bit of a problem with World of Warcraft. I am an World of Warcraft addict, but I'm pretty much kicked the habit these days. But every so often, when I hear tales of a fresh server, oh man, like the bug gets me, and I have to play. Now, this took place in classic World of Warcraft Hardcore, which I was playing at the time as well. So I was locked in. And one thing that really popularized this, not only was Pirate Software's drama, but specifically two things. One of them was the guild OnlyFans, which was a content guild. What could possibly go wrong when you get a bunch of Twitch creators together and make them work on a collaborative project? Surely no drama could ever happen. Of course not. But another thing was that there was a YouTube channel, which I occasionally watch now, even now, which was called, I think it's like Hardcore Deaths or World of Warcraft Hardcore Deaths, something like that. Basically, it's just compilations of shit hitting the fan in Hardcore World of Warcraft. Now, what happened to me in Hardcore World of Warcraft was that I got to level 60 and I beat the bosses. Like we beat Onyxia. It was great. But then I got robbed. I got robbed because I went with a bad raid lead to Onyxia, and they called for like Petri and then disconnect, which is a tactic I'd never used before. So what happened is I used my Petri, which just makes you invincible for 1 minute, basically. And then I disconnected my game, but I did it too slowly. So I died while I was offline. So I never even got to see my character die. Very frustrating. Now, World of Warcraft is a terrible game to play for a hardcore game because there's so many bugged mechanics. And I do love hardcore games like Raft, if you're playing on hardcore mode, Darkest Dungeon. There's a lot of cool. I like the concept of hardcore in a game, but it's so stupid to play a hardcore game that requires an internet connection. And of course, the dinosaur game that I play is also hardcore because if you die once, you have to start again. Now, the problem with the dinosaurs, I mean, the difference between the dinosaurs and World of Warcraft, of course, is that if my Dilophosaur dies, I've wasted 2-3 hours. If a level 60 World of Warcraft character dies, you have now lost at minimum 100 hours. And in many cases, closer to 150 or 200. These it takes like 10 days played. Like 24 hours is 1 day played. I know it's an insane time investment. And then, oops, mum unplugged the internet, you're dead. Oops, somebody else made a mistake, you're dead. Oops, the game bugged, you're dead. Oops, you fell off, you fell through the floor, you're dead. But it is fun. It is fun. I think it's a very good game. It's got a very fun gameplay loop. But the reason I'm saying this is that people get attached to these characters. If you fuck up and 5 people die, which is the standard group of a dungeon, you've potentially destroyed 500 hours of collective time between those characters, and often much more than that. So this stuff was always being streamed. It was always being recorded, and the moment it happened, everyone was watching and everyone was reacting. And I think that Pirate Software banned something in the range of like 30,000 people from his channel and his Twitch on the same day that he fucked up. That's how invested in people. And people have been not letting him go. This is like 10 months ago, I think. But then the Stop Killing Games comes out and he reveals himself to be an absolute villain. And because he's an absolute villain, well, you love to see it. You love to see it. But before we continue this video, I do have to remind you of one thing, and then I'll only play this once.
Hit like if you like the show. If you don't like the show, don't hit like, or hit thumbs down. Be like, this guy sucks. I don't mind. But if you do like the show, hit that like button. It really does. I gotta remind YouTube that I'm here. They are not distributing things out.
The YouTube conspiracy, you have to hit like, you have to vote the poll, you have to comment and chat, you have to do something, dislike the stream. All right, let's go. That's fine. Or just watch a lot, or give money. Because I only respond to the person who has the top fan. Who's the top fan right now? X-Kuma. I only talk to X-Kuma in the chat. He's number one. He's been number one for probably the entire channel's career, actually. But he's still number one. Based X-Kuma. All right, let's continue. What the... Wait, hold on a second. $50,000? I mean, I know Twitch can be lucrative. We've shattered the all-time high Twitch hype train record. Oh, okay. So what this is, if you're not a Twitch person, well then congratulations, because you have a job, which is very commendable. Basically what happens is someone gifts a sub on Twitch and it starts a hype train, and the hype train will run out after like, I don't know, a couple minutes. But if people give more subs, then the hype train continues. And it's like, you know, it gets higher and higher, and it's harder and harder and harder to complete. And then maybe you can get like golden pepes or something. I don't exactly know how it works. I know that Twitch's chat feature is better than YouTube's, honestly. It really is. Because there's only two kinds of people in my chat. The green names and the gray names, okay? So if you want to pray the gray away, then you've got to be a member like BobTube saying, at least dress up as a furry for this. Like, they can see her. I've got my little otter. Like, what else can we do? Look at this! Look at this little guy. Look at my little otter. He's thinking about things. Okay. Yes, Pirate Software is a gay furry, and that may be a feature of his game. We don't know. Not really relevant, but it's. I mean, it kind of makes it creepy that he has a ferret rescue farm and his first owner is a ferret. But okay, let's see. Yeah, the Otter Gang. No, wait, Grey Gang. No. We're gonna make this members only chat or something. I mean, this is kind of YouTube cope. It's like, it's over. He's dead. Pirate Software is done. Like, you know, yeah, it's kind of like rage bait or whatever. Pirate Software is still very successful and still doing very well. I believe he's got 8,000 concurrent viewers watching him play Dune. Did I say that correctly this time for the chat? Dune, not June, which is the correct way to say it. I'm not muted. Oh, I am muted. Okay, fuck me.
Twitch stream. However, he also at some point, and even making over $50,000 in one Twitch stream. However, he also managed to lose all of that just as fast.
Yeah, okay, there we go. That's what I was talking about.
His actions didn't just make him unlikable, but it exposed him both as a brand and as a person.
Yeah, he's playing Dunk right now. I love Dunk, actually.
Making people realize that they had subscribed to him over lies or exaggerations, and that he never showed his true self until now.
So we're going to make this a little bit faster, because we got... Oh, wait, it's already on 1.2 space. I've already evolved. We talked about yesterday the psychopaths, the absolute psychopaths that watch the YouTube videos at 2 speed today. Or yesterday. And I got a bunch of angry 2 times viewers watching and saying, like, if they could watch it at 4 speed, they would. So, congratulations.
No doubt somehow heard about this already. So many people are talking about him because it's that much of a crazy story. And so I thought of making a video going back to the first ever incident and how it led us here today. So without further ado, let's do this.
All right, we're currently less than 1% through this video. No, wait, that's not correct, because 1 hour is in 100 minutes. Shit. We're currently... What is 1 over 69? Somebody tell me.
All right, so the first question to even ask here is, where the hell did Pirate Software even come from? Well, he
worked for Blizzard, obviously. His father worked for Blizzard.
created his channel in 2016. And while his channel would grow over the years, it would do so in a very slow manner, reaching 13,000 subscribers after 7 years.
All right, so which YouTuber do you think is going to explode from 13 or let's say from 20,000 subscribers to 1 million in 2 months next? Is it going to be me or is it going to be Sean, the sandwich man? I don't know. He's so consistent. It's so Sean. He can't keep getting away with it, honestly. Potentially criminal Sean. You know what's really funny? I'll say this because we haven't talked about the Baldoverse in a while, but it's probably going to make a comeback soon. I'm just waiting to see if there's anything interesting happening. Kurt, actually, this is unironically true. Kurt is going to explode next because he keeps getting 5,000 current viewers. Sandwich Man. Look, when Nick started A-logging Kurt, I made a promise to myself that I would not stop hyping up Kurt until he's the new Mr. Beast. He's going to be before the end of the year. I'm going to make it happen. But now what was I going to say? Can't remember. Where I was going with this.
But then, at the end of October 2023, he would take a decision that would change his life forever. And that would be uploading highlights of his Twitch streams as YouTube Shorts.
This is a really good strategy, and I don't seem to be... I'm like the only person that can't seem to make it work. The Kino Casino does it. Pirate Software does it. Everybody does it. Everybody's making like the fast facts or the quick stream. When I try it doesn't work. Okay? So... I guess nobody cares about me. That's unfortunate. Maybe I'm going to start running the Sean clip channel. Now I remember what I was going to say. You know what I really like to do in the Baldoverse? This is like a guilty pleasure of mine. Is I love it when Alyssa Clips and Stalin19 upload the same clip. That is so... Whenever I always check, every time Alyssa Clip uploads a clip I'm interested in watching, I always check to see if Stalin has one as well. Because there's two ecosystems, right? There's the We Hate Nick ecosystem that lives in Alyssa Clips' channel, and there's the We Hate Aaron ecosystem that lives on Stalin19. And these are like two disparate tribes that are always fighting about each other. And it's like the same clip, more or less, and they have radically different opinions. So you go over to like Stalin, and it's like they're talking about Sean or something, because Sean says that Aaron's probably going to lose the restraining order. And they're like, Sean gets everything wrong. Oh my God, I can't wait to see Sean get felted. And he doesn't even know what he's talking about. He's like, Sean is just practically right all the time, basically. Then you go over to Alyssa Clips and they're like, oh, base Sean every time. There's just these two tribes. And it's like the pro scub versus anti-scub. Exactly. This is exactly what it is. So my advice to both Stalin19 and Alyssa Clips is keep uploading the same clips because it's so funny to see the people fighting over who their dog in the fight is. It's great. I love it. That's my guilty pleasure.
These were such an incredible success that for a while they took over the YouTube Shorts algorithm. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised at all if a huge portion of you watching this video right now came across these shorts on your own time. The views speak.
Actually, let's do a quick poll. Okay, so looks like the majority of people want to play Train Simulator over Pirate Software's game. So I'll give you a quick choo-choo. There we go. All right. I'll do a quick... I'm actually very curious about this. So let's see. How did you find Pirate Software? There we go. Through shorts, through drama, and literally who? There we go. That sounds about good, right? We got towed, did we? Like, what do you mean? Did we get towed? You mean like a stream raid or something? There we go. Dinos will happen this week, guys. Don't worry. Dinos are making a comeback. We're canceling the apocalypse and the extinction.
For themselves, with tens of millions of people being exposed to his channel for the first time and liking it. But how did he manage to do that when so many others couldn't? Well, many different shorts actually share the same factors. All you have to do is just watch one to understand the appeal.
There's like consistency with a very good format. You want to hear this, like, and a lot of his stories are like, he's a good storyteller, I think, honestly. There's a lot of like just natural storytelling, punchlines, things like that, and a lot of intrigue. But the problem is, it just seems he made up a lot of it. BobTube said, at least dress... Oh, wait, there is that one. Savage the Post says, the one next to 69 is the cuck chair. Okay. And Super Iron Bob. Wait, there we go. Remember Pirate Software's security credentials are essentially a professional con man? I guess you mean I am. I'm a man with no humility, not a word he says should be trusted, or easier man. Yeah, like he went to these DEF cons or something, which is like hacking events or something. And actually, one of his stories is really bad. because he claims he went to a convention. And at the convention, he goes into a hotel room and he finds out there's this illegal device. I believe it's called a Stingray. Basically, it collects a lot of IPs or phone numbers, or anyone that's connected to Wi-Fi's and things like that in the vicinity. Very illegal device to have. And allegedly, Pirate Software finds this device. And instead of turning it over to the FBI, he decides to format all the data on it. So he's the hero in this, but it's actually just destroying evidence so the culprit can never be found. And he's just like, yeah, so I was at this DEFCON jam and I found this device called a Stingray. And then he has like his little MS Paint. And I like the MS Paint thing. I stole that from him. Honestly, that's where I got it from. It's a good format. And he's like, yeah, I wiped the data on it. So don't connect to public Wi-Fi's or some shit.
Short right here titled Social
That's government only. I mean, if a Stingray is government only, maybe it was a very illegal device. Maybe he actually found maybe he interfered with an actual like FBI raid. Like they were trying to catch some drug kingpin or something, and Pirate Software just like wanders into the wrong room and he just like destroys like 6 months of work down the drain. It's done. It's done. He claims what is this? He claims Mr. Robot copied his hacker puzzles. You know, the funny thing is when we take a look at this, but I did take a quick look at the Heartbound thing. The puzzle, he talks a lot. I from the streams I have seen of his, he talks a lot about how much time he spends making puzzles. But his puzzles are garbage. Like, I've got the demo on Steam, so we can play the demo, but like, I saw like this guy played the entire game, and it's absolute tripe. It's quite crazy, actually. All right, let's continue. Where were we? This one? No. This one? This one? This one? Oh my god, it's this one.
engineering has every single one of these factors combined. So let's take a look at it, and then I'll explain. Watch.
So when I worked at Blizzard, I had to do a social engineering task where I had to hit customer support, and I had to get 50 questions.
Should I do a shot for every time that Blizzard is mentioned in this stream? Ooh, that's risky. I like to live on the wild side sometimes, guys. You know how it is.
Answered. And let me tell you, I got my questions answered. I shouldn't have. That was the problem. They're not supposed to answer those. And one of the things that I found that was really interesting is people that had been there for 1 year were really, really hard to trick. But people that had been there for 5 years were really easy to trick. What have we learned? We've learned that training is the issue. Everybody that actually worked at the company got training in their first year and then they never got training again. So they became complacent, exactly. The director of CS came and he said, I want the names. And I said, I'm not giving you the names. You're just going to fire those people. And he goes, I'm going to go to your boss. I was like, do it. My boss is like, you got the names? I was like, yeah. And he goes, you going to give them to him? I was like, no. And he goes, he's not going to give you the names, bud. And then I sat down and I was like, look, I'm not giving you the names because if I did, you'd fire all of these people that are your best employees, the ones that have been here the longest. And in 4 years, you will have the exact same problem with the people that are newbies right now. The issue is not the employees, it's your training regimen. I sat down with him, we created a new 6-month training regimen. Guess what? I went back about a year later, did the same thing. All those people passed with flying colors. Not a single one.
Is this a true story? Is this a true story? I mean, if it's a true story, he's like, oh, based Pirate Software, you saved these employees and you made the company better. And I mean, I remember hearing this one. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty nice of him. But like, everyone keeps saying he was just a quality assurance guy at Blizzard. Like, is this just completely made up?
One of them answered my questions.
Well, there you have it. The deep voice with the confidence and eloquence in his speech, as well as the whiteboard he was drawing on at the bottom that was meant to soothe any attention span issues Gen Z might have, was the perfect combination. Additionally, this...
No, I mean, that's kind of true. But this is a great way to convert because typically streaming is 16:9. So when you try and like, make things smaller, you're going to have a lot of it cut off. This is a really good way to cut your stream up into two ways. So this is really smart, I think, actually. Although the Subway Surfer Gen Z people, yeah, I guess it works for them too as well. But it is what it is.
Story made him out to be a genius, but not just any genius, a noble genius who saved 8 employees from losing their jobs by standing up to the evil boss. And where did that boss work? At some unknown company? No, he worked at the...
What? Quick question for chat. Where do you think he's working at this time? The answer may surprise you.
Grand, prestigious video game company, Blizzard Entertainment. Yes.
Wait, that's the one that makes World of Warcraft.
That's right. This guy right here, talking in such an amazing, eloquent tone, worked at Blizzard Entertainment. And
Come on. Oh no. Oh no. Fair Affinity. Wrong answers only. Wizards of the Coast. Yeah, it's out of mana Wizards of the Coast. Sure. Okay.
And that's something he would make sure to mention any chance he got.
Apply at Stony. Well, I mean, there's an opening at Stoney's because I got fired when I got exposed by an illustrious investigative journalist. Oh my goodness, I have the funniest clip. It has nothing like. Do you guys want to see the funniest clip? This is good. This is really funny. It's not nothing to do with what we're talking about tonight, but it's very funny. It's very funny. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. This is good. This is really, really good. I just gotta let me just check. Let me just check. Did I actually get it? It's not Will Heron, no. It's a clip that I've made. I believe it is was it this one?
Then you go on Bro's channel.
All right. All right. Here it is. So we got an Alex Novell making a comeback. All right. So Alex Novell's very upset that that Legal Mindset didn't go on his channel, and then he's like going to complain that that he went on my channel. Listen.
Then you go on Bro's channel, this guy's channel, Meme Copium.
I mean, he did. Oops, what'd I do there?
In touch.
I must have. What the fuck am I doing?
And I was annoyed, obviously.
Okay, there we go.
After,
Because I was having problems with Kick. This is pretty funny though.
It's not about audio or video. It's time and
on my channel and people that ask me to come on their channels.
There we go.
I rarely do interviews because my time is so limited.
Your time is so limited, bro. Then why did you fucking go live on Meme Copium's channel for who has less subs just because this dude's a glazer of yours?
He's so mad.
Like,
I can't understand it. Oh, by the way, new banner. New banner. Look at this. New banner. I love it so much. I love this cat so much. Like there's a bar I found in Tokyo called Akope. And I just took off the A so it just says Cope and there's like this really smug cat. I love it so much. She was wild.
Look at you were live for 1 hour and 30 minutes on Bro's channel 2 months ago. You're so busy.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I don't get it.
You only do interviews to people who are the highest, the greatest journalists, but then you go on Bro's channel, this guy's channel, Meme Copium.
I don't know how we can explain this conspiracy theory. Make it make sense. Just make it make sense, chat. It doesn't make sense.
Already, I've shown you lying through your fucking teeth, bro. Why are you lying like that?
Oh my goodness!
I only talk to the most prestigious people, like Meme Copium, who tweets the N-word, bro. Who's like tweeting out the N-word. This is the most important guy who you need to be talking to. You need to be talking to bro.
Oh, I'm gonna let the whole thing play. We'll let the whole thing play. I was gonna stop it there, but let's see.
Yeah,
I'm thinking Stonies. Guy,
Meme Copium. Meme Copium.
I do love that little Stonies guy though. That's good too. Make it make sense, chat. On the wrist saying he was going to use the insanity defense. Make it make sense. How does this make sense? It doesn't make sense. You can't explain this. It has to be a conspiracy. Is it the glazing? Oh, of course, obviously. Why is he so angry? Because Legal Mindset didn't go on his channel, I guess. Oh my goodness. You know the funniest, like, this is just so, he's just such a liar. I told him we were friends. He stalked my Twitter for 8 months, or 8 months in the past, to find that Stonies thing. There's literally a picture of me, Andrew, and Jeff having a cigar together. He's like, make it make sense. All right, but sorry, I'm probably not going to talk about Alex again. Like, I'm going to move on for this because I think that it's all been covered. But I mean, that was a pretty funny clip, though, right, guys? That was pretty good. All right, let's continue.
When I worked at Blizzard, I did that for Blizzard 7 years.
We saw this video.
Blizzard. I used to work at Blizzard Entertainment.
Anyway, we'll get back to that later in the video. But for now, all you have to understand is that these shorts were extremely effective. Pirate Software had gone from 13,000 subscribers to 1 million before the year even ended. That's 2 months, going from 13,000 to 1.1 million. And over time, his shorts have racked up almost 2.3 billion views.
Holy shit,
a massive, astounding achievement.
That's actually insane. I remember like the first, obviously this is combined, but I remember that the first video to ever reach 1 billion views on YouTube was, what was it? It was the Gangnam Style, wasn't it? By Psy. That's a long time ago. And then nowadays it's like, because they've got all these, the entire world and there's auto dubbing and everything. You have a lot of channels that have over 1 billion, but I remember that. That was pretty cool.
In such a short amount of time. But YouTube wasn't the only platform that benefited. I mean, these shorts were highlights from his streams. So of course people went to those streams to see the real thing live. And so his Twitch channel went from 400 concurrent viewers to thousands. And within barely...
Oh my God, chat. Do you know we have 400 people in the chat right now? Let me check how many of them like the stream. 120. Like, come on, guys. Get at least to a 200. If we get to 400 likes in the stream, YouTube will push it out. But like, if he went from 400 likes to 400 views to thousands, it could like literally tomorrow. You guys better be here tomorrow when I stream something else, because you have no idea. It could just happen like that. I mean, obviously there's a lot of work that went into it, and he got lucky and he caught like a trend. But that gives us hope for people like me and I guess Sean.
3 months, he was at over 8,000 concurrent viewers. That's top 1% of the top 1%. Now, look, of course you might think,
I mean, 8,000 concurrent viewers, I think, is still pretty regular for him. He had much higher ones as well. I mean, just from this chart, you can see that he had 12. He pushed up 12K. Maybe like this is like around 15K or something. But I remember him seeing like 20K as well, like before the downfall.
well, there are bigger streamers out there, of course, but even those streamers must have gotten envious sometimes because of how...
Wait, hold on a second here. Paid active subs. Concurrent actives. Like every sub on Twitch is basically $5. Now Twitch takes like 50% of that. But there's like $50,000 a month. And then on one stream, he's making $50,000 in that stream as well. Yeah, I just need 400 engaged likes, BP. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. All-time high, 80,000 subscribers. Like on YouTube, you just sub, so like it doesn't really do that much. But like a sub is literally paid subscribe. Like a sub is the same as a member. So at one point, holy shit, he was getting approximately $400,000 a month from subs. Jesus Christ. Oh my goodness. That's insane. Paid active sub. Sounds like a sex worker. You'd have to ask. Damn it. No, I won't say it.
Loyal and supportive Pirate Software's community was. On December 2023, he would beat Twitch's hype train record. When enough people donate bits or gift subs, the hype train is activated, starting at level 1. While that's happening, a timer starts counting down.
All right, every time they say train, I'm going to play the whistle.
To 0. If more people donate, the timer resets and they get to level 2. Pirate Software's community had gotten him to level 55, and they discovered together that level 55 was actually the cap. No one had ever reached a hype train level this high on the entire platform. He had gotten over 7,000 subs and 1.8 million bits. If you don't know what this means, he had essentially made $50,000 in one stream. This guy's community was so unstoppable that it made everyone else be aware of his existence. So much so...
All right, now the streamer awards... It ain't shit, okay? Streamer Awards is just a bunch of LA people who are friends with people. Basically, it's Ludwig's girlfriend, Cutie Cinderella. She runs it, and basically the views don't matter. The votes don't matter. There's like they have like a weighting system on their poll for like Stream of the Year or whatever. So the audience vote only counts for like 20%, and then like 10 streamers that they are all friends with each other count for like everything else. So this is the most nepotistic, in-crowd, incestuous relationship you could ever imagine. So just to have this in your context. I mean, for context, Frogan won Up-and-Coming Streamer of the Year twice. So, well, she was nominated once and then she won it. She won it the next year. A streamer that can't even get over like 100 viewers concurrent. But she can eat all the eggs, which is very impressive. BobTube with a 5 says, you could have 2 million subs, but you're not a gay, polyamorous, furry, white hat hacker, just a weeb. I thought weebs were popular now. Aren't we cool now? Not even that much of a weeb. I had to sit through my girlfriend's anime today. She wanted to watch Dandadan for some reason. So now I've seen Dandadan. Wow, congratulations. She thinks it's the funniest thing ever. I'm like, I don't get this show. She's like, well, it's like Gintama. I'm like, I don't really watch Gintama either. I feel like I'm a fake weeb. It's very sad. Oh, sorry. I'm pretending to be an incel today.
That he actually was able to get nominated to the Streamer Awards in December of 2023. He was barely getting viral, but this is just how influential he was in such a short span of time. But what I want you to understand here is that the Streamer Awards actually have way bigger streamers than Pirate Software and other category nominations. For example, like XQC or Kai Cenat. These streamers would, of course, send their own communities to go vote for them on the website. And they did so with...
Yeah, so for context, those guys are like 100K or 80K, or at least like 30K to 100K. They're massive streamers.
No issues. But when Pirate Software sent his community to vote for him...
Do you watch dubs? Because you can't read or understand Japanese. No, we watch it for 1 minute, then we pause it, and then she explains to me what everyone said, then we continue, and it goes on like this. So every episode lasts like 60 minutes. It's a really effective way to to stretch out the day.
They crashed the fucking website.
All right, this is also a little bit deceptive, because Sekiriko Simura, she's the one that runs this. So Pirate Software got the award for software and game development. I'm pretty sure he was like the only category to vote for, and I think they may have actually invented this category for him. Again, it's very incestuous, this award series, but like, he was basically the only person that did coding and making games on stream, at least with a sizable audience of like over 100.
No other content creator had even come close to crashing the website. So it goes without saying that he won the Best Software and Game Development Streamer Award in 2023. He wasn't just absolutely killing it, the guy was speedrunning being a content creator, getting to 1 million subs, getting hundreds of thousands of followers on Twitch, winning streamer awards, and beating records when it came to donations on Twitch.
Can we do a quick walk? Can we do a quick walk view, like a quick walk ranking? All right, is this the Chad walk or the Virgin walk?
Winning streamer awards and beating records when it came to donations on Twitch. So of course, I say this with no exaggeration.
C for Chad, V for Virgin. Gate check. The Virgin shuffle. Awkward walk. I could do better though. His arms are too stiff, I think. That's probably a suit he bought just for this.
The sky was the limit, and the guy was barely getting started. If he could achieve that in just a couple of months, what could he achieve in years? Would he become a legend? Achieve stardom? Either way, he was unstoppable until he wasn't, and he had no one to blame but himself. The first incident that would begin his cataclysmic downfall was, in the most ironic way possible, in a World of Warcraft dungeon. Yes, Blizzard Entertainment's biggest game of all time. And it would become his worst nightmare. Guys,
what the fuck is this? Wait, what? This is a black elf with one eye missing? Huh? Legacy of Arathor content update. Now, wait a minute. You take your adventures further in Legacy of Arathor, you'll amp up the challenge of overcharged delves. What? Delves? Do they mean like dark elves? Like literally? Or is it like delving because are they delving into like D-elves? What are the D-elves? Go lore working with lore worker Cho. Get a helping hand and assist to highlight with a single button assist? So you can play this game one-handed while you're gooning? Oh my goodness. What does WoW become? Twitch drop, get an adorned half-shell transmog? See, the thing is, World of Warcraft used to be really good, like up until Wrath of the Lich King, and then some of the expansions were fun too. But I don't know what has happened to World of Warcraft. It is like completely different to what I have known about. Dick elves? That's right, it's the dick elves. I mean, oh shit, I gotta show this. I have got to show this. This is I forgot about this. This is so funny. Because it's such an inclusive game now. If you're like an old school World of Warcraft fan, you're about to like lose your nut. You lose your. Wait a minute, this is a real page. I thought somebody edited this on. Oh my god. Okay. This is a very real photo from World of Warcraft, the game. Okay. This is Archmage Khadgar, the Lord of Karazhan, and also the Guardian of Tirisfal. He's now being crippled by a powerful female elf, and he's in a wheelchair. In this game, and no, he made an arcane wheelchair that can fly. I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. In this game, you have paladins that can lay on hands, provided you're over level 18. And instantly heal people to 100% HP and cure all their ailments. You can resurrect the dead in this game. But this world, the world's strongest mage is in a wheelchair. No lay-on spine connected. You want to see something else? Hold on, I gotta show you one more. This is. See, the thing is, I hate that. I hate wheelchairs in fantasy, and I understand the argument of representation, but it's a fantasy game. Nobody fantasizes about being disabled. You want to see? Like, look at this. This is an unironically older picture. This is a dragon that can transform and has wings, and is in a wheelchair. Now the thing is, you can have. I'm actually okay with having disabled characters in a video game. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, you can make maybe they were cursed, and so for the magic will prevent them from being ever healed, so they're permanently paralyzed. Okay, that's fine. There is no reason to have a wheelchair. No reason whatsoever, especially for a mage like that. Like, why could never? He could be sitting on a magic carpet. He could be riding an orb. He could just be floating, and his legs are useless, but he never has to touch the ground. There's all sorts of fantasy ways to have a disabled character. Putting them in battle wheelchairs or arcane wheelchairs that fly through the heavens. The War Within. Oh my goodness. Is it? Well, when they said the War Within, are they talking about Khadgar getting pegged or something? Is that what they mean? And that's why he's in a wheelchair? He had one bad delve, and now he's in a wheel. Like, I don't know. He has a bird. He has a bird form, I believe. Anyway, they thought this was such a good idea that they decided to do it twice to the world's strongest mage. But I believe this is because he fought a female elf, gavel drawn, or something. I don't know. I'm not even joking. Is the chair his mount? I guess so. Do you think they sell the wheelchair mount in the Blizzard shop for $20? That'd be pretty good. All right, let's continue. Oh, actually, I found one of my old World of Warcraft videos. Do you guys want to see it? It's like a quick 2-minute video or something of when I was playing in the first, because this game is now dog shit, but the original classic World of Warcraft, they basically figured they can't make good games anymore. Everyone's saying no. But it's good. I edited it myself. It's my guild doing a sapper gank on the Alliance guild going to Molten Core. Somebody, literally one person. Maybe at the end of the stream. Maybe we make a goal or something. No thanks. No. Okay. All right. We'll not make this about. This stream's not about me anyway. Nobody cares about me. Dear. No, but so the old game used to be like nostalgic and great. Everyone liked it. So they decided to just start re-releasing the game over and over and over again because the new one is dog shit. That's basically the content. They made the classic servers, which was I played on for about a year and then quit. And then I was like, all right, I'm never going back to it. I'm never wasting all my time. Like, I want to be playing World of Warcraft right now, actually. If I could get away with it, I could. But I can't do it because it makes me so unproductive. Because it's all I can think about is the next thing I'm going to do in World of Warcraft. But then they decided to reboot it again, but this time with permanent death, which is what leads into like pirate software.
I don't think World of Warcraft needs any introduction. Okay, it came out in 2004.
I will make it a democracy choice. Over the next 5 minutes, if the poll is 50% yes, we'll watch my World of Warcraft video.
And revolutionized gaming forever. Many games tried to copy it, many games tried to compete with it, they all died, and this game is still alive today in 2025.
Yeah, WoW was the only thing
now, throughout the years, it has received many different expansions, 9 in total. And while they would add more content, quests, story, sometimes new races, sometimes new classes, some of them would also permanently alter the game's fundamental mechanics. In other words, the game that you're playing now in 2025 is vastly different from the game that you would have played on release day. One could even go as far as saying that they're completely different games at this point. Seeing that so many people's most meaningful gaming experience while they were growing up was World of Warcraft, a lot of them yearned for nostalgia. A lot of them wanted to relive those days when all they had to do was worry about mechanics from 10 or even 15 years ago. This would result in the rise of WoW private servers, unofficial servers ran by fans in which they would use old versions of the game. At some point,
this is kind of interesting because there's like a lot of WoW private servers like Nostalris, and Blizzard was very active in killing them, which is very ironic, or maybe not ironic, but poetic. It's poetic because Pirate Software is now trying to kill games himself. So I guess you see where it comes from. Voting with money, show the video. It looks like people want to see the video. It's pretty quick.
Blizzard would start taking down some of the most popular private servers and would cause community outrage, with many asking Blizzard directly, well, why are you going to take them down, seeing that there's demand for them if you're not going to make one of your own? And so they took their sweet time, but eventually, in the year 2019, they would launch World of Warcraft Classic, bringing back World of Warcraft exactly how it was back during patch 1.12.1 of...
Yeah, hashtag no changes. It was a little bit different. They made a couple of changes, but it was mostly the same.
September 2006, before the launch of its first ever expansion. It would run in parallel to the normal World of Warcraft of today.
Did I play on BlackRock? So BlackRock, you be talking about the like classic BlackRock or the vanilla BlackRock? Because I remember BlackRock was the unofficial Australian server, and I did try and play on that server. And I did have a character on that server, and there was like massive queues because WoW was like they weren't prepared for it. And I had a warlock on that server. I got up to level 40. Then my friend started playing the game, and he didn't want to play in queues. So eventually I was like, oh, I'll play on 2 servers. And then eventually I was just like, no, I'll just play on 1 server with my friend. So I didn't transfer, but I stopped playing on that server. Never got above level 40 on Blackrock. And then started playing on Boulder Fist.
And would slowly re-release its expansions, allowing people to relive them once more. In the summer of 2023, World of Warcraft Classic would release the Hardcore Realms game mode. These are separate servers from normal ones in which you can create a new character, but if you die, you lose that character forever. Hence why
People die when they're killed. I think that there's room for like a alternative hardcore, because like I said, like it's stupid to die in hardcore because of a disconnect or something. So I think like I really think that there's a good opportunity to make like a soft hardcore version where like if you die, your character's locked out for 24 hours or something like that, and then enable PvP. So you could actually go on raids and like destroy towns and like kill all the people you can find, and they're just like they're all dead or some shit. But maybe you make it so you can't PvP people like within who are gray levels to you, essentially. So you can't just have a level 60 rogue going around ganking all the level 10s or whatever. I feel like there's a lot of opportunity there, or like make it so that you can die, but if you're resurrected within 10 minutes, then you get another life. So being a priest or a paladin or something is really valuable, and you always want to be in groups because your buddy can resurrect you, and then that would actually be really good, because then like a party wipe could be recoverable if you lose like 2 or 3 people, but you get through the battle, and then it's like you just start resurrecting each other. That'd be amazing, I think. But like these are like I'm like the idea guy that like has these stupid ideas that probably are really dumb for some reason that I don't comprehend and will never be done.
I was called Hardcore. And this is where Sodapoppin comes in, a streamer that has been streaming for over a decade now. In his early days, he was a popular World of Warcraft streamer, and when he saw the announcement of World of Warcraft Classic Hardcore, he would create a Hardcore streamer guild in October 2023, in which
I was actually thinking about trying to play with this because it seemed like fun. But they wanted to play on Horde, and I usually played on the Horde. But for this booting up of, no wait, was I? Wait, were they? Yeah. No, I was on Horde. I was playing Undead Priest. I wasn't friends with OnlyFans, but I was playing an Undead Priest.
he and a bunch of other big streamers would try their best to level up their character to level 60 without dying.
No idea about Ashes of Creation.
And eventually also try to do endgame content. It was a big success, so at the end of 2024, he decided to launch Season 2. This time, better and bigger than ever before. The amount of streamers that participated in this Season 2 was insane.
Honestly, it looked like a lot of fun. Like I said, I don't use Twitch much, but I would play hardcore WoW, and I would watch Twitch and like pick someone, because there's, again, it's like a gambling aspect where like all that dinosaur sort of aspect where it's like nothing happens for a long time, and then something goes crazy, and it's such a dopamine rush that you get addicted to it. So that's why I'm getting my fix from the dinosaurs right now. Is that Nate the lawyer? You're talking about the delves? Chorgon Stormhammer says voting with my money. Sure. I read that one, I think, as well. Or is it the second one? I don't know. Sure. We're gonna watch it looks like it's 73%. Stop the count. We'll show you.
Streamers here who had never even played World of Warcraft.
But we'll
were huge in games that they played. Some were League of Legends pros, some were Counter-Strike pros. I mean, the list went on. It was an astounding amount of people. And of course, one of the many, many big streamers that had joined OnlyFans was none other than Pirate Software.
The thing is, like, any seasoned WoW player can tell that Pirate Software wasn't very good, and he tried to like present himself as like an amazing player. One thing that really frustrated me was his lack of keybinds, and also he always had his backpacks open. And he liked to say it's because he's the guild enchanter or something. I don't understand. It was really annoying. Like leaving your backpacks open while you're playing WoW, it's like it's not answering your emails when you've got like 99 emails to answer or whatever.
Seeing that he had built such a massive influence over the year of 2024, adding him to the guild was seen as a net positive. It was seen as a good thing until one day.
No, I was undead. I was a zombie. Zombies aren't furries. What are you talking about?
Wasn't. The maximum level you could reach in World of Warcraft class.
Jesus fucking Christ. All right, so every one of these characters is at minimum 100 hours. So that's, and I believe there's 9 slots for every thing. So there's like 900 hours here. That's insane. And like a lot of these, like to gear up, takes a long time. Like the game starts at level 60 essentially. I mean, it's not really true, but you're looking at a full-time job here for an entire year to get this. This is insane.
Classic Hardcore was level 60, and getting there, just by itself, is already an ordeal that lasts dozens of hours and sees you try your best to not die. Now, Dire Maul is a dungeon that you can only access if you're level 58 at the minimum, and its appeal is the amount of great gear that it drops. Dungeons are typically ran by 5 people, so Pirate Software and 4 other streamers decided to take this on in order to get better gear. Now, usually, when you're in a dungeon or a raid, there's always a team leader, someone who calls the shots. It's a very stressful role.
Yeah, usually it's the main tank. That's usually like a warrior or somebody who's the big beefy boy that's going to be like his face is going to be punched over and over. Typically you want to stay behind your tank. If you're like a DPS, like a ranged character, like a hunter, like a Legolas type or whatever, you don't stop pulling. It's bad. Don't do it.
Especially in a raid when you're managing a couple dozen people, and it's even crazier in hardcore World of Warcraft because whatever you decide might affect the accounts of the people playing. One wrong move and they lose dozens of hours of progress, and it's all on you. I'm saying this because I want you to bear in mind that Pirate Software is not the group leader here. But as silly as this sounds, the beginning of Pirate Software's downfall was because of this dungeon and what you're about to see here. The YouTuber Dev, otherwise known as Short Fat Otaku, great name by the way, combined the
Wait. Is Short Fat Otaku? I thought he did like video essays or something. Is he just making like gameplay compilations now, or is this like something that was outside his regular wheelhouse?
perspectives of everyone who was streaming in the dungeon minus one person. One of them was Pirate Software on the top right.
Wait, isn't Short Fat Otaku into something really weird like diaper fetishes or something like that? I can't remember. I mean, if it's not, I apologize, but I thought it was something like that. Making Law Simple. How's it going, man? Says, here's the goal: extend the show and bring on Max. We gotta protect Max for a couple of weeks, okay, guys. He'll be back, but we can't expose the normies to Max just yet.
As you're watching this, you're going to hear the team leader say, run. In World of Warcraft dungeons or raids, this means retreat, but help each other retreat. Not every man for himself. Don't care about your teammates. You're meant to stick around, try your best to outmaneuver the enemies while making sure your teammates also make it out with you. But as you might guess,
even from this thing, you can see that Pirate's the only person who has his bags open. Everyone else has got like their like raid bars or their DPS meters. He's the only one who has all these bags open, so you can see his enchanting materials. That's
not what happened here at all. Watch.
Wait. PVT Part says, "What's up? I'm the dev Pirate Software DCMA. Do you mean the guy that made the Roach software game?" I heard, like, actually, you could tell me then, because Pirate Software said that he DMCA'd you, right? But didn't he redact it and you won on that because you didn't actually use his voice, or you got a voice actor or something? No, wait. Didn't you actually use the real voice in the end, but then his DCMA was fraudulent, and you just won and like kicked his ass in the entire thing? Is that correct? Just put a yes or a no on that. Very, very cool to see you there. How's it going, bro? That looks pretty fun, actually. Maybe we'll play that game instead.
God damn it. Run. Just run. Keep targeting.
All right, so make this a bit larger so we can see. This is a pretty key
The team tries their best to make sure that they all get out together.
The Pirate Software is up here, and everyone else is inside the middle arena. You can see Pirate Software is roaching out as fast as possible. You remember when the Fellowship of the Ring was fighting the Balrog, and Gandalf was already halfway back to Rivendell? That's what this is happening. That's what's happening.
Massos.
No.
Look at Pirate Software.
I'll see how you find says yes.
Any grenades? Anything?
All right, you can see this is the healer. Like, so there's kind of like these key classes that you have. So Pirate Software, he's a damage dealer and a mage, and they can like one mage is like the hero class of WoW. They can permanently disable people by turning them into sheep if they keep casting it every 30 seconds. They can freeze the entire area. And Pirate Software actually talked about this. He says, I play a Frost mage with the I believe it's the Frostbite talent. Basically, it freezes people in place because when shit hits the fan, he's the person that can save people. So he is the most important character at this moment to making a clean escape. The rogue can do a lot. They can blind, they can gouge, they can do other things, but it's like fairly minimal. But you can see they're all kind of running away together. It's good to have the priest in the back. The rogue could be a bit further forward, but Pirate Software being here and doing nothing is really bad. And he does something really, really bad here.
Heal him. Yeah, just heal me. Just come back a little bit.
What's on me? Sitting bare
Look at me, just fucking gone.
Just run.
I can help that. Yeah.
Pirate, why are you walking, bro?
All right, this guy I think is called Yamato, but he's Yamdev in the game because Yamato is a very popular name because it's like the original Japanese people. I believe he's not Japanese. But he's calling him out because everyone else is still kind of in this courtyard and Pirate's already around this wall. He's fucking gone.
What are you talking about? Why am I walking?
Wait, we go back.
Just run.
I can help that. Yeah.
Pirate, why are you walking, bro?
What are you talking about?
He's already over there. Like, you can see in the distance. He's already fucking gone. Way smarter on play. Yeah. So this guy here. He's like a big beefy boy. He's the tank, the main tank, a big Tauren warrior with a shield. So he's trying to tank. So he's like he's taunting them, he's slowing them, he's hamstringing them. The priest is also very forward. These two, they're like they want to run. They could be in there helping, but like they're still staying with him in case shit hits the fan. So that's okay. That's okay.
So his teammate told him, "Pirate, why are you walking, bro? This is salvageable. Come on, man." He doesn't care. He keeps running all by himself.
Just kill the mastiffs.
Innovate.
Innovate the healer. Kill the mastiffs. We got this. In a sense of
More something?
Do you see my mana? What am I supposed to do for you?
Classic line.
Just kill the mastiffs. One shot. Okay,
Love that
More
one.
on the way.
You can see Pirate's camera. Everyone's here dying, and he's just like watching them from the. Now he could go back in. Important to note that he's like, "Do you see my mana?" Because he's pretty low on mana. He wastes mana on Blink, and he also used a blizzard effect where you can make like a big like snowstorm basically. But the snowstorm has to be there for like 3 seconds to actually apply the slowing effect. So he wasted mana doing 1 second of it and running away. And he has 2 items here: the mana gem and the robes of the Archmage. So he actually has like instant mana on demand. He's like, "Do you see my mana? What am I supposed to do for you?" And not even that, but there's other things you can done, like rank 1 Frost Nova, rank 1 Blizzard, those sort of things. They're like lower cost mana, do low damage. It's called down ranking. But you can see, I mean, well, maybe you guys can't see, but barely any of his keys are even bound. It's very frustrating.
The mastiffs can be Ice Novas.
Now we're gonna wait.
Zara?
Oh.
All right, he comes back for a second. This is like the cowardly moment where he's like, "Oh, maybe I can go back and save them." And then he's like, "Nah, actually."
Run.
Then he uses a teleport spell. That's a blink, so mages can teleport away. So the reason that he can teleport actually makes him even more of a coward, because he could have gone in there and helped them and then caught up them with the teleport. He also has a couple of items here, like this flask. No, this is not a flask, but this is a potion of limited invulnerability. I believe it gives you 6 seconds of being indestructible. Also, free action potion here, which makes you being immune to like slowing or rooting effects. I know a lot about this game.
Invocations on cooldown, man.
I can taunt last.
Now, in a dungeon, if you reach this door, it teleports you outside the dungeon and you're 100% safe. So once everyone in this party reaches this area, they're safe. It just loads them into another zone and they're fine. And monsters cannot follow you through these loading screens. So Pirate Software, what he can do is he can stand here and continue to try and slow or sheep or frostbolt anything. And then he can blink and then go straight out this door anytime he wants. But that's not what he does.
How much mana is There's no
He's already in the loading screen. Now he's completely safe.
You have a boss in you. You called run.
Getting slowed.
Fuck. Wait,
anything for me?
I don't think I cannot stun him.
They lost their druid. He's having a drink. He's having a cope sip. Oh my god.
Also,
run out.
So that sounded like a massive fuck up, didn't it?
Yes, it did, short fat otaku. Bear in mind, Pirate Software's excuse here was, "I have no mana, I can't help you," when he clearly had 2 items in his inventory that could bring back up his mana.
All right, this kind of annoys me because this guy clearly doesn't play WoW, because he's half correct. Okay, he's half correct. You can see he's got these mana gems. So actually, this could be lower Blackrock Spire keys. This is what kind of actually I don't see the mana gem. These are lower Blackrocks. These are lower Blackrock Spire keys. These are invulnerability potions. That's a health potion. I don't see the mana potion. Like one of the items, and this is a Strathholm Holy Water. So like actually the mana gem isn't even in this picture as far as I can see. And the robes of the Archmage is on his thing. This is a very bad zoom in that only. Yes.
Could have totally helped and saved his 2 teammates that ended up dying, losing all their progress. This was a disaster. One of his teammates, Yamato, on the left here, confronted him and was asking him what happened, like what's going on? And this was what Pirate Software had to say right after the fact.
You instantly ran. You didn't even look
as much as you're angry right now. Of course I ran.
I'm not angry at all.
You overpulled 2 packs. You
can see the mana gem here, this is the hotkey, not the actual item.
Pulled 2 packs and a boss. I had 1,400 mana left. I had to spend all of that mana to try and put it on Blizzard to save you guys in the first place.
But this is a lie, because he cast 1 second on Blizzard, so it didn't even have an effect.
Nothing left. You weren't paying attention to party resources. You overpulled, and you weren't paying attention to where the boss was. That's not on me.
So
take his hat. This man is not allowed to have a wizard hat. Gandalf refuses to let you wear the hat, pirate. Take it off.
2 of his teammates pretty much lost everything. He very clearly ran on his own when he could have just said, "You know what, look, yes, I panicked, I screwed up, my bad, sorry." But he instead decides to blame his entire team except for himself. It was your guys' fault for pulling in the enemies. It was your guys' fault for calling run in the middle of a fight. It was your guys' fault for this and that. This was very weird behavior. I mean, this is just a game. And he was acting like if he apologized, he would be committing a cardinal sin or something. It made his teammates very uncomfortable to the point where the guild leader had to step in.
Now, people in hardcore WoW are actually very accepting of mistakes being made. Of course, you get angry when you lose your character, and you get like depressed or whatever. But like, if you admit that you fucked up, that's part of the game. Like, the death in your hardcore character is kind of part of the journey. It's kind of part of the fun. That's why I'm really sad about my character, because I died while I was logged off because of my bad raid leader saying that if I just disconnected from the game, I'd be fine. When I was I had a perfectly reasonable way to escape. So I guess it is my fault, because I could have just used double Petri to escape, but instead I used one Petri log off. But then the Blizzard changed the log off timing in the previous patch. I didn't realize. So I didn't get to see that satisfying death clip of my character, although my character actually showed up in quite a few of the hardcore deaths, because I had been part of many failed raids that I escaped from in very fun ways.
Now, Sodapoppin was initially the guild leader, but then, unexpectedly, he dueled Tyler 1, who had leveled up to level 60 and became a very important member of the guild, in a fight that would determine who the new guild master would be.
This is kind of significant, because Sodapoppin is like he's played WoW for like 10 years or something. Tyler 1 usually plays League of Legends. So the fact that he actually beat, like, it was Warrior versus Warrior, which is kind of a stupid match anyway. But the fact that like a League of Legends player, like, and maybe some people say it was like set up because it was like just for hype or for drama or anything, was it goes to show that WoW's not a very skilled game, unfortunately.
No one was expecting, though, was that Tyler 1 would beat Sodapoppin, becoming the guildmaster. Seeing that this was becoming a big guild issue, he had to step in and brought both Yamato and Pirate Software into a call in order to squash the beef once and for all. The result? A catastrophe.
This is pretty good.
Watch.
What do you want, man?
Let me say it again.
He already said his piece.
Pirate.
Go on.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I want to speak to him because I didn't speak to him correctly. I said it again. We all did mistakes, bro. Like I didn't say, we are just blaming you. It's about the zero accountability is what makes us so mad.
There's no zero accountability, dude. Everyone can do something better. But when you open up and you yell over another person,
listen,
like you
can
were
I
doing,
speak?
Nah, I'm good.
You
See ya. I'm not doing that shit again with him. Nah, he did it the first time. I'm not doing it a second one.
Leaves the call. Very good. Very good.
Not interested.
I mean, this is so weird. Yamato was being as mature as possible here, saying, listen, this was all our fault. We're not blaming you. We just want you to admit, just like we've admitted, that we all screwed up, and he couldn't even say that.
How can it be fatherless behavior if his dad works at Blizzard?
Leaving the call like an immature, disrespectful baby as Yamato was talking. This not only rubbed his dungeon teammates the wrong way, it rubbed the entire OnlyFans guild as well as the viewers the wrong way.
Oh, there's actually another detail that I forgot about here, but if you look up in the corner here where it says 1 out of 2,950, so Pirate Software used a macro, which is just a command in World of Warcraft, to make it look like he always had 1 HP. The joke being that he should only play, like the 1 HP is the only HP that matters, because it's the last HP, right? But also, because he doesn't know how much HP he has, he always has to play safe. That was his thing. But in doing so, he's actually put himself in a position where he can't put his even risk a second of his health, a moment, a portion of his health, because he doesn't know how much he has. He's literally taking information from himself away for a stupid joke. And he's like, well, you guys don't know how to do this because I work for Blizzard, so I know the special macro. Like, he has that Samwise Gamgee, like missing icon thing here too. That's another thing he knows to do because he's worked at Blizzard.
As criticism was mounting, Pirate Software was for the first time confronting massive controversy coming his way. At any point in time, he could have just simply apologized and moved on. Instead, he only chose to double down, playing the victim and saying that other streamers and OnlyFans just want to cause problems with him for no reason whatsoever.
Content is causing drama and problems. There's a lot of streamers actually in this guild that want to cause problems specifically with me and have even stated so publicly on their Twitch, saying that they want to have a fight with me for content. That's not content. That's dog shit.
There's another thing here that is being excluded. Pirate Software, obviously, at this point was very large. This is the apex of his career. And as an ex-Blizzard employee, every time he was getting trolled, because you can see his, like, this is all blurred over here. This is his private message window. He applied a filter of it so you can't read his private messages. But he was getting messaged by a lot of people because you can message anyone in this game, provided you are on the same team as them. And there's like basically 2 teams. There's like the different races inside those teams, but it's 2 teams basically. He was reporting everyone's account that had any interaction with him. He was reporting people to Blizzard. He had a copy paste macro. Because people were like opening his trade window and trying to give him items, and they were giving him a roach item, because roaching out is like when the roaches scatter. This is why he's the Roach King. But he was trying to get everyone's WoW accounts permanently banned. He was messaging people on Twitch behind the scenes to get other streamers banned. He was trying to death note everybody that was like had the audacity to say to him, well, maybe it was your fault.
Ridiculous. Keep it. Not going to be a part of it.
I mean, seriously, why would people just want to attack you unprovoked for no reason whatsoever? What a cruel world we live in. The bulk of these events would unfold from January 10th to January 12th, 2025. By that time, Pirate Software would have received so much criticism, so much hate, that he felt compelled to post a long tweet explaining his point of view on Twitter, saying,
Has there ever been a good long tweet? Anytime someone has to post a long tweet, you know it's going to be fucking terrible. It's just like... A long tweet's just like admissions of guilt at this point.
to those trying to character assassinate me online for a bad pull in Dire Maul WoW Hardcore, this is Hardcore WoW, and a lot is on the line when you step foot into a dungeon. Here's a light breakdown of the last 24 hours. Our party went the wrong way and overpulled multiple packs with the boss. The shot caller made the call to run, then went back on that call. During the run out, another pack was pulled as we had opted to skip it previously, which is never a good thing. Communication was completely broken throughout this, and it was our second time failing the dungeon. Everyone played poorly, and 2 people ultimately lost their characters for it.
There's a bit of a life lesson here, because they skipped one. So there's groups of monsters, and if you pull one, you pull the rest of them. So people try to go faster in dungeons, basically taking shortcuts by not killing all the monsters. It's interesting that in trying to take a shortcut of what might amount to like 30 seconds or 1 minute, they gave the people that died a 100-hour detour. And this is actually very interesting, because it teaches you, like World of Warcraft teaches you about life, that often taking shortcuts is the longest possible thing you can do. It's deep if you think about it.
Each person in this group made mistakes, including myself. I have never once said I was perfect in my play, nor that I was a god gamer. I'm just an ex-Blizzard employee that has played Mage for a long time.
Take a shot, Blizzard.
To pin that on a single person is absurd at best, and if you're calling for death and cancellation over it, you're too invested in this content in a very unhealthy way. If you're a creator engaging in this kind of behavior, then eventually your content wave will end, but the relationships you've sullied will be permanent. Hope it was worth it for you. To those trying to defend me, don't worry about it. This too shall pass. Do not attack anyone else on my behalf. I've always hated that kind of behavior. I have no intention of stopping making things or not doing stuff as I have already been. Those who are banned will stay so. I've never liked that kind of knee-jerk reaction behavior in our community before, and I will not be changing that now. For those that don't understand why they will stay banned, we had a 10-hour long hate raid over it live on Twitch. We had to ban nearly 4,000 accounts across all platforms, and our moderators received death threats regularly throughout it all. People called for me to be...
I heard another number. Like I've heard 3,000. I've heard 4,000. Somebody said 50,000. It maybe the 50,000 is over the last 10 months, because Pirate Software has a team, and he pays his moderators. He says that he pays all his moderators a living wage or something. I guess he can if he's making $400,000 a month. But I assume the moderators are getting minimum wage or something. But they work in maximum overdrive. Maybe they're being paid in leftover ferrets from the ferret rescue. Who can say?
Killed both in-game and out-of-game. They tried to get me banned from Twitch, the guild, and WoW. They tried to make disparaging comments about our ferret rescue, or that we somehow hurt animals. They tried to spread rumors saying I was convicted of felonies and many other things.
I mean, when a furry man who used to have who has currently a ferret persona or fursona, and used to make ferret costumes in Second Life, has a ferret rescue and unlimited access to ferrets, some people might ask some questions, sure.
Internet hate machine will not defeat me or the community that supports me. See you in WoW Hardcore tomorrow. So this was posted on January 13th, 2025. And while he did admit that everyone in the group made mistakes, including himself, it truly didn't feel genuine. It seemed like it was absolutely impossible for him to just say, I'm sorry, I misplayed. He just couldn't do it. Someone pointed that out, saying, where's the I messed up? And Pirate Software said, apparently you have no idea how to read. Hope this helps. Highlighting.
All right, so let's see. Where does it say I messed up? Each person. So what Pirate said is, hope this helped. This is the apology where he admits to all his guilt. Each person in the group made mistakes, including myself. So it's okay, fair enough. I have never once said I was perfect, nor that I play like I was a god gamer. He actually did say he was a god gamer. I'm just an ex-Blizzard employee that played a mage for a long time. Oh my goodness.
The paragraph in which he said, each person in this group made mistakes, including myself. Again, it was worded in a disingenuous way. He just couldn't take individual accountability here, no matter what. The top comment was a WoW streamer known by Joker D saying, just take the L, it's not that hard.
All right, so Joker D was actually one of the streamers that I was watching. Now, Joker D is a very funny character. He was the first person to get to level 60 on the original re-release of the classic servers, and I think he had over 100,000 live concurrent stream watchers, which was the largest WoW stream ever, I think. And he's he went through like a power hungry phase, which is very funny. And he got a lot of shit for basically ninjaing items. And he was like saying, bro, I am the world first. I think world first mage in classic WoW. I could do whatever I want. You don't. And I think he like ninja'd a Staff of Dominance from like Golem the Incinerator or something, which means nothing to anybody in chat.
Which Pirate Software said, hope this was worth it for you. So overall, this entire response didn't really help him at all.
Actually, Pirate Software was concerned because other Twitch streamers were getting banned due to what Pirate was saying. So there was actually a very real concern here.
And even if it did, he would single-handedly ruin any progress it might have had in the coming days. He would double down, triple down, quadruple down, quintuple down, and eventually
sextupling down. Pirate Software calls OnlyFans a content guild built on hate.
sextuple down, only to call OnlyFans a content guild built on hate.
And a lot of it was from a rogue that was bitching the entire time about every goddamn thing that was going on except for his own play. But the mage is the one at fault because the mage is the hero class and the mage has to do everything perfectly. Everyone in that played badly. The druid butt pulled an extra pack on the way out. The tank chose to take us into a bad route through the entirety of the dungeon, pulled 2 packs and the boss at the same time. I, as the mage, went into that fight with 40% mana, tried to use my resources, used them poorly, and got myself out when the call was made to run, which, by the way, was made by them as well. Everyone played badly.
No, the healer was fine. The healer died. The healer was doing everything they could.
In fact, the only person who didn't was the healer.
Yeah,
and I
see?
explained that in the Twitter post, but no one wants to hear that shit. Because they want it to be a double down, a triple down, a quadruple down. They want to have a villain. They want to have an enemy. They want to fight that shit into the ground. They want to send death threats to people over it. Because they're goddamn insane. Because this guild is...
I'm going to say something like, internet death threats aren't real. Like, if you get if you say, I got 10,000 death threat messages over the last month, you have no idea what it's like. It's like getting a death threat on a video game or online or in the Twitch chat or something or a YouTube chat is not the same. Like, if you get a phone call like, I'm coming tomorrow to get you. I know where you live. Like that's a death threat. Okay. Someone DMing you, KYS, LOL is not a death threat. Stop it. Get some help.
Turn into a content guild built on hate, not a content guild built on experiences. Because they're freaking monsters, dude.
It's just crazy how we got to this point, and we're not even halfway through this drama, and all he had to really realistically do was look at the camera and say, you know what, I'm sorry. We all misplayed, yes, but I screwed up by running away the way I did. I had 2 items that could have restored my mana so I could help the 2 people who died, but I just simply panicked and ran away, and so even though we all misplayed, I just want to say I'm sorry for my play. But no, it was too hard for him. Guys, he worked at Blizzard, and Blizzard employees simply don't make mistakes. That's a given. As Pirate Software was too busy playing...
I mean, Blizzard employees don't make mistakes when they clean out the breast milk in the fridge, I suppose. They get every last drop.
The victim, a clip of the streamer Lucari surfaced in which he was doing a dungeon with Pirate Software. You see, Lucari is someone who had never played World of Warcraft up until this point. He was playing a mage, just like Pirate, but he was kind of having a hard time keeping up with everything going on. Here's how Pirate treated him.
This appears to be Scarlet Monastery? Or is it... It could be... I think it's Scarlet Monastery, but it could be Strathholme Liveside. I'm not sure.
I'm sure you can tell from the title. Pirate Software bullying a totally new player to the game. Pathetic, dude. Watch.
You basically have to evocate to get your mana back for the next...
Oh no, it's Scarlet Monastery. Yeah.
It's full.
Reminded me. I sorry, I don't play the game, so I forgot. If you remind me, I can help you out.
Yeah, it's too bad I'm the only mage in the party, right, Chad? If only someone else would cast Arcana.
I mean, from this I can just see that Pirate Software is not doing any damage. I mean, he's doing second on damage, really, but like this guy that's never played it before is pulling more than him. Oh, Pirate snuck up at the last second, okay, so he mildly finished ahead of him.
Searching for things that just aren't here, though.
That's true.
What's this booty goon shit going up here? What's this?
That's true. Can't wish for the rogue, can't wish for another mage to cast Arcana.
Yeah.
Brother, may I have some oats? Oh, since we have 2 mages, we can probably poly the ads.
Wait, we have 2 mages? Oh, man.
Yeah, I can poly.
Here I've been the only one casting Arcana? Incredible.
Oh, that's crazy.
It's wild, right?
God, even reality TV can't recreate such an awkward moment, man. Just ruining the whole vibe.
Yeah, it's too bad I'm the only mage in the party, right?
Yeah, it doesn't pass the vibe check, chat.
Hey man, I'm new to the game, so if you want me to help with Arcane, just let me know, remind me. Yeah, it's too bad I'm the only mage in the game, right, chat? Oh, we have 2 mages. Oh, I didn't know that. All that in the face of a new player who was being nothing but nice, honestly. And yet...
I mean, to be fair, this is a Chad alpha move. If there's 2 classes in the group and you want to be the buff bitch, nah. You get those other mages to work for you.
Pirate Software had the gall to complain about being bullied by other content creators when he was literally doing that to someone as innocent as Lucari. The culmination of all this would force Sodapoppin to take the decision of kicking Pirate Software from OnlyFans, pinging everyone in the OnlyFans Discord and saying this: yes, I made a decision to kick Pirate. I felt a large majority of people in the guild felt uncomfortable playing or being around him and all that drama that surrounded him at this point. Even though some people may have not felt that way, a lot did. And after seeing some clips today from him quadrupling down, or I don't know what number we're on at this point, I think I'm making the right decision, but still I feel bad. Try to just let this whole thing slide into forgetfulness and move on on, in my opinion. Stay safe, gamers.
Now, the funny thing about this is that Pirate Software refuses to ever play World of Warcraft again, which I think is a W. But he was the guild enchanter, so he got away with all those essences and dust and shards and things. So he got out like a actual pirate.
So look, at the end of the day, in World of Warcraft, in general, when you're in a raid or dungeon, you have to trust every single member on your team.
Who the fuck gave a priest the staff of dominance? What the fuck is this?
Team to make sure that not only you complete the raid or dungeon, but that you also survive. This also applies on a way bigger scale in World of Warcraft Classic Hardcore, because one bad teammate can cost you the account that you've put dozens or even hundreds of hours in. And people just
it's literally hundreds. Well, at least 100. To get to, you may be able to get to level 60 with 4 days played, but that's like, again, that's like 100 hours. That's probably as fast as you can do it. Realistically, most people are doing 10 days played, which is 200 hours. That's like the original World of Warcraft. Everyone was like 10 days plus.
Couldn't trust someone who couldn't take any accountability like Pirate Software. As soon as things would have gone wrong, he would have probably just ran for his life and said he had no mana again. And not many people really felt sorry for him because at the end of the day, he was...
This meme has a lot of legs. It's so applicable to basically everything. It's so good.
The embodiment of this meme. No one was forcing him to sextuple down. No one was forcing him to bully a new player. The only person who was shooting themselves in the foot with a shotgun was none other than Pirate Software. At this point, Jason Thor Hall, otherwise known as Pirate Software, was slowly but surely...
Help us, we're dying. Please help God. I worked at Blizzard. No blizzarding. No frostnovering. Blinking, yes. I'm roaching. Here's what you need to know. I have no mana. I wasted on purpose. What do you want me to do? I worked at Blizzard. Very good. Very clever. I don't know why they've got this bag open here. I mean, again, it's just like Strathholm Holy Water, the Lower Blackrock Spire Keys. This is a buff. These aren't mana potions, so that doesn't really count. This is, I believe, was a Gordok suit for Diamore North.
Becoming a lolcow, but he had no idea. But that was normal, because fundamentally speaking, a lolcow is never aware that they're a lolcow. Look,
yeah, I think that's the key thing that a lolcow needs to have, is that they have to not admit to their own mistakes and think they're right about everything. People that can actually reflect and maybe have some self-criticism don't turn into lolcows. At least I hope not.
A lot of definitions of what a lolcow is, but if I had to sum it up, well, it would be very simple. It's someone who simply embodies the worst of the worst when it comes to human traits, but they would be constantly convinced that they are the perfect human being, never able to admit fault, and never willing to even when they know that they're in the wrong. This by itself becomes very entertaining, and there are many examples. They come in all shapes, sizes, and even colors. And the mage who ran out of mana was about to join their ranks imminently. All he had to do to avoid this fate was just fucking apologize, man. But he just couldn't. In fact, what he ended up doing was maybe one of the cringiest things in this entire video. I genuinely can't believe that someone in his 30s said this, but I mean,
was that low to go?
Watch this yourself. Okay. You'll know what I mean.
I didn't get this deep, stop feeding into it. All of the accounts that are messaging me are getting reported. There's...
Oh yeah, this is the part. This is where the Pirate Software Death Note edit comes from.
A funny fact about this. I worked at Blizzard for 7 years. There's a whole lot...
Take a drink.
Of other people there that still know me, and all of these reports are going directly to them. They're well aware of the situation, and everybody who's messaging me, they're going to get read. It's kind of a dumbass thing to do, and I can't wait for all of them to get banned. Yep.
Yeah, so all you guys whispering me right now with these threats, well, guess what? My dad works at Nintendo, and I'm going to tell him personally about every single one of you, so good job. See you later. It's like, bro, if they're sending you death threats, you really just have to report them in game, and I'm sure something will happen. You don't have to actually bother your Blizzard alumni. This clip was on January 14th. And guys, I swear to you.
All right, before we get into this clip, since the chat demanded it, I'll play this. We're going to play my World of Warcraft video, okay? This is deepest lore. Actually, this happened like weeks before I moved to Japan. So I was having so much fun playing World of Warcraft Classic, but then I moved to Japan. And I tried to play it for a few more weeks after this, but all right. So here it is. Here it is. There we go.
Locked up.
So this is the Alliance. This is the Alliance team, okay?
Yo, can we click comms for
This is me and my boys. We're currently in the Burning Steppes, summoning people to this sneaky little hut over here, where we're going to jump out of our mud hut and then use Goblin Sapper Charges. Goblin Sapper Charges do like 5,000 damage or something. Actually, not that much. It's like 1,000 damage, but it's like you take 500 damage and do 1,000 damage. So what you can do is, because there's no friendly fire in WoW, is if you have 10 people that all have Goblin Sapper Charges, you can do like 10,000 damage. And we were stalking the other guild's Discord because we wanted to know when they were going to Molten Core.
a sec? There's tempo heading to Burning Steppes now. I need everybody in
How
Burning
old were you? This was 5 years ago, bro. This is like 5-6 years ago.
right now.
30s.
We have not seen it.
All right, so I love this, like, because I went to go to their streams to make sure I captured all the angles. They're like this is the Rogue. He's like he was like the biggest streamer on I forget what the server was called, but what was his name? It was like they were on Tempo, I don't know, but he's like listening to Rains Down in Africa, and at this time there was something called Unit Scan or something like that, or so you could actually see if there was enemy players around you. It was a really bad mod, and it's been broken now, thank God. But they actually detected that we were down here, but they thought we were just heading to Molten Core. So they actually, their like player scan was like popping up with 40 people around this area.
Enemy raid below us.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Got the music. Hopefully it doesn't give me a copyright strike. We'll have to watch.
We're hiding in this here tower. All right.
Quickly summon Tiger.
We had like a shaman or a hunter or something casting far sight or whatever, so we could watch them as they landed in bed. Like we planned this for so long.
They're already going.
They're all flying
very
in.
loose. Two are just going by themselves.
Camping horde.
I don't know. It's pretty good money. The only thing you'd replace it with is engineering, and that's just a gold sink. So
I probably won't take any, Jack. I don't have any room. I got all these sappers.
So our guild was called Mafia.
it hasn't started yet.
And our guild is hiding in this hut. We're just waiting for the biggest clump of them.
Fine.
Oh, here they come. Here they are. Here they are.
On me.
Go. Mate, just go. Fap.
FAP stands for Free Action Potion. Okay, so it allows us to not be stunned or feared or things like that.
Use fan.
Oh, nope. Hold right.
Go, mate, it's in. Nova.
This is what World of Warcraft PvP does.
Go, get in.
And those were the sapper charges going off.
Yeah,
And then this is, it's germs. I love this one, all our friends are dying.
Of course.
Because he was ahead of the group.
Wipe them.
Backpedaling. Backline, boys, backline.
Kill them all.
I got full sheep.
He's trying to come back. He's trying to come back to save his boys. This is actually so Kino.
I'm interrupting healers in the back.
Purge everything.
On me. 2 wires on the back.
Trying to get him off you. Keeping that mage off you.
We did lose a couple of our boys, though.
We got 3 boys.
We got 3 on our lead.
Take the ones in our back line. Thorn is going down, team.
Oh, we use it Bear of Paris and
Finish this area.
Come on, clean it up. They're almost all dead. Clean it up.
Get that rare.
Logoluso?
This gets better.
Kill the one on Pirate's on our back line.
Oh, we killed Pirate! I forgot there was a guy called Pirate that we killed in this. So I killed Pirate.
Kill the raid. Heal the raid.
We got him, guys. We got Pirate.
Good work, boys. Good work.
Kill Jeremy.
And then we get a portal out of here.
Clean it up.
Kill their main tank, Cindy. Hey, can we put a portal up?
They're taking a portal out. Don't let them portal.
Don't let him portal.
We're done. Out.
We tried to fear. Oh my god.
Quickly res up and attack these guys. Do not let them get in the portal.
We tried to get our boy, but he got in the portal.
We're done, boys. Good fucking work.
Nice job.
We'll just
Yeah, so that actually went way worse than it could have.
Yeah.
Because
And then we escaped back to Orgrimmar. Oh my goodness, it was so good.
That couldn't have been random.
We planned it. It was an inside job.
I'm going for a cigarette. Good work, everyone. You did awesome. We did really well.
I said, see you next Saturday, baby. What happened? I know. We got.
This wasn't hardcore, no.
Well, my guild
Hardcore didn't exist yet. Oh my god, that was too much fun. All right, we'll go back into this. Oh, that was so much fun. Ancient cringe incoming. It was good. That was good, right? That was good. Put it 1 if you think that was Kino. 2 if you think it was lame.
Constantly impressed by how
All right, let's
ironic
continue.
life can be. I don't think we live in a simulation, but sometimes I do get the feeling
I think it
because
was
some
Kino.
things are just so perfect in comedic timing, you'd think that there was someone writing a script. One day after this clip came out, Pirate Software was streaming the game.
What's wrong with Warlock? I played Warlock through my entire career, basically. I played it before it was overpowered.
Ashes of Creation during its second alpha. This is an MMORPG similar to World of Warcraft, and it also has raids as well as dungeons. During a raid, Pirate Software would wipe the entire team. He would kill everyone single-handedly by pulling in the wrong unit. What
This
would
happened I'm pretty sure within a week of the World of Warcraft stuff too.
be his first reaction? Well, watch for yourself.
Sabu
He's
was not
got his bags open. Stop it.
paying attention.
I haven't even played this game, but this is infuriating me.
He pulled in the enemy,
Sabu.
and he died.
God damn it, guys.
oh no, he pulled the ocular.
So one of you hold the ocular.
Hey, look, their entire team is now ashes. Is that like a joke about the game? When you die, you turn into ashes of creation or something?
Why? Now half the raid is dead. Was there a reason for that?
I swear, it is so funny knowing that he was the one who pulled the ocular. This is also another thing with lolcows. They are unintentionally hilarious. Pirate Software here was genuinely pissed, okay? He genuinely was livid. But no...
That's a kind of a good question. Do you think you can intentionally be a lolcow? Can you just be doing it for all the jokes? Like, people think that, like, I Show Speed is a lolcow or something because he jumps into his computer or he, like, sets off fireworks in his fake bedroom. I don't think you can be a willing lolcow. I think it's one of those things, right? It's maybe an interesting question. Even if you're just being silly, and getting paid thousands and thousands of dollars, isn't that just being a clown for a lot of money? It's not the same.
Knowing that he was the one who caused the wipe is so fun.
Who would intentionally be a lolcow? I mean, for the money is like the theory. Like, because like Bossman Jack, is he a lolcow? In theory, Bossman Jack has a lot of money. In theory, at any given point, Bossman Jack could be rich or broke, but like he does get like thousands of dollars a day running through his account. He just loses it all by the end of the day.
Funny. It showed people that World of Warcraft wasn't an isolated case. He was doing this in Ashes of Creation and would very easily do this a third time somewhere else. It was him. He was the issue here. And his lack of accountability was astounding. But you know what else is astounding? His ability to keep digging himself in deeper holes. During this whole fiasco, Joker D would talk about Pirate Software and would call him out.
I honestly fuck Pirate Software. Like, straight up, bro, this dude...
Yeah, this is Joker.
This dude is a complete fraud. At least in the WoW space, I don't care if he worked for fucking Blizzard. The guy probably made fucking coffee for some devs. I don't even believe for a second.
So out of all the streamers...
Do you think the Blizzard devs take their coffee with breast milk? Probably right.
OnlyFans, Joker D probably went the hardest on Pirate Software. He took segments of this rant and uploaded it as a YouTube video. That YouTube video would then be removed due to a violation of community guidelines.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about this. Joker D gets DC made by Pirate Software for harassment. Your content was removed for a violation of our community guidelines. The thing is that the Pirate fans are they're really mobilized to go and try and take down anyone that criticizes their daddy.
And the person who striked it cited the reason as being harassment and cyberbullying. One could only guess who took this video down. I mean, seriously. Joker D would never reveal the name of the brand or whatever.
Yeah, that's not a DMCA, technically. It's a copyright, it's a harassment claim. It's a little bit different.
That was behind this, but seeing that the video had gotten...
It says DCMA in the Twitch title, though. I'm just reading it.
...gated by Pirate Software's community, for many, it was safe to say that Pirate Software was the one who took this video down because he simply didn't like it, abusing the copy strike system on YouTube. Seeing that Pokemon had done this in the past, back in 2020, getting an amazing community reaction, and of course, we can't forget about Alinity doing this as well back in 2018. Wow, I'm old.
I'm gonna copy strike this guy.
What? KS says, to be a lolcow, you need to be milked for lols. So that's true. That's why they're called lolcows. A dairy cow isn't giving people milk of its own volition. If you've ever listened to vegans talk about the dairy industry, you're in for that's also a bad time you're not going to have a choice about.
I mean, it was genius.
Talking to the vegans, that's to clarify.
Worked so well for every content creator who had done that prior. So obviously, this was the play. Congratulations. You know, it's so fascinating to me how the internet works.
Sorry, I missed this one. I'm a tell-toe. You like WoW, and he's gonna box you, bro. Flex flex. He might even headbutt you, bro. Flex flex. What do you think about that, bish? What are you talking about? I'll fight Pirate Software, sure, why not?
Times. Someone could mind their own business for months, for years, for decades, but as soon as they do something that makes them so incredibly unlikable, the internet starts seeing a big red target on your back and they strike. Pirate Software had a talent.
This is true. This is true. There is the ganging up and doubling down on people doubling down and blood in the water and things like that. That's absolutely true. But you can make it stop by either one, stepping off the internet, or two, just maybe admitting you're wrong, or just ignoring it and not being insufferably smug, which Pirate is. That's the problem. No self-awareness makes it extra juicy when he gets bad things happen to him.
Of building up a huge loyal community in just a span of a couple of months. When January 2025 came by, though, he proved to us that he...
By the way, there's always money in the banana stand.
He had another talent, building up a massive community of very loyal haters. These incidents that we just talked about had ensured that. This is when those very same haters would start scrutinizing every single aspect of Pirate Software, both as a brand and as a person, only to eventually dismantle this massive empire that he had built. Now look, just to be clear, Pirate Software has always had haters, dating all the way back to September 2024, and there were earlier instances too. This is normal. When you get famous, when you take over the algorithm the way he did, some people will naturally get fatigued from you. I mean, you might not believe this, but even someone like...
Do you feel the fatigue, chat? Are you feeling fatigued? This is a very true statement, though, that anyone that has one fan on the internet has one hater, more or less. That's the way it works. Also, Dick Jones dicking down the chat with his 5 memberships. We're praying the grey away. I'm stealing Sean's stuff now because he stole my "Is This Based" clip. It's a very good thing to say. Look at all these grey names that just got eradicated. The Expert, the Fed Postinator, Florian W, Gemanimal, and Jonathan got dicked down by the memberships.
Queso has haters, purely because he's a massive content creator, no pun intended. Some of these early haters of Pirate Software would...
What's the thing with Queso's like, is he just really popular because he's he's just super normal? Is he just like I don't see anything special about it. Is he just like an everyman that people like? Or is he just like really wholesome or something? This isn't a criticism, I'm just curious. Because I know that people like talk about Queso as like he's like God's gift to streaming or something, and he's got like 60,000 people watching him. And he's just a regular dude streaming or something. Like, what does he do that sets him apart? Or is it because he doesn't do anything to set himself apart? Is that the thing? I don't know. Someone tell me. You can get popular by being normal. You can, but it's not very easy. It's kind of some people just win the lottery or something. I'm just wondering what he's doing. I'm kind of curious.
Start making videos talking about his past. About how, for example, he wasn't the game developer he was making himself out to be, especially with his Blizzard experience. About how he used to go by the name of Maldavius Fictree and was a well-renowned furry in Second Life and EVE Online. But
imagine the introduction, a well-renowned furry. No such thing exists.
those videos would never get enough traction to actually matter. As you can see, this video right here with the title of Pirate Software, the streamer who faked his game dev career, had reached almost 100,000 views. From the like and dislike ratio, we can see how Pirate Software had somehow, either directly or indirectly, sent his community to brigade this video, and just like Joker D's video, it was taken down by abusing the copy strike system and inciting harassment and cyberbullying. So essentially, if you were an early hater of Pirate Software, if you had something to say, well, chances are no one heard you. This is how for a long time...
That's what happened to me. I was the first person to call out Pirate Software, but the YouTube was holding me down. It's YouTube's fault that we've got almost 500 people in chat, but only how many likes? 2. Oh, okay, very based. Okay, about half of them. Very cool of the people that liked the stream or disliked it.
He was able to sweep all the hate, feedback, and criticism under the rug. Except this time, after all the events that we just saw unfold, he had way too many eyes examining his every move, and he couldn't just sweep criticism under the rug anymore. For example, around the end of January 2025, Pirate Software had DMCA'd an indie game and threatened to sue its developer. Why? Well,
apparently that guy's in the stream today. Very cool. It's fun when that happens. But this has happened, like, someone that I'm talking about popping up in the chat has really only happened twice. So one of them is the game dev. That is very cool, and hope he's enjoying the stream. Maybe he got bored already. The other time was really bad because we were covering a murder. There was a murder in the UK, and the boyfriend had pre-recorded a live stream to play on Twitch so that he could go out and murder his girlfriend and then have an alibi. And this all, like, it was all revealed. And I wonder what's happened in that case. And we were talking about that stream. And while we were talking about that stream, one of the guy's friends showed up in chat, and I was like, holy crap, that's amazing. Let's get you on for an interview. Then I was like, wait a minute, maybe we shouldn't. This seems irresponsible. So maybe I cucked myself out of the content or something for that. But I got to check up on that. I mean, this stream is pre-recorded as well because I'm out doing something evil. But Trucker Rob says, well, howdy meme. I also collaborated with Trucker Rob behind the scenes so that we could do this fake recording. That was me. I murdered the girlfriend. Well, now I'm off the hook, so that's good. I got away with it again, apparently. Or I guess this would be the 5th time because of the Idaho 4.
The developer shows us the main reason why Pirate Software wanted the game taken down.
Yeah, this is the game, I believe. This is the guy that was in chat earlier. Or maybe not. Yeah. Oh, no, it's this guy. It is him. PVT Parts. It's actually him. Actually confirmed. That's actually very funny. Very, very funny.
Here it is. It's this roach wearing the same wizard hat that he was wearing during World of Warcraft while mimicking some of the things that he was saying.
Is this weird? Is this weird to see a reaction of somebody talking about you while reacting to the actual video itself while being in chat? That's pretty weird. But hope you're enjoying the stream. Even though your name is Gray, we'll accept it this time.
Watch.
As much as you're angry right now, of course I ran.
This actually looks like
This
a fun
whole
game.
game got DMCA'd because of this. I mean, this is how sensitive he is. And now many people were made aware of this. He couldn't just copy, strike, or DMCA just about anyone because every time he did, he spawned more haters. His strategy was now outdated. Everyone was made aware of what had happened to this indie game. And speaking of indie
Very
games,
based.
there was
Can
renewed
all be
scrutiny over
recorded.
Pirate Software's indie game called Heartbound, with many wondering why it's been in early access since 2018 with no release date in sight.
All right, so we'll take a quick short over here. So this is the video I want to get through as well. Pirate Software's game is worse than you can imagine. It looks pretty bad.
So save your reason to
I
care
mean,
about any of this.
I think like the art actually looks fine. I have no problem with the art, but it's so basic because he talks about all the puzzles and things that he have, but it's literally just like pushing blocks forward or backwards. And there's like, I'll show you one of the things that I saw in this earlier. This is one of his mini games.
The sandwich or soda.
You're working in a restaurant, and you have to get the order comes up here, and you just go and complete the order.
In the order they ask for.
So like this is 2 sandwiches. He has to get 2 sandwiches in an order.
So if they ask for a soda sandwich, you give them a soda, then you give them a sandwich. They ask for sandwich, you give them a sandwich, and then a sandwich. Does this sound fun? Does it sound interesting?
This is the Pirate Software puzzle masterpiece that he's been working 8 years on.
Does it sound like it took 8 years to make? And that's half. Half of all of the mini games in this video game is this. Just
That's like, and the game's not even finished yet. All right, let's continue with this. We're going to check out his code soon as well. Like, I don't know anything about code, but this video looks interesting too. Because, like I said, coders are all very, very angry at each other. But apparently Pirate's code is garbage. So if there's any code bros in chat, maybe we can actually have a look at this. Then they can actually tell us. All right, we'll go back to this one. Where is it? The deep dive.
3 more years, it'll be a decade. Some people were...
Wait, hold on a second. There's a chat I want to address very quickly. Where is it? Where is it? Just hot damn, I actually like PS from his shorts. PS? Pirate Software from his shorts. But then I went into the rabbit hole. Oh, okay. Interesting. Your Kino gameplay, sir. Buy a sandwich for your sandwich. That guy reviews went hard. It looks good. That's just a job. What the fuck is a job? Don't understand what that is.
comparing him to Yandere Dev, a very well-established lolcow who hadn't released his game in over a
Check Patreon? What are you talking about? Who's Patreon?
decade. And when people actually analyzed its code, they found some of the worst written code known to mankind. Seeing all this scrutiny and criticism catch up to his own game development must have hit one hell of a nerve, because very shortly after he announced that Heartbound would start receiving monthly updates, and all it took was people going there and reviewing it negatively. He was hoping that this would steer off the criticism and the scrutiny, and that things would eventually finally go back to normal, but the haters weren't really done just yet. People were...
Actually, do I have the thing? Oh yeah, I do. Thank you. Thank you very much, Examoon. Okay, very good. Let me see. Where was he? The thing is, like, Pirate Software's game is such a waste now. It's just a it only exists as a prop, because he cannot make more making his game than he's going to make by streaming. I mean, maybe if he makes like the next Faster Than Light or I don't know, Shovel Knight or something, but he's not going to do that. There's no way he's going to exceed his game sales than just by streaming. So there's no incentive for him to do so. And he pretends to stream on code, but code on stream, but it doesn't actually do that. What about the ARG puzzles? I actually love ARG puzzles, but I haven't seen a good one for a long time. I remember the BioShock 2 ARG was really good. There's Something in the Seas. I got so hyped about that. I like the Cloverfield Monster ARG. That was pretty good too. BobTube says, PVT parts went down the rabbit hole. Pirate went down the ferret hole. That's a woe buddy. That's a woe buddy right there.
monthly updates, and all it took was people going there and reviewing it negatively. He was hoping that this would steer off the criticism and the scrutiny, and that things would eventually finally go back to normal, but the haters weren't really done just yet. People were putting into question his entire identity, the fact that he worked at Blizzard for 7 years, but worked what exactly? As well as him claiming that he was one hell of a hacker who had gone to the yearly hacking conference, DEF CON, and won some pretty important events there with the help of his team that he...
Now, as I understand it, apparently he's just like the coffee guy on this team as well, and they do all the work for him. But DEFCON's like this hacking tournament or something, basically. And he talks about how he had all those trophies, and you actually see them there. They're actually kind of cool, the trophies. Where are they? Where'd they go?
what exactly. Pretty important events there.
Yeah. So the trophy's like different every time. So we've got like this skull one, that's pretty cool. We've got like this Illuminati gold coin, and this one's kind of cool too. Little gold coin. That's neat. I like stuff like that.
With the help of his team that he never mentioned, of course. Always taking credit for this by himself. I mean, at some point he was invited to a podcast called Dropped Frames. This was a clip from it, and here's the title: Pirate Software on how he became a hacker for the government. These were the stories that he was telling people. Watch this.
You're a hacker. Like that's where you like kind of start.
Actual hacker.
An actual hacker. Like,
Yes,
not like
yes.
I'm a hacker. No, you're an actual hacker. You won.
Like an actual hacker. Yeah, my last job was hacking power plants for the federal government. I worked for the United States Department of Energy.
So a dude walks in with a laptop and a suit, and you lean over to, who's that guy?
Well, that's the hacker from the government. Yeah, that's the hacker.
That's it. May GP or JP. This guy was like, he got fat. I remember him from like the StarCraft days. Isn't he like a big guy on the Twitch or something now? I don't know. I remember like there was DJ Wheat and It Me JP, and they were kind of like the most annoying people on whatever the I think it was Artosis's podcast, State of the Game. I remember watching. I just remember I hated those guys. They were so annoying. I was like, just let Artosis talk. Just let Tasteless talk. Just let Idra talk. Stop. Let In Control talk, for God's sake. I hated these guys. They were so annoying.
It's even worse. We go in like 3 to 4 man teams, man. So like we've got a team.
Oh, you had a fleet. You had like a team of dudes in suits, holding laptops, walking into restricted areas.
This is another one like Husky StarCraft. Like this was the biggest disappointment and why I can't stand women. Because no, I'm just joking. Yeah, Husky StarCraft. He had all that like StarCraft music and stuff. Like it was like baby, but it was like Banelings or something. And then they had all the like the parody StarCraft and the HDH Invitational. And then like he literally quit and destroyed his entire channel. Like he melted his entire channel just so he could like film Nerd Nummies or that chick that like makes cupcakes. And apparently they're doing fine. But like where'd all the that was such a bad one. So bad. I miss that. Oh man, miss Korea time with GOM TV. I love it. They always had like the stupid Korean songs before Korea time started. Like that's how I learned copy and paste. We're in the thread with the StarCraft boys while we wait for Korea time to start. That was the best. That was the best of times. Finding the sneaky restreams which had the high definition on Twitch TV. That was a good time. Everyone was fucking Grack. There was Booty Smackarax was in the chat. Oh my goodness. This is the most esoteric. There's a few real ones in chat though. GOM TV, shout out to Poopfest 420. Yeah. Booty Smackarax was always my favorite stupid name. And getting Artosis to read them all, that was so funny. Actually I actually have a video of myself flying over to Korea to go watch the finals. And I was sitting right behind Nick Tasteless and Artosis. And I had a sign. Actually, there's a clip of me. I could probably find it for the chat. Maybe if we hit the fucking goal, I'll play the StarCraft video. But it's really funny because I was there by myself. And they literally saw me and they're like, we want you to sit here. They're like, we want you to sit here and please sit next to this Korean woman. So I'm actually on TV holding up this sign. And I'm like shouting out the V thread. And there's some random Korean chick sitting next to me. I guess she's there to see TY or something. It wasn't a date. That's the thing. It was like they're like, you sit here, and then they're like pushing people around the thing, and then they saw the government, and they're like, you sit next to him. So I don't know if it was like a government psyop or something to get more foreigners to come to Korea. It was so funny. I didn't say a single word to her. I have no idea who she is, but it was fun. She's kind of cute though.
Okay.
When he says things like this, what he's trying to paint in your mind as a viewer is that he's some sort of Unit 8200 Mossad agent.
This is Coding Jesus. He's the same guy that has the this video that's got 1.9 million views over 10 days. Holy shit.
Writing zero-day exploits on USBs that are snuck into Iranian nuclear facilities and that infest and shut down the entire technical operation of that nuclear power plant.
Why is there Unit 8200 Hebrew. Unit 8200 is an Israeli corpse. Okay, that's why it's in Hebrew. Okay, that makes sense. I wasn't listening.
Nuclear facilities and that infest and shut down the entire technical operation of that nuclear power plant. When in reality, if you look at his LinkedIn and reconcile it against his skill set, what he did was social engineering. He wrote phishing emails and tried to gain access to credentials and user systems that way.
So Coding Jesus said it best. Pirate Software's entire identity was slowly starting to unravel right before our very eyes. From the shorts that made him go viral, to the stories he used to say on stream, to quite literally everything about him was nothing more than either an exaggeration or him trying as best as possible to sugarcoat reality. We can very clearly see on his LinkedIn that first off, he didn't work at Blizzard for 7 years, it was actually 6 years, 6 months, and that his initial roles were him being in quality.
Okay. I'm actually. Yeah, okay. It was 6 months. Okay.
Assurance for the first 4 years at Blizzard, so the majority of his time there, he was in an entry-level role, eventually being promoted multiple times and finishing off as a senior red team specialist. In his own description of the job, he said, infiltrated and exploited physical access controls, managed social engineering operations to improve employee awareness and resilience, and finally created, launched, and managed a global web application bounty program. As Coding Jesus said, this guy would literally just send phishing emails, make phone calls, try to pretend to be an outsider in order to have employees make mistakes so that they can improve internal protocols. I mean, it's an important job, that's for sure. But even on his link,
Do you think he was doing GoMad while he was there? I mean, if I was working at Blizzard, that's what I'd be doing.
LinkedIn, he would make claims that he worked on all these different games. I mean, yeah, indirectly, but none of your code made it to the game. You didn't model, you didn't texture, and you sure as hell didn't animate. You just so happened to work on internal projects in parallel to these games. And yet, every time someone would mention something about games, about the video game industry, about whatever, he would always start off by saying, I worked 7 years at Blizzard, actually, so I know what I'm talking about.
Heroes of the Storm, definitely underrated game. That's an amazing game that only I play. I'm literally the only person who can do it.
When in reality, no, you have more experience as an indie developer than you ever had as a developer at a AAA company. And that's the truth. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that he made this such an important and integral part of his personality that it felt like a massive betrayal. But that's not all. His dad was Joey Ray Hall. This picture right here is of 10 people. And if you don't know who they are, these people happen to be the original founders of Blizzard Entertainment.
Also, Lost Vikings, underrated game, and also team in Heroes of the Storm. I'm going to sneeze. Hold on a second.
Yes, these guys are legends in every sense of the word. And the guy in the middle is none other than Jason Thorhall's father. He later became the director of cinematics at Blizzard, which is probably the only thing that Blizzard has been consistently good at for the last 20 years.
This is true. Blizzard cinematics are amazing. And if you're doing a deadlift and you want to get a PR, if you just watch the Warlords of Draenor cinematic, you will actually have a 10% strength boost. And this isn't even a meme, it's a joke. It isn't even a joke. It's if you're listening to a hype song, it's statistically proven to increase your strength.
He was also the inspiration behind this guy in South Park from the famous World of Warcraft episode. I mean, this guy was a legend in every sense of the word. And so Mashable.com, when they made this article about...
Yeah, allegedly the room that's in the World of Warcraft episode is actually his real room, just obviously turned into South Park style animation.
Pirate Software, titled How Streamer Pirate Software Gained Nearly 2 million subs in 6 months, they just had to mention the fact that he's a Nepo baby. Saying when he was 16, he landed a dream job as a game tester at Blizzard Entertainment, which, before the bloated loot boxes and corporate acquisition by Microsoft for $68.7 billion, was considered one of the most respected companies in the video game industry. It helped that he was a Nepo baby, since his dad...
This is correct, his dad worked at Blizzard, but he's the Blizzard guy. Heroes of the Storm was a pretty good remix of the original Terran theme. Heroes of the Storm had some hype music and some really good gameplay, and it's a shame that it never took off. It's really a crime.
Joey Ray Hall had spent over 2 decades at the industry titan since almost the very beginning. Now, of course, after 6 months, he would leave because he felt that the corporate life wasn't for him, and many years later would reapply by himself without the help of his dad, landing a QA role, which I believe, because if he had the help of his dad, no way he would end up in an entry-level position. But still, just them including this sentence, calling him a Nepo baby, truly triggered him beyond belief. I mean, look at what he had to say.
Yeah, really not a fan of that. Not a fan of that.
Here's a really good tip. Never tell the internet what offends you. That's just like, it's always going to be a bad time.
It's one of those things that I've been trying to fight my entire career. It's one of the things that I've had to argue with people in chat about. It's one of the things that we ban people for here. Anytime people say
Force, strength, stam, leather belt. Yeah, good stuff.
That, because it's deeply disrespectful and it completely overwrites any of the things that I've done throughout my career as something that is somebody else's success, which they have not been in any possible respect. And it's just rude as fuck. So what do you say? In the thing, he said it was he called me a Nepo baby in his article. No, that's dog shit. Really gross. In any case, let's go find somebody to raid.
I mean, you heard him, right? He would ban people in chat if they called him a Nepo baby. It's the easiest way to trigger him. And yet, at the same time, the same guy who's acting triggered over being called Nepo baby said this multiple times on his stream. Watch.
So I'm second generation Blizzard. I'm the first second generation Blizzard employee that ever existed. I'm also a second generation Blizzard employee. I was a second generation Blizzard employee. I was the first second generation Blizzard employee ever. I was the first second generation Blizzard employee. And I love that shit. I love that company. Working for Blizzard sucked.
Again, a lol cow is someone who is unintentionally hilarious when being 100% serious, and I just can't stop laughing at this guy. I mean, seriously? I was the first second-generation Blizzard employee? What is this, the Chinese dynasty? Like, what are you even talking about? And let's be
I mean, Activision Blizzard, so maybe, yeah.
real here. The only reason you were the first second-generation Blizzard employee was purely because of your dad. Because back then, they didn't even have a recruiting team. You were just the easiest hire. And I think one thing he has to understand is that being a Nepo baby isn't a bad thing. I think most people, if they had a dad or a mom who worked a really cool job, they would love to take advantage of that, and they do. For example, Jack Quaid is an actor that was called a Nepo baby multiple times by fans. That's because
Hold on a second. I had a quick sneaky peek at the Discord. This is pretty funny. That's very good, very good. Okay, let's continue. I don't know about this guy. How are we feeling about this actor? What is his name? Jack Quaid. I've seen him in way too many shit. I think I saw him first in The Boys, but I see him everywhere now, and he's got the same character every single time. Not a big fan. Not a big fan.
because his parents are both Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan, two very successful actors. His response was very refreshing for fans.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Whose parents? That's Meg Ryan's son? Wait a second. Wait a second. Is that true? Is this true? It's true. What the fuck? That's actually like, that makes me feel way old. Holy shit. Did I ever tell you guys about my Meg Ryan haircut? So I used to have a Meg Ryan hair. Well, like for one day I had a Meg Ryan haircut. So this is Meg Ryan. This is Meg Ryan. So when I went to university, I had long hair, like shoulder length hair. And it was fun because I'll never have long hair again. But it was kind of like, anyway, I just had long hair. That's the important part of the story. I decided that in between the semester break, I decided to get a haircut. And since I had always gone to barbershops in my entire life before, and now I had long hair, I figured I had to go to a hairdresser. So I told them I just want to get like a haircut. I don't know, like long. I want to keep it long, but a bit shorter. And I haven't had and it was a lady hairdresser, so that was a mistake. Female hairdresser, scissors drawn, hair don't die. Anyway, I literally had this haircut. I literally had this haircut. It was like feathered in the back. It was really bad. It was really bad. And I was living with 4 roommates at the time, like from high school. And I walked in. They were playing Halo on the couch co-op. They saw me and they burst into laughter. And I just had nothing. There was just nothing I can fucking do. There was just nothing I can fucking do. It was disastrous, chat. It was disastrous. And then the very next day, I went to the barbershop and got this haircut. And I've had this haircut for my entire life since. And I've never grown my hair long again. So for one day, I had this haircut. And please do not Photoshop my face onto this woman, okay? Don't do that. I had no idea. Like, that's crazy to think that that Meg Ryan's child is an adult man. That's, well, I mean, man might be a stretch, but that was pretty crazy. No, well, it was a mistake. And then the new term was starting in university. So I went down and sat next to my friends, and they literally did not recognize me for like a solid 5 minutes. They were like, "Oh, we got a new friend, a new classmate in this because in their second year." They literally I look completely different. Maybe for an extended stream goal or something, I'll show you pictures of my long hair. It's pretty cringe. It's really cringe. There's one photo that is so bad. And I thought it looked so cool. Were you gay? No.
With the Nepo Baby label and saying, I'm an immensely privileged person. I don't think it undermines my talent. Adding that he was able to get representation pretty early on because of being a Nepo Baby, and that it's already more than half the battle. So as I said, being a Nepo Baby isn't inherently a bad thing. It's only bad when you try to deny it, when you get defensive, because come on, who are you lying to? And that was what Pirate Software was doing. It was becoming more and more obvious that Pirate Software had a massive ego, but also very deep-rooted insecurities. He wanted to appear like a genius no matter what. And according to him, geniuses never apologize. Geniuses never admit fault. But they also never make mistakes and always, no matter what, figure things out on stream. This is something that became painfully obvious when he would play some pretty hard puzzle games and would figure out some of the hardest things all by himself miraculously after looking at his phone, playing it off like it was some genius eureka moment.
This is the excuse I'm going to use when people ask why I live in a foreign country. When Barnes comes after me and starts making baseless accusations, I'm going to say it's because of the haircut.
Outer Wilds is a critically acclaimed, story-rich space exploration game that just so happens to have some pretty complex puzzles.
Yeah, actually, I heard my friend keeps recommending me this game, but I don't play it because he's recommending it. Is it a good game to play?
Software would play this game on stream, and he would proceed to solve these puzzles all by himself, miraculously, and more specifically, after looking at his phone. In the VOD of his gameplay, around 8 hours and 7 minutes, he gets stuck in an area, and he needs to get out somehow. This is one of the many puzzles in this game. Now, he would struggle to find the solution, deliberate with his chat, talk a bunch, and then at around the 8:20 mark, he would pull out his phone right here and continue talking to chat. This goes on for 2 minutes, in which he deliberates while very clearly looking at his phone. And then
yeah, so I've heard these allegations before that he looks up games before he plays them. So like he pre-reads game logs or game guides so that he can pretend to be an expert in games and look for facts and things. Very Meggy-wig, very funny. Very, very funny.
Eventually, at around the 8-hour, 22-minute mark, he would get a eureka moment.
Maybe it's not with the scanner. Maybe there's a different way. Maybe it's not the scanner at all. Maybe it's the time. Maybe the fact that we were able to destroy the surface like that was the point. Huh. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I have an idea.
That's so fake. That's so fake. He looked up he looked up the guide. He looked at the chat. He did something. That's a big cheating moment there.
Guys, wait a minute. Oh my God, I have an idea. Guys, oh my God, this just came out of nowhere. My brain just works differently. Did I mention that I worked 7 years at Blizzard? This would spread like wildfire on Reddit. This guy is faking his Outer Wilds run in order to appear to be a genius to his community. That's crazy. It's so ridiculous, you can't even believe it. But as I already mentioned, he was facing increased scrutiny. He normally would have been able to get away with this, and he did get away with this in other games. It's just that now things were different. When questioned about cheating in Outer Wilds, this is what he had to say.
Why did you cheat in Outer Wilds? What? How the hell would you cheat in that game? Bro, we played it all live on stream. All right, bud. It's a wild-ass thing to say.
Yes, how would you cheat while live streaming this as he stares into his phone for 2 straight minutes? You're up.
I mean, maybe he was just checking out all the furries stuff, you know? Maybe he was just checking his Discord NSFW section or something.
Absolutely right. The real controversy would be when he would play the game Animal Well that released on May 2024.
Animal Well?
You see, he played this game before the World of Warcraft controversy and before the increased scrutiny. But after he had embarrassed himself in Outer Wilds and World of Warcraft, people thought to go back and check his gameplay because they thought, wait, now that I think about it, this was kind of suspicious. And the evidence here was damning. It was simply undeniable. You see, Animal Well is a puzzle game, but not just any puzzle game. It has many puzzles and many secrets that are very easy to miss if you don't take your time analyzing every aspect of it. When the game first came out, you had people on Reddit and in forums trying to work together in order to find all of its secrets and puzzles. One of those puzzles was the Wingding puzzle. This took the entire community over a week of teamwork in order to find the solution. This was a group effort in every way, and I
think I could beat this game, probably in an afternoon. I'm pretty good at games too.
One person could have solved it by themselves. The guide came out on May 19th, 2024, and it just so happens that Pirate Software, miraculously, all by himself on stream, solved this puzzle on May 19th, the day the guide came out. I mean, bro, seriously? You'd also have some people write entire essays with proof as to why they think that Pirate Software cheated. If you want to read this and have actually played Animal Well, you can pause the video, but in a nutshell, it's almost like he was trying his hardest to ruin any ounce of reputation he had left. I mean,
that is pretty lame. I don't understand cheaters in games. I really don't. When I play my dinosaur game and I get allegedly hacked or whatever, maybe not, who knows. Why would you cheat in a dinosaur game? It's like, it's so stupid. Where's the fun in that? I mean, I get if you just want to make everyone's time a bad, like, yeah, whatever. It's just silly. For me, the only fun part of the games is doing it yourself or, you know, working together with a team to accomplish a goal. Like, cheating and looking up guides is... I don't think I've ever done that. Maybe once when I was a child or something, but it's just not fun. Like, and who gives a shit what people think about you? Like, someone was saying in the chat earlier, like, he's a midwit, but he thinks he's smart. People are so wrapped up in their online persona. Wouldn't it be better to appear to be dumb and actually be really smart? It's like Sun Tzu, Art of War, right? I'm going to pretend to be smart right now. Like, and by the way, Sun Tzu, Art of War, read that in like an afternoon. I can summarize it as be sneaky and shit. But like, in Sun Tzu, Art of War, they say, when you are weak, appear strong, and when you are strong, appear weak. And maybe that's why Pirate Software wants people to think that he's smart. Who knows? I think it's much better to be a midwit enjoying everything than a midwit that's pretending to be smart. Who knows?
Seriously, are you that insecure that you would cheat in a fucking puzzle game in order to appear to be a genius to your community? Really? It's insanity.
Yes, it's
but
the
this
beams
was
of
reality because, as I said earlier, this scrutiny was disassembling.
This is a very funny comment, and fuck you. Let's see what you did there.
Every aspect of his brand and personality, even down to his most fundamental traits, like his own voice. People would somehow unearth this old clip of him at a convention in which he sounded completely different than how he sounds today, leading many to believe that he's either faking his voice or simply using a voice changer on his microphone. Listen to this.
Show been so far? It's actually been amazing. It's our first time out here at Denver Comic Con, and there's so many people, and they love the games, so it's been awesome. So speaking of games, what do you have for us?
I mean, that's a pretty terrible mic, but Pirate Software himself uploaded this one, right? The voice. If you think he faked his voice, press 1. If you think he went through second puberty, press 2.
Went back to the doctor. Doctor's like, hey, sometimes in your early 30s, your voice can change as a man, and it's effectively second puberty.
Then how did his voice change?
This is what I used to sound like. That's what I used to look like to this 5 years ago. Wait for this. This is awful.
My hot dogs are freshly picked. I'm gonna have to peel it. I'm gonna have to peel my hot dog.
Yeah, that was it, dude.
Every good hot dog needs to be peeled.
That's pretty brutal. That's pretty brutal.
Today. So we have Champions of Breakfast, which is a twin stick shooter that we made in 24
I mean, he is a champion of breakfast. I can be assured of that.
days from concept to release on Steam. Blew up. It was really, really awesome. And that game is pretty difficult. So if you're into really hard arcade games, that's the kind of thing for you.
You know what, though? To be fair, he sounds like such a pleasant person here. This is someone I can see myself being friends with. Look, people want to theorize and say that he has a voice changer or is faking his voice. I think he was just killed by an evil clone. I think that's a better explanation. This, of course, wouldn't be the only clip where you'd hear him have a
here's the
different
banana
voice.
one. Here it is right here.
Like this one, for
What is that posture? That's when you're overweight and you're trying to lean back to balance out it so you can make your center of gravity more or less even. When I'm carrying big backpacks, I always put like one on my front or something to kind of balance the load. That's what he's doing.
Example.
I'm gonna have to peel my hot dog.
Oh,
I have to peel it. Every good hot dog needs to be peeled. Every good hot dog needs to be peeled.
His hands are shaking. He can barely peel his hot dogs, chat. He needs help. The fact that he I mean, I don't really have any grounds to stand here because what he did is he cut a banana in half, borrowed out the banana, then stuck a hot dog in it so he could peel it. That's almost as cringe as pre-eating an apple with a spoon.
You see, now that I've peeled the hot dog, it's ready to eat.
Look, a hot dog is
That's
about
right.
to be eaten by Thor.
It's ready to eat.
Okay, look, if you're not convinced yet, here's a more recent clip of him playing Animal Well. This was around a year ago, back in 2024. Look.
I don't know what that gives me, though.
I don't know what is that supposed to do?
What the fuck was this? He fell out of character for a second.
How am I gonna fit that shit in there? Oh, god damn it.
Does he? Is it a voice changer? I thought he just lowered. I honestly thought he just you could just talk a bit like this or something, and then you add the reverb or something. It's you. Oh my god, his wacky quack. Holy shit, that's like. This clip is bad. I gotta watch this again.
What is that?
Go back in 2024. Look.
I don't know what that gives me, though.
I don't know what is that supposed to do?
That's bad.
How am I gonna fit that shit in there? Oh, god damn it.
This is like when you see those like Chinese TikToks where the woman like goes forward or something and then the filters disappear for a second. It's like a dude or like a really like fat chick or something. But it's for men. Oh my goodness.
To some people, this was his voice changer glitching. To others, this was him mistakenly getting too comfortable with his real voice. What does Pirate Software have to say about this? Well,
Yeah,
apparently,
he really
according
does
to
that,
his
though.
doctor, his voice went through a second puberty in his 30s. That's right. Apparently, your balls can drop.
But what about second puberty? Can you get a third one? Did his balls drop independently? Is that like the first half and then the second one just joined it or something? Got lonely or something?
twice, but I could only find a handful of sources on this, and this article from the BBC pretty much sums it up by saying that as we get older, the larynx gets stiffer, making the vocal cords less flexible. I mean, this isn't new. When you talk to someone who's 90 years old, they'll sound different than what they used to sound.
I have a feeling that Pirate Software's vocal cords are very flexible. I think that they've been stretched out.
Like in their 20s. But to have this much
Too many peeled bananas, perhaps.
of a dramatic change? That's crazy. Regardless though, I mean, the pressure was getting to Pirate Software. Not only was his game getting scrutinized, not only was his past out in the open, but people were criticizing his gameplay, the way he played games, and even his voice. Things were getting out of control. So the next thing you know, he was on stream.
Oh, I love this clip with Dr. K. It's Reckful, right? This is the guy that murdered Reckful with terrible decisions. I'm going to get some water. I will be right back. While I'm gone, I'll play we'll play this. It won't be back in 2 minutes, but we'll enjoy this.
I was mentioning,
Right
watching
back.
a video that was critiquing you for mentioning you work at Blizzard so much. I literally never talk about it. When I worked at Blizzard, I did that for Blizzard. Blizzard, 7 years, yeah. Blizzard. I used to work at Blizzard Entertainment. Used to work at Blizzard Entertainment. You're red team specialist for Blizzard Entertainment. And Blizzard is having worked at Blizzard. I grew up at Blizzard. Blizzard, game industry for Blizzard Entertainment. Blizzard. Yeah, no, I worked at Blizzard back when I used to work at Blizzard, when I was at Blizzard. For those who don't understand, I used to work at Blizzard Entertainment. I know how to do that because I worked at Blizzard. Example of this when I was at Blizzard. How do you know so many things? I worked at Blizzard for 7 years. I don't think I'm better than other people. I do think that it's funny because you key on that. There's a lot of people that brought that.
All right, we're about to see Dr. K, so we may as well stop there. All right. That's a nice little timing. Now, I got a sore throat. I got these Vicks medicated drops for myself. Very, very tasty. Wash your water. Okay.
With a psychologist by the name of Dr. K. Alok Kanogia, otherwise known as Dr. K, runs the healthygamer.gg organization. He's a clinical
I mean, can't be very effective then. Sore throat, sus. Yeah. I peeled too many hot dogs myself, I suppose.
psychologist who founded this brand in order to be able to reach the very big and growing demographic of gamers, a group of people who very often will struggle with mental health and not really seek out therapy when they should. His content is mostly educational, drawing parallels between video games and what you go through mentally, and overall.
All right, let's have a look at these thumbnails. Let's have a quick look. Grow the fuck up. Good advice. Adapt or die. Good advice. The forever child. You. Oh, he's trapped in a cage of his own creation. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, break the cycle of recycling. I can get behind that. 0 matches, 90. Why women prefer betas? Come on now. Why women prefer betas? Oh my goodness. How your perception is destroying your motivation. How your phone controls us. Oh my god, this is so fucking deep. I can see why he killed Reckful.
He's been quite successful. Now, of course, that's not to say that he doesn't have his fair share of haters. Some people, for example, have criticized the fact that he does these therapy sessions with streamers in public, even though the person in question consents to it. From Dr. K's perspective, though, he wants to show people that streamers are humans too. And if someone like those streamers that they—
This is not true. Streamers are not people. They are clowns that you should throw your bananas at, and the bananas are super chats. We're not people. We don't have rights. Feel free to harass us in public. There you go. There you go. We're subhumans. We're subhumans, apparently. Yes, indeed, indeed.
they idolize is brave enough to get therapy, then they can do so too. His conversation with Pirate Software would last over 3 hours and a half. It would get viewed by almost 1 million people, and having watched a good chunk of it, I can tell you right now, regardless of what you might think about Dr. K, I think this stream truly shows his incredible skill in being able to
murdering Reckful.
Verse was such
like the Reckful thing is like apparently what happened is like he promised to hang out with a very depressed WoW streamer Reckful, and then he didn't pick up his calls and he jumped off a bridge, which is very sad. Because I still remember the Reckful Arena PvP videos as a good ship.
An obvious narcissist without having him rage quit the call.
I don't accept bananas from grey names though. You got to pray the grey away and become a member on this chat if you want to give me bananas.
Still trying his best to give him a reality check. And for you to understand that, I want you to watch this clip.
This shit right now is like they come in and they're like, "Did you know that he worked at Blizzard for 7 years?" Like, yeah, that was my career, and I'm proud of that. So of course I'm gonna
take a drink, Blizzard Bros. All right, somebody did it. I'm not even joking. This is literally what I looked like. I have a photo somewhere. This is literally what I looked like. I had the necklace and everything. I even have the like. This is not a V-neck. This is the only incorrect detail is I didn't have the I don't wear crew shirts. Okay, that's not bad actually. Anyway, thank you, person, for doing that.
To talk about that because it gives context to talk about other things around the games industry, which is what we do on the stream.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes the things that I talk about in regards to those types of things is misconstrued as arrogance or boasting, when in reality I'm just trying to give context.
So that is the problem right there. So I want you to listen to this phrase. Sure. This gets misconstrued as arrogance, but in reality, it's this. Yeah. That is the most arrogant statement on the planet, bro. Like, tell me I'm wrong.
Okay. I don't see it that way, but all right.
God, it must be so hard talking to someone like that. Anyway, in the next clip, you'll be seeing the logic behind Pirate Software's attitude when it comes to never apologizing.
Let me
like not give any context whatsoever?
Yeah. Let's say yes to that. I think that's...
Why did he black himself for a second there? You used to look like Owen Wilson. Wow. Yeah. Wow.
A bit of hyperbole, but...
Just an emotional response?
No, just say, hey, guys. So basically... You know, when you tell the narrative, you start with like, I made a mistake. Everyone made mistakes. I was smug. And then there's a lot that comes after that. How would you feel about just ending it after that first paragraph?
wait a minute, Dr. K. What do you mean ending it? Is this what he said to Rekful? Like, how would you feel about just ending it? And then he's like, okay. And that's why we don't have PvP compilation 7 or whatever.
I hate that.
Okay.
I have like an immediate emotionally angry response against that.
Very good.
Because it feels like idiocracy.
Okay.
It feels like that's too long, didn't read. I don't need all those words when few words do gooder. That I hate that shit. Like
This is true. Brevity is the soul of wit, and we're going to see in Pirate Software's code. He's got a lot of jargon that doesn't exist, and then even in Twitter posts, brevity is a soul of wit, and you don't want to have a long tweet because then you know you fucked up.
I super hate that kind of communication of like. There's a lot of people that say like, oh, you should just say my bad, guys. No, that does not in any way explain a situation. That doesn't tell you any information that is real. It is hand waving for the masses in a way that is disingenuous to what happened and disingenuous to the people that are involved. I feel like to do that would be just me lying for the sake of lying so that people would fuck off.
Dr. K is so happy right now because he's found someone that's going to make him look really good by comparison.
This really gave us an insight as to how his mind functions. And as you heard from him talking, he hates the idea of just saying, my bad, let's move on. I'm sorry, let's move on. He wants to sit there and type 12 paragraphs as to why he was wrong but not really, while others were more wrong than him. All of a sudden, things make a lot of sense. Now, listen to how Dr. K responded to that. Okay, just watch.
So I think what I liked about that response, my hope, so we're not here to like rehab your PR, right? We're just here to have a conversation. And at the same time, over the last 2 hours, there's something about the way that I hear you talk that rubs me the wrong way. There's something about the way that you talk that seems...
The only things that are getting rubbed the wrong way are pirates, ferrets. Send help. We had the Sunny Team 6. We need to get the Ferret Team 6 in here. I have some of my concerns for the Ferret Rescue. Ironic that the Ferret Rescue needs to be rescued themselves.
Dismissive. So I'll tell you where
I agree with that.
Right. So it's like, I made a mistake. We all made mistakes.
Okay.
Right. So there's something about your sentence construction.
Yeah. For example, Pirate Software made a mistake and got 2 WoW players killed, and Dr. K only got 1 player from WoW killed. So there you go. They're very much. You're not so different, you and I.
It's like, oh yeah, Thor, I'm sorry I cheated on you, bro. I really do love you.
Oh, by the way, his name is Jason Thor. So Thor is his middle name, like unironically, and he insists that everyone calls him Thor because it's a cool name. I forgot there's one other detail there. That's what his name is. Everyone calls him Pirate Software, but he always says like, "No, my name's Thor. Don't call me Jason. My name's Thor."
You know, we both have flaws in this marriage.
I think the funny thing here is that Dr. K is known to be very caring, very nice, and not confrontational at all when it comes to streams like this. But in this case, seeing that he's an experienced psychologist, he knew when to become confrontational. He knew when to call out Pirate Software on his bullshit, and this is what it was, bullshit. In just a span of like 20 seconds, Dr. K had essentially summed up people's entire problem with Pirate Software. When he would be criticized, when he would be given feedback, when he would be given advice, he was always dismissive and smug. And this smugness is what led us here. People were hoping that this productive 3.5-hour conversation would actually lead somewhere, maybe actually make him apologize for once and take a step back. But it didn't. His empire kept crumbling until we had finally reached the final nail in the coffin.
Look how broken Pirate Software is. This is like the meme where it's like, if only you knew how bad things were, or his smile and optimism gone.
Stop killing games. Stop Killing Games is an initiative launched by Ross Scott in the European Union and the United Kingdom. It was meant to be a direct answer to what happened with the game The Crew, made by Ubisoft. At the end of December 2023, Ubisoft all of a sudden announced that The Crew would no longer be purchasable and that its servers would be going down.
They're all working in Blizzard, okay?
On March 31st, 2024. Seeing that this was a live service game, this meant that after March, you'd never be able to play this game ever again. The salt in the wound, though, was that barely a couple weeks after the servers went offline, Ubisoft revoked The Crew from people who had bought it digitally, attaching a message saying, "You no longer have access to this game. Why not check the store to pursue your adventures?" To many, this was an outrage. It essentially meant that you never owned your games to begin with. Ubisoft can just take them away. This also more recently happened with Concord. It barely came out for a week, and then the servers were offline. If you bought the disc copy, you were played like an idiot. The Stop Killing...
To be fair, Concord going away was a good thing. It was trash. There was this Amazon web series where they had like a bunch of different video games. One of them was like 40K. There was like a Pac-Man that was very liberal with its interpretation. But one of them was for Concord. And by the time the series actually came out, Concord was no longer a game, which is very funny.
Games Initiative argued that it wasn't really legal. It was very weird for live service games to just shut down like that without giving players an alternative, with Ross Scott on his YouTube channel saying that games as a service is fraud. One thing to note is that this...
And they're calling Ross Scott the European Asmongold.
Initiative wasn't forcing publishers or developers to keep game servers online forever. What it simply wanted was to have a way to access these games after the servers went offline, by allowing players to host their own servers, for example, arguing that if taking games down like this would become the norm, then way too many games would become lost media, because that's what The Crew and Concord are right now. They're essentially lost media. It was classified as a European Citizens Initiative, in which European citizens could sign it, and if it would reach 1 million signatures, then it would be talked about in the European Parliament. It would initially get a couple...
And this is a really important detail, that it's just about being talked about, because Pirate Software goes on about one of the reasons he's not going to support it is that the language in the Stop Killing Games is too vague, and that politicians don't really know what they're talking about. But the thing is the politicians are going to be the ones that are writing the laws, not the Stop Killing Game people. So you just need to get them to talk about the prospect. That's an important detail that Pirate Software likes to admit, and is like, well, look, let's read the petition. Nope, this is not going to work because of this one line. No, this isn't what it has to be. It's just an idea. And he's being completely disingenuous with the interpretation of it.
100,000 signatures until a certain person would speak out against it in the most aggressive way possible. Of course, we're talking about our good old friend, Pirate Software. He felt so passionate about this topic that he made 2 videos about it, very shortly after it launched in the summer of 2024. Now look, we're not going to watch the whole video. I just want to show you the first 10 seconds. Let's do this.
Hi, my name is Jason Thor Hall, also known as Pirate Software Online. I've been in the gaming industry for about 20 years. I used to work at Blizzard Entertainment, then Amazon Game Studios, and now I own my own studio, Pirate Software, by the same name. It's an indie studio, and I've been...
There's just something about this guy, man. I don't know. I can't explain it. Anyway, he worked at Blizzard Entertainment for around 7 years, guys, and he vehemently opposed every single thing this initiative stood for, arguing that it would kill live service games and kill gaming in general, completely misunderstanding what this initiative was even about, and using his massive influence, which was still present at the time, to kill it instantly. I want to be clear here. In this video, he tries his best to appear level-headed, professional even, echoing the genius that you first saw in his YouTube shorts at the end of 2023. But on his stream, oh my god, this guy was a mess. These are the very nice things he had to say about this initiative.
All right, so like one thing I want to say is coders in chat. If there's any coders in chat, does this look like anything, or is it just for show? Now, like I said, if coding works, I don't really give a shit, but I would prefer it to be shorter than longer because, like I said, the long it is, the more errors that can appear. But essentially, the coding for him is just a prop, I think, and that's fine actually. But I'm just kind of curious about what is the issue with it. It's just there's a lot of nonsense text and things like that.
Shit, now this is actually really dumb. It's used car salesman garbage. This is shit. It's shit. Not only do I not want to back this, I'm going to actively tell people not to. That is awful. That is a horrible goddamn direction. That's awful, dude. No, eat my entire ass. The level of stupid that I just had to receive was like sitting on Twitter for 12 hours. This
No, yeah, according to him, this is the worst thing that's ever been made by humanity. Like, this is like, oh my God, you'd think that this is actually going to end gaming as we know it, but it's not. It's seeking to do the opposite.
shit sucks. That's a really stupid ass move. That's an incredibly stupid ass move. I think this is ass. This is complete garbage. All of this can eat shit then. I drop the mask entirely.
In his very professional...
I mean, don't say that, though. Like, that's just a bad thing to say. I mean, sometimes you want to say, like, edgy shit has, like, a better impact or something, but don't say you're going mask off. Especially when your voice change has already gone once off this stream.
Level-headed
It's
video,
actual villain material, yes. That's the problem. It's so easy to hate him because of saying things like that.
Says this.
It's incredibly important to me that we keep making games and that the next generation has the tools to do so their medium doesn't die out.
But that's exactly what Stop Killing Games wants to do. The whole point of this initiative is for this medium to not die by allowing so many games to become lost media. And yet, this is what Pirate Software was saying about this whole thing.
I think live service games getting sunsetted is fine. I've always thought that. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, at this point, just no comment. When he would start receiving quite a bit of backlash, of course, now there's more dislikes, but when it first released, I'd say 30% of the like to dislike ratio was dislikes. He made this pinned comment, outlining some points that don't...
Imagine he spent as much time coding his game as he does making twit-longers or posting comments on his own videos.
really help his very aggressive reaction that came out of nowhere, and then ended it with a
Apparently it's
quotation
not actually
saying
code
he
at
won't
all.
even talk to Ross, who was the founder of Stop Killing Games. To which he replied with, correct. I think his position is disingenuous due to his comments about how this could be pushed through government. It's a bad direction, removes validity for what the initiative is trying to do, portrays the process in an incorrect manner, and just builds sensationalism. Thinking that kind of language is okay puts him squarely on my not worth it to talk to list, as there are others that could have a more productive conversation. So what he's talking about is this slide here. This one slide in the entirety of this initiative is the only reason why he refuses to talk to Ross. It says, reasons the European Citizens Initiative could pass. Politicians like easy wins. Politicians mostly don't care about video games. The law is already unclear on this practice. The initiative is in line with other consumer policies. It's a diversion from more serious topics. Now, according to
The last one's a bit silly, but that's fine.
Ross, this was a half-truth, half-joke slide. And I think that's how a normal person would view it. I don't think it was tone-deaf in any way. But it angered the hell out of Pirate Software for some reason. I don't know why. Some people theorize that it's because he got close to Ludwig, and together they founded the games publisher Off-Brand Games.
Yeah, and they were literally making a live service game.
When the Stop Killing Games initiative came out, they were in the process of releasing a live service multiplayer game. So there was definitely some sort of a conflict of interest here. Regardless, this European Citizens Initiative had a one-year deadline. It would be automatically closed on the 31st of July, 2025. And by the end of June, it barely had 500,000 signatures, which meant it had no hope of ever reaching 1 million, or so it seemed. This was until Accursed Farms, the channel owned by Ross Scott, would release a video titled The End of Stop Killing Games. It's an hour-long video that kind of reminds us what this initiative is about, how we got here, the feedback and criticism he's received, the changes he's made, and of course the majority of the video is him responding to Pirate Software's very aggressive criticisms.
Is that what I'm going to look like in like 5 years? Is this my future, chat? It's like choose your destiny. I can either have the Meg Ryan hair again, or I have to look like this. Because people are very much telling me that I need to worry about that. This is right around the corner. Like this man's brain is just so fucking big. You have no idea. He's just getting smarter by the day. There's a really funny old meme post I remember where a guy was going to start. He shaved his head. And then he was going to start putting layers of plaster over his head, so his head was getting bigger every day. And then he was going to go to the library and check out 10 books a day, and then just keep doing that for like a month, and then slowly put one more layer of like latex over his head until he's got like this bulging, like massive head, and just see what happens if the librarians like react to him or something. It was so funny. It's so good. That's like good wholesome trolling. There's nothing wrong with that.
He's made, and of course the majority of the video is him responding to Pirate Software's very aggressive criticisms. Most of the clips of Pirate Software crashing out over the Stop Killing Games initiative were actually from this video. Ross addresses every single one and ended up...
Wait, do you remember when Max would just keep saying Megamind? I think it was in regards to April? He just kept saying Megamind, Megamind, and he got clipped. And somebody was like reacting to the clip and like, why the fuck is this guy keep saying Megamind? It's so funny. Sorry, I'll go back.
Responding to Pirate Software's very aggressive criticisms. Most of the clips of Pirate Software crashing out over the Stop Killing Games initiative were actually from this video. Ross addresses every single one and ended up, whether intentional or not, making Pirate Software look like a clown who had no idea what he was talking about. This video almost has a million.
So is this the code that Pirates, if true equals true, then true equal true? True? Is this just meaningless code? Is this what I'm looking at? If true equals true? Yeah, because that doesn't make any sense whatsoever, right? I mean, I don't know how to code, but this seems like a completely superfluous sentence.
Views, and many people watched it. Some of those people happened to be way bigger content creators than Pirate Software, and seeing that this very important initiative was very close to failure, tried their best to bring as many people as possible to sign it. For example, Moist Critical talked about it in his videos at over 3.5 million views.
So this is what this Moist Critical is literally the haircut that I had before the Meg Ryan haircut.
For example,
so I literally had this haircut, but no beard. Okay, so it's just like literally this haircut, but a little bit shorter, like maybe down to like here. So that's what I used to be.
Moist Critical talked about it in his videos at over 3.5 million views. Hell, even Jacksepticeye talked about it on his second channel, and the video sitting at over 1 million views. People understood that this initiative wasn't just a good thing for video games, it was integral to ensure its survival for the future. Hell, even Minecraft creator Notch had something to say about it, tweeting, "Hey guys, just got back to gaming after a brief break. Wait, why is there a Nepo baby doubling down over there?" Adding, "If buying a game is not a purchase, then pirating them is not theft."
True, and very good take. It's so funny how Notch became a villain in the eyes of many people. Because he gave, like, he said the bad words or whatever, and then he, like, sold Minecraft for, like, $1 billion, and then I think he backed Gamergate. And everyone, not everyone, but all the people that don't like Gamergate decided to hate him. And then he gave $250,000 to Carl Jobs to sue Billy Mitchell and lost it all. And now I think he just, like, shit posts and lives in California and is living his best life. I mean, that's the way to do it.
This truly solidified the position of Pirate Software in the Hall of Fame of lolcows. It was undeniable at this point. His stupidity had made an entire movement succeed, just purely on the basis of him being so unaware of what was going on. He lacked the most basic form of self-awareness. And thanks to that, the Stop Killing Games initiative not only reached 1 million signatures, but is currently at over 1.3 million in overdrive.
This is really important, by the way, because a certain amount of these signatures will be removed. So it needed to be over 1 million. And Ross was talking about this as well. So I guess it's a given now that it's successful. That's very cool.
To reach 1.4 million any time now, with the UK petition reaching double the signatures required. He even had a vice president of the European Parliament voicing support for this initiative and signing the petition himself while urging other Europeans to do the same. This initiative gained so much traction that a publisher group full of the biggest publishers on the planet, including EA and Ubisoft, for example, responded saying that these proposals would curtail developer choice and that it was unsustainable and unfeasible. In other words, they were very scared that this could actually pass. Being a gamer myself, I wish this initiative the best of luck in Parliament, and I truly hope it passes. When I buy
something of a gamer myself.
Digital game, I'd like to know that I actually own it and that it won't be taken away from me at any given moment. But while this initiative was gaining a lot of positive attention, Pirate Software, on the other hand, was gaining all the negative attention. He's currently bleeding over 10,000 subscribers daily on his YouTube channel and has currently lost a massive chunk of his viewership on Twitch. I mean, look.
Let's have a quick look if he's lost any more subscribers while we were watching this. Actually, it was 210,000 when we started the stream. Looks like it's the same over the last 3 months. Yeah, 210,000. I guess it updates in like thresholds, right? Like when you get to 1 million subscribers, it like uploads every 10,000 or something. That's insane, though. To lose 200. He lost 2 play buttons from YouTube. Crazy stuff.
Look at these numbers. He used to peak 15,000 concurrent viewers and is now down to 5,000. That's 1/3 of where he used to be 7 months ago. And
I mean, it could be worse. He could lose 99% of his audience. Imagine going from 100K to 600. That's brutal.
That's without mentioning all the followers he's been losing. I mean, look at this, minus 50,000 just in July. Additionally, this renewed scrutiny has prompted many YouTubers like Coding Jesus and Slop News Network to analyze the code that he writes on stream, concluding that a child, a literal toddler, can probably do a better job.
I mean, if Coding Jesus was actually a Coding Jesus, would he be coding in his kitchen? Like, I believe that's an oven behind him. I feel like coders should have a lot of money. I don't like the idea of poor coders. It seems like you just make your own shit and just make a lot of money, right?
Seriously, this is the gift that keeps on
It's like
giving.
learn to code.
Because,
Yes,
of
it's like
course,
supposed to-
instead of just apologizing, taking a step back, taking the L for once, admitting you made a mistake, maybe taking some advice that Dr. K gave you, he would triple down or quadruple down. I guess I can't even keep track at this point, and make this post saying the most interesting narrative is that my video somehow killed the initiative. This graph shows that the initiative already had a downward trend in interest when my videos dropped. My videos do not seem to have had any impact on the movement at all.
that's
Making me
true.
the
I
villain
forgot
did,
about
though. Best of luck with your next steps. So at this point, I can't help but be impressed how much he's willing to die on hills that don't matter. People aren't even tracking cumulative signatures and daily signatures. They just understood that this initiative is worth fighting for, it's very important for the longevity of games as a medium, and that you, with your massive platform, not only criticized it very aggressively, thinking that this was going to be an easy win that made you out to be a genius, but urged all your audience, all your strong community to not sign it when they were telling you to sign it initially. That's how you even found out about the initiative. He would then later tweet this, saying, I am no longer working at Off-Brand Games. People were attacking all of the games we were publishing and trying to mass review bomb them. You can dislike the things I say, but this kind of behavior is unhinged. Learned a lot there, accomplished a lot, hope they succeed regardless, love those dudes and loved working with them, hope they keep cooking.
Like the thing about saying that you're not working there anymore is kind of, I feel this is very disingenuous, because he always said that he was only working there for $1 a year or whatever. Like, you know how like executives are like, I work for $1 a year. Ha 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 ha. I'm not even making any money. Surely Pirate Software still has some sort of stake in this company, like some sort of stock option or something. If he was getting paid $1 a year or $1 a month or whatever, the minimum salary you can take, essentially, surely he had some other investment in this. He's not working for free. I mean, he's not even working in his own, like, this. I hate it when people, like, there's no way he's not getting something on the back burner for this.
Ludwig would reply to this, saying, stop killing games is a good initiative, but a few bad actors review bombed / harassed developers of the games we support at Off-Brand Games. Appreciate Thor stepping down for the betterment of the devs and their games, to which he would get community noted. The note said, Rivals of Either 2 has not been review bombed. Verifying this is as easy as opening the Steam page and looking at the graph of reviews.
Yeah, and this is pointed out by Harmful Opinions, who's a very good streamer you should be watching. However, there was some review bombs over on Heartbound. I believe, however, that more people were love bombing it, and like people were just coming in because he does have a big batch of people that he can just send over there to send positive reviews.
If we go to the game, scroll down, and look at the graph that shows review trends, we can very clearly see that there's no review bombing going on. If anything, there's...
Hey, look, I like Harmful Opinions because he's where I see myself in 5 years.
Positive bombing.
It's a
Look
hair
at all
joke.
these positive reviews in June. But hey, anything to be the victim, right? In fact, the guy became such a victim that I think he started losing his mind. He started comparing his current situation with the Stop Killing Games initiative to Coney 2012.
Holy shit, I forgot about Coney. When Coney was happening, I was working in a government industry, and we was next to a window that could see the main street. There was these guys that were shouting Coney and just writing Coney all over the pavement all day, every day. And I just remember like going into work every day and just shouting Coney because it became like an office meme. That was when that's when I missed seeing Stephen Fry, because like everyone decided to have lunch today, one day, at the old place. And I was like, just give me 5 more minutes to finish this one and I'll be right down. And then they all met Stephen Fry, because Stephen Fry was in New Zealand for the, I want to say, the Hobbit movies. I think it was like the Battle of Five Armies or whatever the one. He's like, mayor of the Lake Town or something. So I missed out on that. There's a bigger. I missed out on seeing Xena while I was being sucked into the ski machine, and I missed out on seeing Stephen Fry because I was working. Fuck.
Dude, no, I'm sorry. This is a full-fledged, fully developed and evolved lolcow. There's no way you can say this while being self-aware. It's impossible. And after months of complaining about people brigading and
that's an ornithopter. So he's been playing. This is a very new screenshot, because the ornithopter is the vehicle in the Dune games. After months of complaining about brigading Pirate Software, coding Jesus. Okay.
harassing him, he does the same exact thing to Coding Jesus.
Look, you're going to have to go back to a previous stream. We talked about when my father was too busy talking to Xena to save me when I was 10 years old and skiing. And I almost got sucked into a ski machine.
He would leave a comment on his code review video and would then link his comment to his chat so that they can go upvote it in an effort to ratio the video itself. Like, how petty is that? Come on, man.
You make a link to it? You have to click on the little 6 hours edited? Aha! So that doesn't seem to do it? Oh, do I have to right-click on this and then copy?
Wait, is this true? Wait, Harmful Opinions was on Aussie Overlord Watch? Harmful Opinions on Aussie Overlord. Watch it. I see. Is this true? Wait, where'd that chat go? I can't. Oh, here it is. This one? Is that true? Wait, have I seen this before? It sounds familiar, but I feel like I can't remember what it was. I want to
link address, and then do that. Is that what does this? Ah, it does highlighted comment. There we go. Boop. There's my comment on it. Enjoy. And I also have a whole argument with a whole bunch of people in the replies in there so they can see what's going on with it.
Is this about the PS5
talked
or
them
something?
through the entire thing of why I did that all in an array, because that is not normal practice.
All right, hold on.
to do
Sorry,
that.
we're gonna go right back to pirate software. I need to see this. All right, so it's harmful of learning about Australian culture. Okay. All right, no, it's here. Look.
About this makes me insanely excited to see it.
All right, what is this? This is the granny thing, right? This is the PS5 secured.
Any and all discussion, opinions, and comments in this video are for informational purposes, are general in nature, and do not necessarily represent the opinion. This video does not constitute legal advice. Always obtain proper...
For everybody, and I mean everybody that has watched my
He's
channel over
biting
the
those
last
words.
year, probably longer, you would know I detest drama. I cannot stand it.
He says incredibly dramatically. I don't think... Look, if you're a lawyer and you don't like drama...
Does Harmful Opinions actually watch the granny's response video
Next year,
too?
if I make it to America, I would actually like to have a...
Why does he think it's a good look to even address this shit? He's saying...
Because he's got his PS5 secured. You guys don't remember... Like... All right, we're gonna put this on the back burner. We might come back to that if there's time. Maybe we'll do a bonus watch of that. That is too funny. If you're unaware of what happened, a brief replay of the situation is that Hayden, Aussie Overlord, who's a friend of mine, I like him. He's a good guy. He used to be on our streams, but he turned into like a kangaroo VTuber. Then we got rid of him. Just kidding. But no, he went to America to go meet legal vices in Vegas, and then there was this granny. And she was going to buy him a PS5, but only if he secured it. But he ditched her, and the PS5. I guess he got the PS5, but he never paid for it. And I think if I remember correctly, this was like a back burner clip for the Kino Casino. Like they were going to review this, but it kept getting pushed back, and then it was never featured on the Kino Casino. So they never learned about the PS. I remember watching this stream too. I was live watching this stream. That is too funny. That is too funny. But yeah, it's like Hayden's trying to yell, and he's too adorable. I'm sorry, he's too adorable to be angry. Like you know what I mean? Like I don't know. Like Australians aren't good at being angry.
That I'm doing this, I am. Because when it comes to releasing particular pieces of evidence to directly counter your versions, I feel it is necessary. And that you have driven me to that disgusts me.
Bro, she's like 90 years old. She might not even know what's happening around her.
All right. I might watch that privately just for a bit of laugh. Oh man. We gave Hayden so much shit for the PS5 stuff. Every time we came on, we were like talking about the PS5. It was great. Maybe that's why he doesn't come on my stream anymore.
And it's specifically so that you guys can reverse engineer the game and solve the ARG. Sometimes doing bad practice has meaning, which is...
Whatever, man. He later deleted this VOD because this literally breaks YouTube TOS. This breaks every aspect of terms of service when it comes to brigading and harassment. I mean, at this point, can this get any worse? Yes. He'd be asked about his opinion when it comes to Stop Killing Games finally reaching 1 million signatures, and he said, "I'm going to be honest with you. I hope that your initiative gets everything that you asked for, but nothing you wanted, and I'll leave it there." See, if I was...
This is such a villain move too. Like, it's such a mean thing to say. I hope you get everything you asked for, but nothing that you wanted. I hope that the fruits of your victory turn to ash in your mouth. And as you crawl on your belly, begging me for help, I'll look down and say, no. Like, there's a pretty villain behavior there, Pirate.
12 years old, I would have probably thought this was really cool, but now it's just edgy beyond cringe. But listen, as much as this was a ridiculous roller coaster ride on the Lolcow Express, someone did end up asking him, "Hey man, would you consider making an apology video, setting everything straight? Because you know what, this is still salvageable. You can still redeem yourself." And here's what he had to say.
Put up a video saying you were wrong with every situation and the internet move on. I am not doing that. I don't give a fuck.
He's played this June game a lot. I want to play this game. Is it fun? Or is it just a waste of time? I heard the PvP is cooked and you have to be an ornithopter running around real fast and just shooting missiles or something. Although I think, like, apparently it's not as cool as it could be. It's like a survival game, but you're playing on Dune, the planet with sand. It's not fun.
Yeah,
I've
simply
heard.
bend the knee and lie about how you feel, and everyone will stop bullying you. That's a great idea, dude. Yeah, no.
This guy is so hopeless, man. Now, I will say this because I'm sure this will appear in the comments. Yes, I'm aware that Pirate Software is a massive furry, and I'm also aware that he was legally married to someone, and during that marriage, he got in contact with one of the Kickstarter backers of Earthbound, the game he's working on, and started a very inappropriate 18+ relationship with them. While being
Now, wait a second. I haven't heard about this. What does it say? Thor. Wait, just use your real name, Jason. At first, I thought you meant with me. It's clear you didn't. I'm going back to coding. Well, this is a lie. He's not going back to coding. Lyric. Okay, that's a red flag for a name. I don't even know if you want me after all this. I ... like you. Good luck with coding. Good afternoon, Thor. I would like to date you. Ugh. Ooh, surprise face. I felt like I should be more direct about that. Yeah, that's a much nicer change. I'm glad you like it, ... Now, my question is, Thor, would you like to date me? As long as we don't have any more surprises like this, yes. I'd like a week for things to calm down. Oh, he's so... Wow.
married. Yes, he committed adultery. The reason why I didn't mention this in the video is because it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. If he had just apologized during the WoW Classic incident, this coming out wouldn't have done anything to him, because guess what? Most of these messages involved 18+ roleplay, but more specifically, furry roleplay. Yes, they would literally say to themselves, pets you.
Hang on a second.
But at least now it can't get much worse.
But it did get worse.
It got worse.
You, nuzzles you, plays with your tail, and then get, more 18+ into it. Yes, most people couldn't even read one page of chat logs because of how cringy it is. So I'm so convinced it wouldn't have done
Maybe they can yiff in hell.
anything to his reputation. It's meaningless to talk about. But if you're interested, you can check out this video by Fearful Tears titled Pirate Software, the most delusional Twitch streamer. Look, Pirate Software is a lesson.
There's no way this is true. Was this like a big gay op? Did he, quite literally, I guess. Was it all just a catfish? And what was the other fursuit they had? Chud Logic did the best reading of this. Jason Hall says he loves the knots. Maybe he means like garlic knots. You never know. Oh my goodness, there's a really good pizza place in my city, but I can't go there by myself because I'll get fat. People need to visit me, and then I can take you to the pizza shop as an excuse. Okay? Because I'm just showing you around town. That's the way. Somebody come to fucking Osaka so I can help out. I can eat the pizza. They've got garlic knots.
Content creation, but in quite
The
literally
catfish
anything.
refuses
Normal
to visit
people
me.
make mistakes, and geniuses make mistakes too. We're all human. Admitting that you make a mistake isn't you admitting that
Was
you
it
have a
BP?
weakness.
Was
No,
he the
on the
furry
contrary,
catfish?
never admitting that you're wrong is a weakness in itself, because it shows how insecure you are, how fragile of an ego you have, and it'll only make people want to avoid you. What's the point? Pirate Software is the stupid person's definition of a genius, and he managed to ride that wave for a little while. But now the
way to
party's
describe
over, and he only has himself to blame. He'll still be a content creator, he'll still have a sizable audience, but he'll never be able to touch the sky like he did at the end of 2023. And they're never coming back unless he finally humbles his dumbass. Anyway, thank you so much for watching the entire video up until the end.
No girls allowed, Sam. Sorry. Now we can get pizza sometime, but my girlfriend had to come with us as well, obviously, or she'll beat me again.
And I really appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next video fairly
Yeah,
soon.
but you can bring it. I don't want to say double date because that's cringe, but something like that.
Yeah, I love you so much. Mwah.
All right, that was pretty good. Let's check out the code video next, I think. I'm gonna have a quick. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I just need to change the battery camera and everything. I'll be right back.
And it's like, I never said that I was. I think sometimes the things that I talk about in regards to those types of things is misconstrued as arrogance or boasting, when in reality, I'm just trying to give context.
So that is the problem right there. So I want you to listen to this phrase. This gets misconstrued as arrogance, but in reality, it's this.
Yeah.
That is the most arrogant statement on the planet, bro.
I actually am the first second-generation Blizzard employee. I was the first second-generation Blizzard employee ever. The first second-generation Blizzard employee. First second-generation Blizzard employee. So I'm second-generation Blizzard. I'm the first second-generation Blizzard employee that ever existed with the company. I'm also a second generation Blizzard employee. I was a second generation Blizzard employee. I was the
There
first.
we go. I was just changing the camera battery, guys. Just chill out. Just chill out. All right. Do you want to see? Not my haircut. Not the disabled dragons. I'll do a quick poll. We're not going to hit the goal, chat. Not going to hit the goal. Can we hit it? What do you want to see? Do you want to see the Aussies? Like, what's next? What's next? So I guess it's the game, the code, or the PS5. PS5. There we go. It looks like Harmful Opinions is actually streaming today, so I guess we can actually stream rate him if we go for another 40 minutes at least. Aussie PS5. This is not gonna. We're not gonna watch the Aussie odds. Are just a joke. We'll take a quick while we're waiting for the poll to come in. We'll say Janina says, Josh just saying, have a great weekend from Darwin. Oh, thank you very much, Janina. That's much appreciated. Because I've been in Tokyo for like the last few days, I don't get to have a weekend. I have to work through it.
And after this,
let's see a bit more.
I hope to never hear, see, or say anything in relation to you ever fucking again.
Bro, literally just wait a week and she'll be in the grave. This is fine.
Okay, so
this is true. Like, I mean, I enjoyed this stream, but this was a crazy situation. How did you find this stream? It has less than 1,000 views and it's an unlisted video. How did you find this? Did you just save it to your best of all times?
such a good time in Vegas. But you know, there's a sour taste in my mouth.
I'm self-employed. I don't get 3-day weekends. The boss doesn't get to give me the day off. I'm the boss.
That I have been beating myself up over because of it.
And here comes the victim mentality. Just wait for it.
He's owning this grandma. He's doing a rape review on grandma.
But I shouldn't be beating myself up, but I know me, and I do. For other people and what they lack, I am always to blame. When in reality, fuck you. I spent $1,000 of my hard-earned cash.
She spent $1,000
to get there.
Okay.
While
oh yeah, that's PS5 money. You gotta buy the PS5 and the flight.
You grifted and had a whole lot of people send you yours, and I wasn't going to go, but you reached out to me, you little fuck prick.
You lying bitch.
He's having a.
I'm fully on Aussie Overlord side, by the way. In this thing, it's just This is pretty cringe, but it's funny.
Fight with a video. It's so good.
Wait, if you're on Aussie's side, press 1. If you're on Granny's side, press 2.
But bro, did you reach out to her? He told us he considered her a friend and would have let her babysit his kids. After, of course, describing her as being parasocial, he says, consider her a friend, but...
You specifically said you were going to Vegas, irrespective.
Oh my goodness.
Because you had a client that you were going to be seeing. And the time that I set aside to
How many
potentially meet
PS5s
up
does
with
she
you,
have?
you said you were unavailable. And unfortunately, it was my vacation. Just because you wanted to insert yourself into my life and it...
Bro, but you agreed, though.
Oh no, it's being destroyed with facts and logic. Shit. Alright, we have actually... Hayden commented on this, and I feel like it would be irresponsible if I didn't offer the counter argument about the PS5 situation. So this is a message from Hayden.
And these women, they're like fine wine, okay? The older they get, the more delicious, but the drier.
There we go. Thanks. All right, we're going back. All right, I want to look at the code for a little bit. Okay, I want to look at the code for a little bit. So the poll is meaningless. People want to see the game. We might get just both. He's hag maxing. They're draining the babes. They're draining the babes. They're draining all the old babes. Soldier Boy's draining the babes. They've got no juices left. They're dry. They're delicious, but they're dry. Feels good to laugh. Sometimes you have a day and you just need to. All right, let's take a look at coding Jesus. This is a quick one. So it's like 13 minutes. So it'll take us 2 hours to get through. All right, we'll go like 1 point. We'll go 1.2. Let's see. All right.
Because literally anything would be better than this. What is up, guys? Coding Jesus here.
All right, let's
Guys,
skip. Let's skip this. We're gonna skip the background. Let's skip why pirate software. Who am I? We'll skip that. Finding the relevant dev streams, magic numbers, and we'll skip to this part of the video.
Code. All right, so I'm going to be linking these VODs in the description box below. I
Okay.
recommend people actually download these VODs before he takes them down.
All right, so this is the code. Now I don't have any experience with coding. Let's see. Falling particle effect drop equals part type create part sprite effect drop spark false 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 true part type false effect drop 1100. Isn't binary like ones and zeros is like yes and open and close, right? It's like gates. That's how binary works. So is one like open and is zero like closed? So could I say that one is true and zero is false? Is that accurate, coding bros? Or is it something like that? Or am I completely off?
Because honestly, if I was claiming I'm a game developer with 20 years of experience, this would be embarrassing to have online. Let's take a look at what's really wrong about this. And I don't even need to be a game dev to understand that. When you look at the code here, what do you see? You see a lot of magic numbers. That's an industry term for numbers that don't have any description or explanation as to what they are or why they exist. And you also have a lot of true or false, which is not descriptive at all.
True.
When you look at any function call as another developer, you should understand what's going on without needing to read through the implementation of the actual method itself. So part type sprite, part type size, I don't need to read through that to understand what's being passed to it and what it's doing. But that's not what's going on here. I should need to ask myself, what is this number 1? What is the 0? What does it signify, right? Imagine we have a car object, and I create the car object by passing in 96, 4, false, false.
Okay.
Do you have any idea about what those numbers mean?
Not really.
How am I initializing that car? You don't. A step above that, a better alternative would be to specify in words what 96 means. For example.
Okay. So construct unit horsepower equals 96. Unit door number equals 4. Is automatic false, is electric false. Car door horsepower, door number is automatic, is electric. That kind of makes sense.
Unsigned 32-bit.
Is coding just writing sentences? Is coding this easy? Should I learn to code?
Integer horsepower equals 96. Number of doors equals 4. Is automatic equals false. Is electric equals false. And then pass that into the construction of car. That is the bare minimum. That's what I would expect out of an intern that's fresh out of school. Taking that a step further, you can implement a concept called strong typing, which is the most expressive form of instantiation.
The chat seems to complain about my strong typing. They're saying it's too loud.
What we can do in that case is define an alias at the bare minimum or a class, and we can call it horsepower. And then we can create an enumeration for things like transmission or fuel. And then we'd alter the
Okay, let's skip forward a little bit. Let's see. No understanding the basic data types. Unconstructed. All right, we'll check out this part. We'll check out this part, then we'll go see the game part.
You guys get the point. Storyline array number. Oh my god. Here he appears to be storing a timeline of events in a flat one-dimensional array with random numbers as the indices in order to represent said event. So
okay,
literally anything would be an upgrade over what is written here. For example, what he could have done is created
what the fuck is instance destroy?
Nested structure where all those default values, instead of being hard-coded and written in some file, can simply be stored in a YAML or configuration file that can be edited outside of the build as to not waste time rebuilding the entire application in a YAML or XML format. That's development 101. You learn it in the first week of your new job as either an intern or a junior developer. What's even worse is he now also needs to remember what 419 means. So somewhere in his code, he needs to actually add a comment or something to represent what 419 is.
I mean, maybe he's just a big smart boy and he can remember everything. Like your coding doesn't need to make sense, right? If you're the only one doing it, like the notes is just for other people, isn't it? I mean, like I said, I have very limited knowledge and zero knowledge actually.
As you can see here,
so this is the array. So it's just a big line of shit. So like global story array 210 is a cafe, coffee obtained. 01, yes, no, deliverable. Okay. Is this just like a big PPP is gone? Wait a minute. Pay is gone. Storyline array 217 is PPP? Whoa, buddy.
On the file that contains all these events, which are the association between a magic number and some state. It's very obvious that this can get very unwieldy extremely quickly. As you can see here, he has some number associated with 0, 1, or even 2, and then he needs to detail in a comment what that means. Now, imagine a developer accidentally puts 2 here or 3. Finding, tracking, and solving that bug is really going to be a development nightmare. What if you forget to type 3 here and accidentally type 2 and start associating coffee cold knowledge with floor 2 coffee age? Or even worse, in your code somewhere, instead of typing 213, you type 214 and now need to go back and track why your game is misbehaving. This is extremely poor practice and can get very messy very quickly. Not only that, but this is going to significantly decrease the velocity of your development because you're going to need to jump between the storyline vars file, find the event you want to reference somewhere else in code, and go back to that line that you'd like to reference the event in. So you're going to constantly need to be jumping between files, forgetting, potentially mistyping, and it's just a recipe for disaster. When it comes to the
that's not a problem if you just never make mistakes mistyping.
nested structure, though, tell me what you think is better. What Thor has here or what I have on screen, which in my opinion is much more expressive.
All right, global story, shop cashier is angry false, was spoken to false, counter has money false. So they're poor. They're poor. Use global story cashier is angry, do something. Still not ideal, but at least you understand it. What is going on? Okay, so the first one is the actual code and the second one is just the description. Is that what I'm looking at?
Now this goes beyond simply liking code better. What I have on screen is objectively better because it makes it harder for you and others to make mistakes, and it's a lot clearer as to what's going on. I don't even need to know how this game is designed to understand that whatever he's doing here is not optimal. I also don't need to recommend the most optimal data structure because literally anything would be better than this. Another thing that's really, really weird is that he's using these numbers to represent people, and now everywhere he writes the number 1 when it represents a person.
Maybe numbers are just people to him. I mean, people are just numbers to him. All right, this is a bit dry, so we'll go to this one. So we'll check out that was the vote. The people wanted the PS5. I'll give you one more. We'll take a little bit of a look at the PS5. We'll go to a random thing when he gets a super chat or something. Oh, legal! Holy shit! Legal Vices gave Ozzy a super chat during this. I can recognize the Legal Vices thumbnail giving a $20 super chat from this small thumbnail preview. Who is that dude? That was Coding Jesus. Who is this guy? This is the Harmful Opinions or me in like 2 years when I lose all my hair. Wait, look at this. There's like a Legal Vices jump scare, or I guess it's not a scare. It's like a pleasant surprise.
Unsubscribed to you?
Where'd it go? Saw orange super chat.
Actually. Drop the C word. She's deserving of it. No, I'm not going to. A, because I don't want to get myself yeeted off YouTube. But B,
who hasn't really gained any subs from this? Yeah, 2K views total on this VOD.
There it is. I found it.
Oh, and Jeff's
how to help you become better.
Bull fucking shit.
What?
Oh, and Jeff's timing in.
All right.
Hayden Flux, Jess, and I made it.
Why in the hell would she say this?
Can we get a link to this stream? Sure. If you want to see this unlisted stream, I'll post it in. I'll post it in the chat. That's the stream link. I can post links in chat. You can't.
I wonder if there are receipts regarding any conversation like that. Because we've seen what?
It's about ethics in PS5s and Vegas trips.
3 messages. What else is going on?
That's a very good question.
Explicitly clear that the 4 of us were getting together, that it was not a formal meetup, and no one should go out of their way to come to Vegas. We waited for texts that never came. Thank you, and thank you for the super chat. You didn't have to super chat it. I would have seen it, but
it's 20,001. Jeff would always give 20,001 super chats. I miss him. It's so funny that I could recognize his thumbnail. Like, if you see there the thing, his old Sea Captain profile picture was so recognizable that when I was just scrolling through this, I could recognize it. It's good times. Good times. Missing boys. All right, let's go to this one. Pirate Software game is worse than you could imagine. And we might go through this at 1.25 speed as well. Maybe 1.5.
Pirate Software is an indie game dev streamer who promoted the idea that anyone can make a game. With the help of a definitely not fake, sultry, deep voice, he became the biggest indie game developer creator on all of Twitch and YouTube. However, all of that came crashing down once people figured out that his entire persona...
Is that a roach? Like from Fallout, right?
was a lie. He claimed to have been working in the gaming industry for over 20 years. The reality is, his daddy got him a job in QA at Blizzard, and from there he went on to send phishing emails, basically asking people politely for the passwords. Obviously, that calls into question his supposed expertise, but he is always...
That actually makes me think like he was talking earlier about how he was trying to get the 5-year employees to give him their emails and he got the passwords and he got them. Maybe they're just sick of working in Blizzard and getting all their breast milk stolen, so they gave him the passwords to fuck the company. That's possible. It's possible.
Primarily focused on indie games.
And by the way, this is from Lord Frogmere. So if you want to check out Lord Frogmere and like his video, I'm going to give that a cheeky like right there. Lord Frogmere, small channel, 14,000 subscribers, but this has been a whammy of a video. Holy shit, 700,000.
Has made an indie game, so who cares if all of his experience at Blizzard is fake? The question we should be asking is his indie game any good? I mean, the answer is obviously no, but how bad really is it? It's worse than you could possibly imagine. What made me look into the game in the first place was being shown the code from the game, and I say with no exaggeration, it is the worst I have ever seen. It is baffling in the sense that I genuinely believe it was made bad on purpose, but I'll leave the code review till the end of the video, but just keep that in mind.
Well, that's very convenient. We're going to have to watch the other code review video then. This guy's going to break it down in a much quicker time.
While I'm describing the game, that the underlying code is a jumbled mess of incoherent nonsense. So without further ado, subscribe to Lord Frogmire and let's look at this absolute piece of shit. So let's...
All right, he says subscribe. I got to subscribe. There we go.
Start with going over the gameplay, and we're going to be able to go over literally every single piece of gameplay that is not walking or talking, because there is genuinely that little within a single route of the game. Because that's all I played. You could not pay me $10,000 to play any more of this game. There are exactly 3 puzzle sections, 5 total puzzles, and this is being very generous with what.
5 puzzles? This is one of the puzzles. It's just like I know I've seen this puzzle before because somebody posted it to me. But this is one of the 5 puzzles. This is bad, bro. This is not looking good.
I consider a puzzle, by the way. A single combat section, 1 battle, yes, 1.
Wait, the guy that was making the Roach software game was more in depth than this. Like unironically, that it was just like the cockroach sitting on the desk and you have to pipe in the keys. That looked much harder than this, much more engaging than this. And he built it in a cave with a box of scrap. And Pirate's been working on this game for 8 fucking years.
That is repeated, so that's 2 total battles, but only 1 unique fight and 2 minigames. That's it. If you want to be extremely generous, there is 1 more minigame, puzzle.
I'm going to say I like the art. I assume that Pirate Software is not making the art, but I actually think that this is very good pixel art. This looks great. Like, this frog looks very cute. The grass looks fine. It's a little bit like blocky, like square. You can kind of see where the textures like repeat. I like these bull rushes. I like this like semi like 3D where it's like, you know, it's like the going into the vanishing point. I think this is good. I think this is good. I think this is really good pixel art. Good little skeleton there, little fly. This looks fine.
Literally all you do.
Asset store stuff? Is that true? Surely not. Surely not. He was an artist. No, I don't think he actually did the art for it though. I assume he hired someone to do it. I mean, a lot of the art in this game does look like furry art though, and the furry art has a very particular look.
Is click on a couple objects. Yes, that's literally it, but technically that's better than just walking and talking. This was a Kickstarter game, by the way. A Kickstarter game that advertised its combat, which its only unique combat encounter was advertised in the Kickstarter campaign that was funded in 2017 and raised $20,000. So in 8 years, he could not make a single combat encounter that he advertised as a primary part of the game with $20,000, let alone all of the sales the game got once it was released in early access. So
how many sales did it get though? Is there a way to check that? Like on Steam, I've got the demo, but does it actually say the sale amount or is it just the concurrent player base? 20K, like this is a good point actually. 20,000 is barely anything. And that's actually kind of funny because Pirate Software talks about how he got the game funded and then how he used this special trick to get it funded in 24 hours because then it got more notoriety. But $20,000 is nothing for development. So again, I mean, it just goes to show you it's another lie that he built up about himself.
while I'm going over the very limited gameplay that actually exists in the game, remember that this was a Kickstarter scam that was advertised as a real RPG with real gameplay. Okay, so our first section of gameplay is a log pushing puzzle. Yes, this is how generous I was being when I said there were 5 puzzles in the game. I don't think
that's not a puzzle. This isn't a puzzle. It's just moving things aside. I don't consider this a puzzle. What are you going to use this strength HM or something in Pokemon now? Like, what the fuck are you like? Is this actually one of the 5 puzzles? There's no fucking way it's this bad. Do we play this whole game? Do we buy Heartbound and just do an entire day streaming it, chat?
there's really anything to discuss here, because if there wasn't so few gameplay sections to begin with, no one would ever mention this. Okay, now we have the first and only unique combat encounter. That was
I like the pixel art looks good. I don't like this looks really good, this part here. I like this boss. It's like dripping with like oil and shit. It's an oily boy, just like me. But I don't like the big baggy hoodie with the tiny little legs. I don't like that.
shown in the Kickstarter trailer. It is a WarioWare minigame compilation.
Are we going to pirate the software? That's funny. That'd be very funny.
And is perfectly serviceable for a tutorial encounter. Not all of the combat in the entire game. All it is 4 very simple micro games where if you succeed, the enemy takes damage, and if you fail, you take damage. That's it. Perfectly serviceable.
So it's just quick time events.
But very simple, very basic. This encounter is about 1 minute long. And
Would
remember,
you hold the mouse over the eyes?
One of 2 encounters that are in the game. From here, we now have 3 puzzles in a row. Only 1 more puzzle exists in the game after this. And if I wasn't being so generous, I wouldn't call them puzzles at all. And I don't mean that they're easy. Do you remember those little things that babies use, where it's a circle hole and a circle block and a triangle hole and a triangle block? That's...
I love it now because every time I see these, I can't get that woman that was like crying because the circle goes in the square hole and the triangle goes in the square hole and the oval goes in the square. Everything goes in the square hole, and she's like losing her shit. It's so good.
That's what I would call an easy puzzle. What makes
That's
it
right.
a puzzle
It goes
is
in
you
the
still
square
have
hole.
options. You could fuck up and try and put the triangle block in the circle hole. That's not what these puzzles
goes in
are.
the square hole.
These, you have a square hole and a square block and literally nothing else.
The
you
cylinder
cannot
goes in the
fail
square hole
these.
too.
There is only one option. If you try the only possible thing, you will complete the puzzle.
That goes in
Look
the
at this
square hole.
first puzzle. You can only push these blocks and nothing else. You can only push those blocks in one direction, nowhere else, and that's all you have to do. Push those 2 blocks in the only places they can possibly go, and you have now completed the puzzle. And you might say, maybe that's just to teach you the mechanics, but it doesn't get better from there. Puzzle number 2. All you can interact with are the switches. There is nothing else you can do. All you have to do is keep activating switches until you win. You could close your eyes. You do not have to think. There is no fail state. You just hit the switches until you succeed. Hit every switch to complete the puzzle. That's what I'm talking about when I say it's square peg and square hole. All you have to do is try and you succeed. As long as you are engaging
It
with...
sounds like this game sounds like the perfect game for me because I won't be criticized for playing it. Like the chat will be like, I think that I'm good at games finally.
With the game at all, you're moving forward. There is no thought necessary at all. That's why I don't consider it a puzzle. There is no triangle block for you to put in the square hole. And puzzle number 3 is literally the exact same thing as puzzle number 1. All you have to do is push the only blocks that you could possibly push in the only direction they will possibly go. Then you flip the switches and you've succeeded. Literally no thought whatsoever. It's not a puzzle. But I'm being generous.
Surely this is a ruse. Surely this is a ruse. This can't be like this.
So we'll give it to them. There are now 4 puzzles in the game, and you see the quality. 1 combat encounter, 4 puzzles. We're almost done with all of the gameplay, by the way. Gameplay that was in the game in 2017. After this, you get the final combat encounter in the entire game, which is the...
These are very liquidy tentacles. I don't like this. Like someone put extra work into animating the tentacles.
Exact same fight as before, except this time you get to fight him for 2
Like look at the juice pumping through this one. That's actually kind of creepy.
minutes and 30 seconds. So that means in this game that has been developed for over 8 years, there is 3 minutes and 30 seconds of combat. $20,000, by the way. Do you feel scammed yet? Well, we still have 1 more.
I mean, which is a bigger scam? Is it Pirate's game or is it Grums's game? All right, this is a very good meme. We'll definitely show this. What is this? The Faulted Amygda Junji Ito? This hole was made for me. This is very, very funny. I like that a lot.
Puzzle and 2 mini games to go, so save your judgment. This last puzzle is the only thing I would even consider a puzzle in the game, and all it is you're searching a room for clues to a 4-digit code. Yup, that's it. But it is a puzzle. You do have to try and figure out what the numbers are, so I'll give it to him. The game has one real puzzle, and the best part about it is you can just skip it. If you
This looks really... I don't like this. I mean, I know red on black is a very striking color, but like... This is... Maybe it's because it's like almost 1 a.m. and my eyes are getting tired, but this seems like eye cancer.
don't want to do it, the game tells you can just input 7 ones and it'll let you through anyway. Who knows what the punishment is for that, but I'm sure it doesn't matter. I did actually do the puzzle though, because I wanted to experience all this
You could just type in 11111 and get through. Is this like Dustborn or something?
game had to offer. Was it worth it? Honestly, at this point, yes, it was, because at least I got to play some video game in my video game. Okay, moving on. We're almost done. On to the first mini game of only 2, so it better be worth it. It is a game in which you get a picture of either a sandwich or a soda, and then you have to give them the sandwich or soda in the order they ask for. So if they ask for soda sandwich, you give them a soda, then you give them a sandwich. They ask for sandwich sandwich, you give them a sandwich, and then a sandwich. Does this sound fun?
How much does this game cost? Do we play this tomorrow? Instead of dinosaurs, do we play this tomorrow? And then we also play dinosaurs after we finish the whole game? This I want to speedrun this game. I feel like this is the new meta, is to play Heartbound. How much does it cost? 1,000 yen. So I could get a burger or I could get this game. But if we beat the game within 2 hours, we can refund it.
Does it sound interesting? Does it sound like it took 8 years to make? And that's half. Half of all of the mini games in this video game is this. Just soak it in for a second. I want you to burn this into your mind, because when we move on to talk about the code and how bad it is, I want you to keep in mind what he's coding, like what he's doing this for.
This actually sounds fun. I think I'm going to title the stream, Trying to Beat Pirate Software's Game Inside 2 Hours so I can refund it.
Think to yourself, could this be done in RPG Maker? So far, except the one and only combat encounter, there is nothing here that could not be done in RPG Maker with literally no coding at all. But maybe...
The thing is, like, now that I've seen what the game actually is, PvT Parts is even funnier, because obviously his game is a parody of Heartbound. And he built it in a cave with a box of scrap. So that's actually hilarious. I didn't realize how funny it was. I thought it was just very funny at first, but now it's even funnier.
This last minigame will change my mind. It'll truly blow everything else out of the water. Nope, it's just as bad as everything else. Come on, what did you expect? This is something that you make for your first game. It is one step beyond Hello World. It is a game in which you must dodge falling objects. Yes, I know.
Potentially Sean in the chat. He says, did you discuss the ferret Auschwitz he's running? We have talked a little bit about it, yes. A little bit. But it's... Yeah, that's a Kickstarter exclusive. You get the extra leftover ferrets.
Supposed to be running forward,
Sean.
Programming-wise, that's literally all it is. You're dodging falling objects while trying to hit the object you want. That's it. There's nothing else to it. This is something you teach a middle schooler how to do for their very first coding class, and that's all of the gameplay in the whole game. And looking at all this, I just
wait, hold on a second. We're gonna go back for this. This is at 100. Like, even though we know that Pirate Software is a furry, this is absolutely furry art. There's just a look. You just know. It doesn't pass the vibe check. And I'm going to use an example from the Australia Olympic mascots. I don't know if you've seen this before. This is very funny. Olympic mascot. Where is it? Mascot. This is unironically true. This one year for the Olympics, they hired an artist to make new mascots for the Australian Olympics. This is unironically the Australian Olympic mascots from one year. You just know. You just look at these. Look at this lizard's birthing thighs. There's just a look to it. This album belongs to Pirate with Doomlands. It's just so, I don't know. It's just everybody could just. It's like a natural defense you have in your brain to being able to identify furry art immediately. It's like a lizard brain defense mechanism or something. Yeah, somebody's gonna breed this frilled neck lizard. All right, let's continue.
Class, and that's all of the gameplay in the whole game. And looking at all this, I just don't get it. Like, I'm genuinely confused. When Pirate Software told
You have to eat all the eggs. What's to get? That's what you have to do.
everyone that he worked on video games for 20 years, that he worked as a hacker, why did anyone believe him when this was what he was putting out? Why did it take this long for people to call him out for being a fraud when this is his magnum opus that took him
Wait, hold on a second.
long for people to call him out for being a fraud when this is
Inflamed cuckling. Holy shit.
his magnum opus that took him 8 years.
It's not finished.
Years
It's
of
not
perfecting
finished
your
yet.
craft for something a middle schooler could make. This isn't the work of a professional. This isn't even the work of an amateur. It's pathetic. The worst part is, after scamming his own fans out of $20,000 and more, he has the balls to bait you into thinking there was another boss fight. You are
This like these animations are good though. I'm not gonna hate on the art despite the furry artist, obviously.
seconds away from fighting an enemy literally called boss, and it fakes you out with a fake battle screen only to give a shitty Chrono Trigger-esque judgment segment where you hurt the boss by making good decisions. This is what I'm talking about, where I say it's baffling that it's taken this long for someone
Wait a minute. You can't do that.
to call this guy out. He's been literally scamming and fucking with his own fans for years. But I'm getting ahead of myself. It's time to
Holy
talk about the
shit.
story. And that was clearly the focus of the game.
Right. Surely now it can't get any worse.
Because the gameplay is only about, and I'm being very generous here, 10 minutes. So the rest of this entire game is walking around and talking to NPCs.
So we could literally try and do this. We could try and beat this game within 2 hours and then refund it. I feel like that's tomorrow's plan, boys.
Is the writing good? I mean, come on.
Have I seen Harmful Opinions video on this game? I have not, actually. Despite my love for Harmful Opinions.
That's not even a rhetorical at this point, because I know you're not asking it. Obviously, it's bad. Of course it's bad. But compared to the gameplay, it's not that bad. I would describe it as general 13-year-old
The turtle's name is Sheldon? Okay. Okay.
girl writing. Like maybe something you'd see on someone's Tumblr fan fiction account, like about that level. There are a couple really cringy lines of dialogue that are funny. Like he unironically says sad armadillo noises.
Well, actually, it says disappointed armadillo noises.
But it doesn't really get any more interesting than that. The real problem with the story of this game is the same problem you see in any teenage writing, that the game never gives you a reason to care about anything. Going back to that fake out boss fight, this is a boss fight where it's revealed that it's your mom, that you have mommy issues, and you defeat her by proving that you're not.
I mean, what a surprise that a game called Heartbound was just an Earthbound, like, clone.
Not like her, where she accuses
Except worse, obviously.
you of being evil, and then it checks your previous actions to see if they line up with her beliefs. And if you defied her and were a good person, you defeat her. It's clearly supposed to be a big emotional moment. The problem is we have no reason to care about any of this because before this exchange, there's literally only one encounter with your mom that you weren't even there for. It's a flashback of your mom talking to your dad where she calls you lazy and the dad pathetic. That's it. There's nothing else. There is no other reason to believe the mom is even abusive.
This can't be true. I have to play this game for myself now to find out if it's actually this bad. I feel like this is a work. Nobody's played Pirate Software's game, so this guy can just get away with saying these salacious rumors. I have to see this myself.
Alone so evil that we had to have a boss fight about it. And that's not even the worst part, where she chastises you for your decisions that include decisions you didn't even make. She accuses you of killing this character when I didn't even have the option. If I knew I could kill that character, I probably would have. It would have been funny. So when she's
Murder Joe. Absolutely not. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with a little bit? Look, Pirate Software developers get a little bit of murder as a treat.
like, oh, I bet you killed that guy. And you're like, no, I would never do that. Except I would. I would totally do that. I just never got the option. It doesn't show good moral character to just not press A on every possible thing. And the worst example of the game failing to make you care about something is the whole point of the game. The reason why you're doing everything in the center of your character is that your dog dies.
No, not like that.
But at least can't get much worse.
But it did get worse.
You can't keep getting away with it! You can't keep getting away with it! He won't.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Jason Wick. Hashtag save Sunny or SS for short. Yeah, for sure. Oh my goodness.
Your talking dog, who's your best friend, dies, and you must go save him, sort of. Yeah,
In
it
hell?
really seems like he's dead forever, but that's what you're trying to do, is save him. The problem being, you literally only spend the first 5 minutes of the game with the dog. Why in the fuck should I care about this dog? I've spent no time with him.
This is a dog. You gotta care about the doggo.
Know nothing about him. I know they're friends. That's it. That's like someone going up to you and being like, hey, my neighbor's brother's daughter's dog died. Isn't that sad? And you'd be like, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, that's sad. That sucks. But I don't care. It doesn't make me want to play this whole game and fight for whatever. You have to get me to care about this. Show me how the dog helped him deal with his abusive mother. You have to show me that. This is literally...
You just know. You just know. Malcolm Coombs says, wait, is Heartbound Jason's trauma dump? Absolutely.
First grade writing, by the way, by a 40-year-old...
And Champions of Breakfast is his diet.
Old man. Yes, this game that looks like it was...
That's some whole... This is maximum furry overdrive. You can just fucking tell from this one. Holy shit.
Made by a teenage girl.
Look at these fucking hips. I'm sorry. This is not allowed. This is haram.
And is written like it was made by a teenage girl, was made by a 37-year-old man. I mean, there really isn't anything else to talk about the story. Nothing happens. The real problem is the game doesn't have real characters.
I mean, he has to be 40 because he's gone through 2 puberties, and you get 1 puberty every 20 years.
All just caricatures.
Yeah. No. For sure. I was thinking of BoJack Horseman with that dear daughter or some shit. I was absolutely thinking that.
The only character that has more than a handful of lines is the main character.
All right, hold on a second. I got to answer all of Sean's questions. Will Nick collab with him and make Steel Toe DLC? That is a good idea. I was telling this earlier in the stream, Sean, but I've got a guilty pleasure, and I don't know if you've seen this either, but it's very funny. But I love it, and I'm using you as an example because this is what I haven't really talked about Nick recently at all. But I love it when Alyssa Clips uploads a clip and Stalin19 uploads the same clip, and then you can see the 2 communities that are radically different. So you've got Alyssa Clips, everyone's like, based Sean, he's calling the accuracy of the lawsuit, let's fucking go. And then you go over to the exact same clip on Stalin19's channel, where all the Dabbleverse eggs are, and they're just like, this fat sandwich man is getting everything wrong, except he's right every time. I hate this guy so much. It's so funny. And they have the two tribal communities that they're just like separating into the 2. It's so funny. It's weird as fuck. And I know, right? It's so funny. It's the scub. It's the pro scub and the anti scub. I saw that clip today. Actually, the pretty antisocial chicks are very upset that you said that Aaron is going to have a bad time. That's very funny.
And
anyway,
the only thing I know about him is that he cares about his dog, and he has an abusive mother. Maybe he's a bit sarcastic sometimes. I don't even know what he likes, what he dislikes. What does he have fun doing? How does he feel about things? Is he right-wing? Is he left-wing? How would he feel about the Federal Reserve? I don't know. I don't know anything about him. And I actually...
Oh no, the ferret. Oh no, not like this. I can't do this. I can't fight you, ferret boy. Oh, no.
Actually read every piece of mandatory dialogue. It's not like I was just skipping through.
Oh, calm down, you big baby. You're safe here in me house. My name's Cersei. Pirate fucked his ferret, didn't he?
Things. The game is just so busy trying to make funny lines that are profoundly cringe that it never tries to say anything about anything. Actually, it does try and make one statement. It does have a line about how in the corporate world, you never go up, you only go sideways. No,
I mean, that's just pirates, though, right?
Thor, that's just you. And it's because you're bad. No one was ever going to promote you out of QA when you can't fucking program, you can't write, and you're clearly an idiot. And what doesn't help the story is how much you know he's holding back. And for no reason, another very common novice writer mistake is focusing too much on the reveal and not enough on the buildup. after your dog dies, you're feeling constant guilt, or it's like, oh, it's your fault, you killed the dog. And it doesn't make any sense. Because how the dog dies is you're just asleep and you wake up and the dog is dead. It has nothing to do with you. A monster killed it while you were asleep. It couldn't possibly be your fault. So clearly there is some kind of reveal later in the game where the dog died for a real reason and the monster's not real or something like that. Because as it is now, it doesn't make any sense. I have no reason to be like, I killed this dog. I didn't.
Why are this is... You're not allowed to have this much level of undulating tentacles next to a body of a dog. I'm sorry. Look at this one in particular. Look up close. Look at the undulations.
Do anything, and neither did the kid. And there's no reason for him to.
Somebody spent way too long editing these tentacles.
Feel this way. It just doesn't make sense. So the story's bad, the gameplay's bad. What else is there? What could possibly make this game worth playing? Well, one of the big selling points is the multiple routes, that all of your decisions matter. I've already.
Is the spoiler alert going to be that none of the decisions matter?
Told you I only played one route, the good route, and if you've listened to a single word I've said so far, you know exactly why. But let me tell you now, the decision making is just as bad as the rest of the game. You literally have an evil voice telling you which is the bad option and which is the good option. It is literally as overt as listen to this character's problems and be nice, or kill them. And just in case it's...
Do we just play this in the bad? Do we play the evil route in this game? Or do we actually try and just beat it quickly so we can refund it on Steam and then play dinosaur games?
Slightly more subtle than hitting you in the back of the head with a sledgehammer, you have the evil voice in your head telling you what the evil option is. No, the choices obviously don't matter, because being forced to play this game again is a form of cruel and unusual punishment. But that's the whole game. That's it. And why do you think there is so little? Probably because there's only one completed chapter. Yes, that's it. You have one chapter about, who knows, maybe half of chapter 2, maybe it's 75%. I have no idea how much more there could be. And then the very opening of chapter 3. That's all that's completed in 8 years. He's completed one chapter of an unplayably bad game. So yeah, maybe there's more character development in the rest of the game. And maybe they'll make me really care about that
stream
dead
is
dog.
cool,
But I have the strangest feeling.
All right. Fine, I'll give you one more minute. I'll give you one more minute of the Granny Gate with Harmful Opinions, who just went live actually, so I actually stream rate him for once. I guarantee I stream rate him, and something, and he's gonna say something like, "Oh, I hate that guy," and I'll be like, "Oh man."
So,
haven't yown up to him. Fuck.
Who's this
Exactly, but
fatty?
I will try and find out what other bands you did by having yown up to him. Fuck off, everybody! Damn. You know. Just
Like, if the context for this, as I recall, is like this granny did like the stream with like 20 people watching it, and then Ozzy did the response, which is very funny, and like, I don't know, I was for it because it was very entertaining for me, but like there was no reason to talk about this.
like, stop fucking around.
So
about Digger 420. Oh, it's
this
Digger.
Digger person watches Kino Casino, so these old fucking people watch all this stuff.
Are we ever going to finish Dustborn? Yeah, 2 more weeks. Trust the plan.
Go
Wild Digger
fucking live
appearance.
your life and stop
I like
fucking
Digger.
around
Digger's
with
fun.
somebody else's. You never know what they're going through. Right?
Correct. Nobody's perfect. You are imperfectly
What else did I do?
Excited utterance jump scare. How's Hella doing? Like, unironically, I'm kind of curious what she's up to now that Coburg is basically gone away forever.
Nothing.
Well, I am perfectly imperfect, and I'm perfectly fine with being imperfect.
It's starting to make me feel like her being a troll is a possibility, but
I mean, I might watch this entire stream. Not today, but maybe I'll make this a drinking stream. I don't want to put Ozzy on the spot though, because I like Ozzy and he's going through a rough time. If you're unaware, I do want to watch. This looks so funny. This looks so funny. All right, we're gonna watch the rest of the Pirate Software thing. I'm gonna chop this. I'm gonna grift as much as I can on that video.
Feeling that none
Members
of
on the
that's
stream,
ever
maybe.
going to happen, that the game is never going to be finished, because at this rate, it's going to take him the rest of his life. He will die before this game is completed. So is the game worth playing? No. Is it bad? Obviously. This is something a teenage girl makes for a school project in RPG Maker, not something made by a nearly 40-year-old man on a 3-person team. Now it's...
I kind of don't like it when, like, it's like, oh, you're 40, you should be doing something else. Like, who gives a shit? Like, when you're an adult, you can do whatever you want. Like, you're old. That's just like 20-year-old like brain thinking like, well, I'm 20, so when I'm 30, I'm going to be way different. No, realistically, when you're going to be probably be the same in your 30s as you were in your 20s. And when you get to 40, you'll be enjoying the same fucking things. And then people younger than you will be talking about you're 40, you shouldn't stop enjoying that. So I don't agree with like the age thing. It is a funny thing to say, but it's not really an argument at all. I wonder what the comments for this are. Let me see. I disavow this entire video. I did not realize he worked for Blizzard. Very funny. Very funny. You clearly don't know how difficult game development is when you're out of mana. That's a good one. I'm going to like that one.
It's finally time to talk about the code. Now that you have the full context,
all right, so we're going to learn about the context.
Understand not only why is this bad, but why it was completely unnecessary, because the entire game could be made with no coding at all in RPG Maker. 99% of the game is just walking around and talking to people. RPG Maker games with no RPG elements that are just walking and talking have been made since the beginning of fucking time. This game would actually be better if it was made in RPG Maker, because he fucked up something as simple as just showing text on the screen. How the game works is you left click to enter dialogue. Then if you're going to progress the text, which you're going to have to do if you can read at a first...
Oh, I forgot. There's literally a wiggle setting in this game. Unironically. I think it's in the other video though. I think it's in the video where it's there's literally a wiggle setting in this game. I forgot about it.
First grade level, you must then
I'm not sure if it comes up
right
with the
click.
stream.
Then if you want to move on to the next text box, you can't right click, you have to left click again. So just reading is this song and dance of left click, right click, left click, left click,
What?
right click, left click. You see how that might get annoying?
There's no way. So you have to switch the mouse button over, like, this is how you have to go through the dialogue like that? That's disgusting.
Really fucking fast, or if you're as bored as I was, it's the only fun part of the game. Anyway, there you go. That's it. This is the code I wanted to talk.
What does instance destroy do?
Talk about. No, it's not the 1000 element switch statement. Yes, that's real. No, it's not the array of flags with 560 elements all listed out in a row. Yes, that exists also. It's just this. Now, if you've never coded before, you might not understand why this is so bad, that this was so shocking that it made me create this video. Let me start by explaining what a switch is. The switch is a form...
The switch is like an on and off section, obviously. Ones and zeros, right? Is that right?
Of go to, because literally all it does is go to a section of code. That's it. In this case, we take the argument global.storyline array 333. God, that is insane to say, by the way.
No, so it goes to 33333. Okay.
And based on what that value is, we go to that case. So if the value is 1, we go to case 1. If the value is 2, we go to case 2.
Okay,
And this doesn't have to be in order. You could have case 333 and then case 12 right after that. You can do whatever you want. It's just whatever the value is, we go to the case that has that value.
Okay.
Now, the much simpler version of this is an if statement. All an if statement is if whatever is in those parentheses is true, then we do what's in that block. Now that you understand those two things, you are now a better programmer than our hacker genius here. Because
the dog literally tells you that the game's not finished yet.
Things, you are now a better...
Sorry to say, that's all we have right now.
...programmer than
the rest of the game isn't finished.
Hacker genius.
I gotta ask the chat. Who's a bigger scammer? All right, let me see. Who's the bigger scammer? Pirate, Grums, or I guess me? There we go. Because I scammed you out of the granny video.
Here, because what you see here is complete absurdity. He does not know the purpose of an if statement or a switch or how to use them. I'm going to give you 1 second to see what is wrong with the switch. All right, you ready? Why is it not an if? Why is there code that even says do nothing? Want to know how you do nothing in code? You just don't write it.
No
so
refunds.
If we delete case 2, again, there's nothing there. There's nothing to do. If we just got rid of it, it'd be exactly the same. We are now left with a switch that has a singular case. So what that means is we check what is the value of our global whatever the fuck. If it is 1, we go to case 1. And there is nothing else to check because there are no other cases. Do you see the problem now? We could literally just write this as an if statement. And what's the peak absurdity is that's literally what he did directly above this. So he did it right, then immediately did it wrong right after. And even then, it's still not correct. I'll give you one more.
So he's doubling down even in his code? That's incredible. The man is on theme, if nothing else.
More programming concept. There's something called a bool. That is what the if statement is checking for. It's checking for a Boolean. A Boolean is either true or false. However, that can also be represented as a number, where 0 is false and everything else is true. So in this if statement, he's asking, is global array, whatever the fuck, equal to 1? Do you see the problem there? He literally has a comment confirming that what is in that array is a Boolean. So there is no reason.
You're talking about Pirate or Grums? I'm unironically convinced that Grums is just constantly talking about AI on Twitter because he's praying that Grok will be able to finish his game for him.
To be checking for anything. All you do is put global.storyline array 367 and then end it there, and it works exactly the same. And then he could just do the exact same thing right below that, global.storyline array 333, and then end it there. No switch statement, no nothing, just an if. And I'm not even going to talk about how both of those blocks of code are literally doing the exact same thing. Both of them are only calling instance destroyed. So you could literally do an or there, and then you can combine all of it into one line. And this is the point. This is why it makes me mad. Because he wants his code to be big. That's the point.
You see how the text is like bouncing up and down? That's the wiggle setting. So they literally have wiggle in this game. Confirmed.
I've seen a bunch of code reviews on his code. 2 very great videos about this. But I had to make this video because they don't point out what's important is he's doing this intentionally. He's clearly doing this to make himself look smarter because his dumb fans who don't know how to code look at that and think, whoa, look at all that code. He must be a genius. I
mean, unironically, I kind of think that there's no problem with that. Like, if you're using your coding as a backdrop for a stream to entertain people, that's fine. Although I do have a big problem with not delivering his finished product over 8 years. That's something that's terrible. But if he finishes his game and then he just has the green matrix text coding or whatever, I'm fine with that. And like I said, if the code works, I don't really give a shit. It seems like, I mean, coders seem to be very, very critical of each other. For what I have known. But this does, I mean, I do think that less is better in many cases, especially with this code.
He thinks more code equals better code because he's an idiot and his fans are stupid too. Look at here. I'll just give you one more example. Look at this. Do you see how it's a list of things where he's literally doing the exact same thing every time? All of this could be done with a single for loop. Yes, just one loop. Literally, all for loop is we do one thing over and over again until we hit the number of repetitions we want. And we can increment by any amount we want. In this case, we would definitely increment by 1. And the cool thing is we get access to that incrementer. So we don't have to write the number every single time. But
there was this model, like a FHM model or something like that. And I think her name was Carly, and she used to do like a hashtag code with Carly, and then she would spell like code with like a K because her name had like a K in it or something. So it was like Carly with a K, and then she was like on Thursdays we code with a K, and then like she has like a little laptop and a little macchiato and a little apple or some shit, and then she just had nonsense code on the screen. I just remember that it was like an old meme, like and people were like breaking down her code. It was very funny. So maybe I should learn to code so I can make fun of people like this as well.
do you see the problem with that is? He would have less code and then it would look less cool. He wants these giant blocks of code. He's an idiot. He's dumb. He thinks big blocks of code means he's doing a lot of work. What a fucking dipshit. Can you imagine him just typing out over and over and over again, line after line after line?
This is unironically a scam because I've already done the extended show. So if you give me one more super chat, you're not getting you're not getting more show. It's over this video. We're going to watch this video, and then we're going to see something that someone linked in my Discord called Warcraft 3 Human Campaign, updated for modern audiences.
Line of the exact same thing.
But thank you,
like, man, I guess there's no better way of doing this. Maybe he's that stupid. Honestly, he probably is. But at least part of it has to be him trying to look cool with these giant chunks of text. That's why he doesn't use loops. That's why he used a switch statement when he could use an if. That's why he's checking if true equals true. Yes, that's literally what this means. What he's typing here is true equals true. That's why he...
I mean, that's true, though. True, chat. True.
Refuses to write true or false instead of 0 or 1 because numbers look cooler than true or false. That's why he refuses to use functions and will literally just repeat the exact same steps over and over again. It's because he wants to look cool. He's a child. Everything in this video so far can be explained by the fact that he is a man-child. He is a 37-year-old teenage girl. He codes like a teenager. He writes like a teenager, and he makes big, exaggerated lies just like a teenager. And just like a teenager, he will never admit when he's wrong. And that's why this entire controversy happened. It has nothing to do with Stop Killing Games. It has nothing to do with him letting his friends die in World of Warcraft. It's that he's a child who refuses to grow up. And if you give a...
So then the question remains: at people who worked at Blizzard, Grums and Pirate, which one of them drunk more breast milk?
A child, millions of dollars, and a ton of attention, they will fuck up eventually, and he'll never learn.
But
You
the dog
just
gets
know he'll never
disintegrated?
learn.
What the
You
fuck is
don't get
this?
to 37 acting like a child and even have the capability of learning. And I want to make it very clear, there is nothing wrong with writing bad code. There's nothing wrong with making a bad game. There's nothing wrong with writing embarrassing dialogue. The problem with Pirate Software and why he is being mocked endlessly is he acts like an expert when he's worse than a novice. And the only reason he's this bad after working on a game for 8 years is because he already thinks he's perfect. When you think you're perfect, you have
We did some Grum shows, but there was a guy, he's like a New Zealand guy, I think. And he made a video that I was planning to watch, but I don't think we ever got around to it. Maybe we did, maybe we didn't. I don't know. I can't remember these streams. But he made a video called the Goonernomicon that goes through. Let me see if I can find this. Goonernomicon. Yeah, the Grum's Goonernomicon. It was kind of like an idea for a stream that I never did, I think. I'm pretty sure I never did this. Maybe one day we'll go through this. But there's like multiple parts of this. And it's MLYP, and this guy's like, I think people are calling him like the New Zealand Hassan or something.
Followers I have, and I don't care. I am a podcaster. I have.
And he talks about the Goonernomicon, and then it goes through all of the history of Grums and his lesbian fighters and the Foxy fighter and pretending to be Debbie Chan and stuff. It's actually very fascinating, but I never got around to doing it. We hit the goal. We hit the goal, chat. But there was another video this guy made that's actually better. So I was gonna do this video, but I kind of got bored with the Grum shit.
Hello, everyone.
But he made another video. He made another video called "The Rip Line: The Child Annihilating Zip
Picture
Line."
this.
And this is an amazing video. Unironically, you should go. I've already pre-liked this video. I'll link it in chat if you guys want to see it after this stream. What this is about is they wanted to make a zip line that was like really cool, but it was too big. And they couldn't balance it out correctly, so it was too deadly. So they were just it would murder children, and they kept trying to test it with bags of potatoes and stuff, and they couldn't find the balance because either the children were too heavy and would explode on impact, or they were too light and they would get stuck in the middle. So the ripped line this is an absolutely amazing. It's like a theme park gone wrong sort of thing, and it's crazy. It's like this. They're like testing it with trucks and stuff. Yeah, I really want to watch this sometime with Max and BP if we ever get back together on stream. The Child Annihilating Zipline. This is an amazing video. Yeah, the children explode on impact. It's great. Like there's a big what's it? Here you go. That's right. They talk about they go to like the something awful forums or something. Man dies of zipline shit, and they talk about like how they can fix it, and they like just have the bad kids ride it.
Or any good, okay? Sadly,
so they have like these different theories of how to make it: the water cannon tower, the ramp. It's just like a piece of like internet lost history. It's so funny though. This is such a good video. They're trying to use like tennis balls and tires and stuff. What is this one? How about something squashable at the end of the line? I have ideally variable squashable. That's a good idea. There's some really funny ones in this. But then like people like basically what happened is they tried to make this zip line and it was too tall. So the guy had no engineering background, so he's just like, how do we make he went to the something awful forums, is like, how can I make this zip line fix? How can I fix this? And then like all the trolls started coming in and they reported it to police. It's was this in Africa? No, it's in America somewhere. It's in America somewhere. Yeah, it's like the something awful forums, right? Anyway, we'll finish the Pirate Software stuff. It's only a second
no
here.
reason to learn anymore. You should not be afraid of failing, of making shitty things. What you
That's
should
true.
be afraid of is not learning from it. But that's just a theory. A game theory. Thanks
for
for
watching.
Make sure you subscribe to Lord Frogmire. It is only thanks to my stream chat that I made this video in the first place. Maybe next
Very
stream...
good, very good. All right. That was fun. All right, we'll watch this one last thing, and then I guess we'll stream raid people. What is this? So Leslow HP wanted me to go to this video. This is 2 minutes. So it is Warcraft 3 Human Campaign, updated for modern audiences. Like the video. There we go. Then I got to go eat my spam. Jane is in a wheelchair. She's in the arcane wheelchair. All right. When did this come out? Like 2 days ago? 2 weeks ago. All right. This is pretty good so far. This guy has 700 subscribers. Go fucking subscribe to him.
Welcome, Jaina. The man and I are honored by your presence.
It's Miss Proudmoore to you, Uther. I am the future Grand Admiral. It's good to see you.
This is pretty good.
You too, girl. I'm pleased that the Grand Admiral sent you to help me.
Father still hopes that my patience and experience will rub off on you.
Well, it is a father's right to dream, isn't it?
Look, here's where we stand.
This is very funny. They've changed the dialogue in very subtle ways. This is very funny.
Our scouts have confirmed that there is an orc encampment hidden somewhere over the next ridge.
As I suspected.
It gets
Because
worse.
this should be Uther.
The nearby village of Strawnbrad is preparing an attack on the encampment. As far as we know, the camp is completely defenseless.
I need to defend the orc camp immediately. Can you handle the attack on Strawnbrad on your own?
I'm a strong, independent woman, Uther. Why would I not be able to handle it?
Based.
Good. Meet me at the orc camp once you've destroyed the village. Be careful, Jaina.
The arcane wheelchair is so fucking funny.
Those bandits stole my ledger. Without it, I will lose my entire farm. Please, retrieve it from their camp. It would mean so much to us.
You dare accuse these innocent men of theft, when in reality you stole this farm from them? Slay them!
People of theft. Okay, very good. Very good. Those orcs. Wait, we have to call them orcs, right? It's like the soft R. Otherwise, Alex Novel's going to be very mad with me. Orc is their word.
Save us!
He's escaping! Kill him!
Good. The counteroffensive has already begun.
Scott! Oh no.
Bless you, Jaina Proudmoore.
Who the fuck is Grocker?
But what about the others who got away?
Don't worry, son. We will find them and bring them to justice.
Jaina Proudmoore, Lord Uther needs you at the orc encampment immediately.
I knew this old man couldn't get by without me. Let's get moving.
The glasses is very funny as well. Point that out. These little details are great. Oh my god, that's so funny. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. All right, what is this? What is this? Oh, we already showed Archmage Khadgar. That was earlier in the stream. Don't worry. Don't worry. We definitely saw the Archmage. This is unironically true. Like, you think this is a parody? No, we're living in the parody. Okay, that's where we're now. Alrighty, chat. Alrighty, chat. I think that's what we got for today. I think we're unironically going to play Pirate Software's game tomorrow, but on the Dino channel. So you got to go subscribe to Giggy Week for that. But we're going to try and beat it in 2 hours so we can refund it, and we're probably going to play the bad route and kill Mother, just like every man dreams about. I mean, oops. Anyway, also maybe watch the zipline sometime. That's pretty good too. I'll give you some wiggle, and then we'll get out of here. And we'll stream raid you over to Harmful Opinions. How about that? Thank you for watching. Peace out. Great stream. Had fun. And peace. Well, I forgot to press the button, so we're going to have to keep talking for a couple seconds. I'll distract you with this picture of Max and a crab.
Oh, get him. Everyone step on him. Don't step on him.
Is it working?
Did you hear me? It is tax-free. My Zannies, my hookers, my super chats too. Hit that button, cause every single super chat I got it tax-free. Tax-free. Take out your pill bottles, shake your pills, because it's gonna be tax-free. Tax-free, tax-free. Tell your wiggers that we got it. Tax-free in my little tin shack. bats flying in tornadoes. Gun flopping up and down, let's get the guns out. Gun, 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 shake it around when it's tax-free. Wiggle, wiggle! Wiggle, wiggle! Wiggle, wiggle! Wiggle, wiggle! It's a tip, so it's tax-free. But wiggle, you best not fold the bullshit, because these super chats, they all tax-free. Wiggle, wiggle! Wiggle, wiggle! Wiggle, wiggle! Yo, Faith, don't make me say it. Squeeze! Child support, Faith, it's tax-free. Compass sneak, cause it's tax-free. That's right, bitch. Now kiss my Gucci hat, I said kiss it. It's authentic, bitch. It's time to gun out. Shake your gun like you mean it. Wiggle, wiggle! Welcome to the kill stream. This song. Wiggle, wiggle! What you mean I'm drunk? I'm sober, bitch. Get the fuck out of here. Maybe one more. So take out your pill bottles and shake your pills, and wiggle, 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 wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle! Wiggle, wiggle! Wiggle, wiggle! Wiggle, wiggle! It's a tip, so it's tax-free. But wiggle.